Halo guys, selamat siang semua yang belum mandi. Aku mau makan jagi guys seperti biasa. Bangun langsung mamam. Kita watch party guys sama Kak Miti hari ini.
사실 긴장을 엄청 많이 했어요.
telat mulu nih Bang Cio, nggak telat Cor. Mau mulai nama telat sih.
C에서부터 이제 뭐 플레이스까지 해서 경기를 굉장히 많이 했잖아요. 근데 그게 저희 팀한테는 좀 더 도움이 된 것 같아요. 특히 파란 선수한테도 많이
do움이 됐고. guys ya, Grand Final BO5 guys.
긴장을 조금 하면서도
kita akan lihat keseruan guys. Pacific tuh kalau Grand Final kayak gimana coy?
그렇게 생각하고 있습니다.
Well, Karan coming in this year to Pacific, he didn't have a lot of experience playing on stage and playing a lot of matches, but having played so many games throughout our run in the Group C and also down to the losers bracket and back here all the way up to the finals, I think it helped us out a lot.
Makan dulu guys, bakmi dulu, makan bakmi guys. Pagi-pagi tuh enaknya makan bakmi bro.
He still had the jitters a little bit, but yesterday I could see the confidence in him and he performed very well yesterday. Well, last but not least, Paperrex. They're known for their counter defaults. Sometimes nothing, literally nothing works against them.
MC-nya tak kebang, aku suka
having
Bang.
a great
Hello.
response to that kind of playstyle would be a huge win condition for you. So how did you prepare for today's matchup? 이제 페이퍼렉스가 상대의 디폴트를 깨부수는 것으로 또 유명하잖아요. 여기에 대해서 어떻게 젠지가 대처하는지가 관건일 텐데 좀 어떻게 준비하셨나요?
어떻게 KJ 맞을까요?
짧은 시간이었지만
Langsung nggak nyangka udah grand final aja Bang.
저희도
Yoi.
치겠습니다.
Tapi ini, guys, jujurnya guys, kalau grand final sekarang ini guys, ini nggak terlalu mendapatkan sesuatu guys ya, cuma circuit point doang. Kayaknya gue liat sih nggak ada prize pool money-nya, jadi lebih ke poin untuk nanti ke champion guys.
같이 아빠 치는 정도로. 네.
Karena udah dua-duanya udah pasti masuk ke ini kan.
그게 잘 되면 네. 재밌는 경기가 될 것 같아요. 네.
It wasn't a lot of time to prep coming into this matchup, but for Paperrex, I am fully confident that we can definitely fight back. And if they want to fight, well, come at us, you know, we're ready to fight back. We have great aims, we have great skills, and I just feel like it's going to be a great game once we all go proactive and aggressive and take those aim duels and see who comes
Lu nggak pakai
out
mic Bang,
on
suara lu
top.
beda lah.
Thank you, Solo.
Pakai kan?
Return to you, Alex.
Pakai guys, cuman mic-nya agak jauh-jauh dikit ntar ya.
GENG, they've been
Gua mau makan dulu,
growing and
guys.
becoming stronger and stronger match by match. So how much bigger of a threat is GENG now compared to 6 days ago? 알렉스 감독님, 젠지가 경기를 거듭하면서 정말 강팀으로 성장하는 모습인데요. 이전에 만났던 젠지 그리고 오늘의 젠지 얼마나 달라진 것 같나요?
Yeah, I think they played like.
Siapa
60
yang
minutes on
lapar
stage.
melihatnya?
So, you know, you get used to the stage and conditions, and you get more comfortable with the situation, especially if you have rookies in your team. We played 5, I think, and well, they have more. You know, it's a give and take, right? We have more footage to review, but I think they might be a little bit more comfortable, more relaxed. You know, it's something that we're just growing into right now.
젠지가 알렉스 감독이 생각했을 때 한 15세트를 한 것 같은데 페이퍼렉스 같은 경우에는 5세트밖에 치르지 않았다고 얘기를 하는데요. 근데 젠지 입장에서는 또 팀에 신인이 있기 때문에 이렇게 경기를 많이 치르는 게 좀 팀의 손이 풀리는데 그리고 몸이 풀리는데 도움이 많이 됐을 것 같다고 얘기를 하면서 하지만 페이퍼렉스는 한편으로는 젠지에 관한 데이터가 많기 때문에 좀 각자의 장단점이 있는 것 같다고 얘기를 합니다. 그래도 오늘 젠지가 좀 많이 몸이 풀리고 선수들도 경험을 토대로 좀 자신감을 얻은 것 같아서 오늘 재밌는 경기가 펼쳐질 거라고 예상하는데요. Well, they took down DRX, definitely a force to be reckoned with. What was your utmost priority when you were preparing for today? 오늘 그러면 젠지가 상당히 위협적인 모습을 보여줄 거라고 예측하실 것 같은데 경기 준비하면서
guys, wgaming.
I think we were just trying to review the game that they played against us and see how they were playing. That was the one that we drew the most. That's the one we reviewed the most, basically. I think our most priority would be to make sure that we start off well. We haven't been starting off very well in this tournament at all, and we know that against a team that's as confident as them and has as much time to get used to the stage, we need a strong start.
50 maps, that's a lot though. 젠지가 그동안 해왔던 경기를 분석하는 것에 집중을 했다고 하고요.
Makan
오늘
bakmi
페이퍼렉스의
guys, sambil nunggu
중요한
buka ya.
점은 좀
Nunggu ini ya mau
시작부터
ya.
빠르게 흐름을 가져오는 거라고 얘기를 합니다. 특히나 젠지가 현재까지 몸도 많이 풀렸고 또 이런 경기를 치르는데 너무 익숙해져 있기 때문에 그런 흐름에 휘둘리지 않기 위해서 페이퍼렉스는 좀 이전 경기들과는 다르게 빠르게 흐름을 잡는 게 중요할 것이라고 얘기를 하는데요. Lastly, now more generally though, coming into this year, there were a lot of questions around whether PaperX can still be the #1 team of Pacific even without GENG. Now we're about to see that today, but judging from how the team has performed so far, would you say you've answered some of those questions? 올해 찡 선수의 부재로 많은 분들이 좀 페이퍼렉스가 퍼시픽의 왕자를 지켜낼 수 있을까에 대해서 많은 질문을 던지셨습니다. 이런 우려의 목소리가 있었는데 여태까지 팀의 경기력을 보면 좀 찡 선수의 빈자리를 완벽하게 메꿨다고 볼 수 있을까요?
I think
Komennya YouTube
probably
orang-orang
not fair
bang.
to judge because we've only played 2 games and both of them, I'm playing the same team again, you know. So and 11 people in our league. I think if we want to be the #1 team, we need to win like the majority of the games, you know. And then so I hope that I don't know. We're not there yet. We're gonna prove it. We're proving it again.
아직은 조금 대답하기 이른 것 같다고 얘기를 하십니다. 왜냐하면 이제 또 경기를 많이 치르지 않았던 데다가 젠지와의 리매치를 치르기 때문에 또 같은 팀을 2번 만나는 것이기 때문에 아직까지 뭔가 찡 선수의 빈자리가 완벽하게 메꿔졌다고 단언할 수는 없지만 그래도 이제 리그가
Lek nggak jawab pakai bahasa Korea bang.
좀
Dia kan nggak bisa bahasa
계속해서
Korea.
또 견고한 모습을 보여줬을 때 그때서야 퍼시픽의 왕좌를 지켜낼 수 있다고 얘기할 수 있을 것 같다고 얘기를 해주셨습니다. Well, thank you coaches for the interview. Have a good game. Good luck to you both and over to you, Victoria. 이렇게 해서 양팀의 감독님들 만나봤고요. 이어서 분석 데스크 함께 만나보시죠.
Thank you so much, Jen and coaches. You know, she asked Solo what kind of strategies they would be using against PaperX. I was thinking maybe Solo was going to teach the rest of his team the Lakia move, where you jump over, you Mario jump.
You jump over the
Over
showstopper.
raid. Yeah, that's what I would teach.
Just like, whoa, whoops, sorry, I'm good.
Manyet's coming. Like that, just jump over it. Mario jump it. Now it's a really interesting interview. We mentioned this a bit yesterday. Alex said in his interview before that he looks up to Solo, Termi, and Bile, even the previous coach of GENG. They used to be ex-teammates back then, and when Alex was a younger player, he used to study everything
guys,
they
enak
did. So I
guys.
imagine he's going to be studying everything that they've been doing and trying to get in the mind of Solo, because Solo's obviously figured something out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, Solo seems to have found a good balance with this team of some level of kind of that static, disciplined Korean style, some good executes, but they seem a little more free-flowing as well. Like, there's a lot of moments where it seems like they're pretty good off the cuff, and that's maybe just because, you know, they haven't had that much time with Solo yet, and they have to kind of rely on their own individual skill and those kind of things, but when it gets messy, so far, GENG has been really, really good, and it's been on the backs of players like Texture, like Keren. Laki has had a couple great clutch moments as well. So, you know, these players have all been there, done that for the most part, except for a couple new ones. And therefore, you can kind of get down and dirty with that PaperX style, and I think they're going to hang very, very well, and that's something that PaperX has to be concerned about.
Yeah, I think they do. Now, I was just saying we were looking at our talent predictions. Kilio said this, like nothing has happened the way it should have happened, and I completely agree. A lot of our predictions were actually, you know, they were serious predictions, and a lot of teams have surprised us, and this is actually very different right now. Today's prediction, we're actually split between PaperX and GENG. This is very different.
Udah lagi
Very
makan
first time
bakmi.
these two teams faced off.
Anjir.
Yeah, definitely does not
Tapi
feel
udah-
the same
udah
way.
live.
It feels like
Udah.
anything can happen.
Oh, udah.
Aku lagi live mukbang.
Do all of our analysis and
Enak tuh.
base all of our predictions
Bakmi.
based off
Ada,
of
buat
games
sumpah.
that we've seen
Ya
before.
Bang Cia lagi makan bakmi
But
guys.
once you get down into that server, once you get on that stage,
Kita ASMR.
with a whole crowd watching you, feeling
Iya.
that's happening at once.
Sebenarnya William gak beda sendiri.
Everything's
Lah
different.
kemarin
Everything is different.
kemarin
And I think
enggak
Solo had
tuh,
a really
kemarin
good point
sama
about
semua.
Karen's confidence as well. So, you know,
Ya
I
bakmi
think
enak tuh.
PaperX has to be in the right mindset. I think they gotta feel good, they gotta feel ready, and well, if not, if they're a little bit shaky, let's see what
Katanya
happens.
bagi dong bakminya.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all don't know.
Ntar di Madrid,
It's
guys.
even split. I do want to chat with you on your prediction for GENG after this, but I hear the players are ready to
Apakah
enter
3
the
duelis
stage. So let's see
lagi?
who's gonna take their shot and get it
Ada
closer.
aneh-aneh
Semoga
pastinya.
enggak.
Ini pasti aneh-aneh nih pikir.
Pasti aneh-aneh, nggak ngerti.
Masih aneh-aneh guys, lihat aja guys kalau nggak percaya guys. Oh shit! Ya ketahuan cok, nama Discordnya Miti Agus cok. Lupa dimatiin overlay-nya.
No,
Oh no!
terboxing.
No
Aku
guys!
terboxing, namaku Agus. No. Apa sih? Thank you. Datang ke dapur dulu juga. Thank you. Aduh. Iya, namaku Agus.
Information.
Ini turnamen tertinggi Valorant enggak?
My name is Jason, aka Forsaken, and I play for team Paperrex. By beating my brother, and we went to the finals. My brother used his ulti to defuse the bomb, and it's like really make us a bit mental down. That round is really important for us, and we just lost because he just defused with the 200 IQ, always wgaming. So I think it doesn't matter for us. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for Genji, I think they're looking really strong with the new member. The player that I watch out for the most in Genji is Texture. Because he play really well and he show us that his duelist is really crazy. I mean, like on fire. So, yeah.
Tapi ini tekstur gila banget ya Mit ya?
Even though we play
Aduh,
small
makanya.
games, but
Makanya
Ini orang kayak nggak pernah bau tau gak sih main
Nggak pernah bau, iya, nggak pernah bau aimnya.
I'm really excited
Aneh.
for Master Setter. I'm really excited for
Aneh guys,
what
kayak
we can
robot tangannya
show
guys.
to you guys
Bisa
in the
nembak
game.
begitu.
Asli.
I think I hope you guys just keep supporting Paperrex all the time until we can bring trophy for this year.
Kalau kata ini DJE nggak begitu DJE.
Semua orang juga ngomongnya gitu, di GE tidak begitu.
안녕하세요. 젠지에서 활동 중인 메테오
Tapi Meteor juga serem loh.
Iya makanya pada serem-serem kayak
Kemarin.
ini Genji lagi improve banget.
경기 끝나고 이제
Kemarin
이야기
yang dia
들어가기
pakai
전에는
Killjoy tau kan
진짜
ya?
한 걸음 남았다 얘들아 이런 얘기 많이 오고
저.
두 번째 맵에서 로터스를 했는데 저희가
그런가?
세계에서 가장 잘한다고 자부할 수 있고 스크림 때 또 성적이 좋았어가지고 연습해온 대로 했던 것 같습니다. 썸띵 선수가
Tekstur
가장
sama
견제되는
Meteor
것
ngerti.
같고 항상 썸띵 선수의 플레이를 보고 있으면은 감탄밖에 나오지 않아서 썸띵 선수만 조심한다면 저희가 충분히 이길 거라고 생각합니다.
Gua tau guys, kayaknya skillnya monyet di GE diambil sama tekstur deh guys.
페이퍼렉스를 이기게
Kenapa?
되면 킥오프 우승에
Skillnya monyet di GE diambil sama tekstur cuy. Kan di GE kan monyet gila-gilaan. Di sini lagi ini guys, lagi adaptasi susah.
1시드로 올라가겠습니다.
Adaptasi sama gameplay kali ya? Gameplay
Iya
yang
susah
lain.
soalnya beda. Disuruh jadi duelist lagi kan beda deh.
The defending Kings of Pacific are looking to retain
Aku masih
Iya.
menunggu main freak mode BU ya dari kemarin.
Forsaken,
Kemarin udah BU, kemarin udah.
the master of mind games, a mind freak, the sultan of clutch divide.
Guys curang, Miti udah punya kaosnya, aku belum punya guys.
Ya, duluan ya.
Voting,
Oke,
voting,
oke,
ngapain
oke.
voting sih udah pasti votingnya. Ini aku votingin deh. Mau voting lagi, kurang ajar kalian ya.
Udah pasti guys. Nah itu tuh kalau kalah tetap ke Madrid, tapi kalau nggak juara, tapi nggak juara satu apa aja, benar.
Iya, tapi ini juga kayaknya nggak dapat piala guys, tahu gue
Nggak
kayak
dapet
gini guys.
piala,
Pialanya nanti
Jadi-
soalnya yang tengah-tengah.
nggak tahu deh.
Ya ini nggak ada prize pool, nggak piala, juara satu cuma dapetin kick off circuit point doang guys, makanya menurut gua nih kurang ini ya, kurang worth untuk terlihat banget gitu loh. Udah have fun aja gitu jadinya.
Ya pantesan mereka
Santai guys.
main-main.
Ini kemarin juga kayaknya Paperrex malam nih lagi pada habis dari warkop ini, habis ngongkrong nih. Kagak istirahat kayak santai aja, besok
ini.
santai.
Kalau kemarin itu Coach Alesnya tuh ngomong, kalian kalau menang nanti dibeliin gacoan udang keju.
Oh iya.
Udang keju 100. Beneran menang tuh 2-0.
Ya kan senyum-senyum kan tuh habis makan udang keju semalam
Full
tuh.
senyum.
Lo juga makan udang keju Bang Wit?
Kenapa?
Lu juga sering beli udang keju?
Sering buat ngemil. Enak weh. Enak loh.
Enak sih guys. Gue kalau beli gacuan tuh 2 bakmi atau udang keju guys.
Nah, anjir udang kalau 2 bakmi enggak deh kayaknya. Pedes gak sih?
Beda perutnya. Ya yang kayak cabenya.
Oh, perut black hole beda sih. Jangan sampai nge-troll aja nih PRX, mengingat match ini nggak ngaruh-ngaruh amat. Lah, kamu berharap PRX tidak nge-troll? Yang bener aja.
Bener aja kamu. Udah pasti kemasan, udah pasti guys.
Pasti.
Makanya nyantai banget.
Nah tuh guys, ada suara tukang.
Guys bayangin guys, kalau gue umur 20, gue sejago Jason, terus gue di Korea kayak gitu guys. Gue akan jadi fucek boy sih fix dah.
Nggak. Ya. Mereka loyal loh.
Iya lo lihat deh, lihat papan namanya cewek-cewek cantik, tulisnya siapa? 4 seconds cuy. Ngeri loh Jason lo. Biar bisa ini guys, biar bisa kalau misalnya makan siang tuh ada lagunya Kincana, Kincana, Negana, Kincana. Gitu guys, gue pengen guys ngerasain kayak gitu guys, kayak ngeliat matahari tuh ada lagunya gitu. Oke, Evan guys, gue sih cuma satu doa gue guys. Doa gue tekstur tuh tiba-tiba bau hari.
Ya, tiba-tiba nge-whiff gitu.
Kalau tekstur bau udah menang sih fix guys. Fix udah.
Fix menang.
Dia tuh ACS-nya mid di turnamen itu udah 260 lebih.
Gila.
Berapa match itu dia stay di situ, gila gede banget.
Ayo guys, tebak guys. Itu Bang Alex ngomong apa tuh? Semoga tekstur salah makan sampai diare katanya.
Iya lagi one shot. Bentar pause loh. Itu boker. Toilet guys, bayangin guys, lagi sakit perut guys.
Iya anjir.
Habis makan gacoan dia malam.
Astaga.
Alright, Asia 14 here.
Nah, ini nih map
PRX
nih.
and GENG go
Aku
through the map,
tebak
guys,
Sunset
we
di band
can't
sih.
help but wonder about
Aku tebak
Breeze,
Sunset.
because that was the first map to kick
Breeze
off
di band,
between
Breeze.
two teams last
PRX
time,
Breeze, Breeze.
and it was
Jelek Breeze-nya
really
PRX,
close.
belum
It
dapat
was close,
time.
but it did favor GENG, so you might want to
Map
think
selalu
twice
kalah anjir
about
PRX tuh
playing that
Breeze.
same map again.
Final
But
kalah
again,
Breeze, ini kalah.
After seeing everything play out, you know, we've seen GENG's improvements all across the board. Now we're starting to think, like, maybe you want to watch out for what GENG has in store. Like, maybe you want to ban out something that they're good at. Like an ice
Tebak skor bang.
Yeah, I think you've got
3-1 kayaknya guys.
PRX, where you're gonna have to fall into a
Wih,
path that you're not comfortable with, whether
Cius
it's
tuh.
Icebox, Breeze, or Fun.
Yoi.
Right? Like one of those three is gonna come through. They haven't
3-1 untuk
played
Gen. Bukan PRX.
Bang.
Namanya pengkhianat guys itu ya kalau gitu ya.
Kamu tidak boleh berkhianat seperti itu. Aku lihat mapnya dulu sih, baru bisa nebak sih guys.
Udah pasti nih, Breeze di band ini.
Siapa yang menang belum wes? Belum mulai.
Oh, Sunset sama Breeze. Udah sisanya tuh habis. Guys, Bob. What the hell? Oh, Esen dulu. Oke, Esen.
Yeah, they were really busy.
Esen
this
meta
game.
kemarin udah tahu tuh agentnya. Apa ganti lagi? Coba ganti lagi nih Reyna nih. Keluar Reyna, percaya nggak lu? Esen nih.
All these Gecko plays
percaya.
Reyna sih keluar guys.
as well. So interestingly enough, that GENG picks it against PaperRX because that was the map that PaperX had a slightly better time
Insider
against
mapnya
T1
Lotus
on,
nggak sih?
with Forsaken and Fade and his
Just
Odin.
a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah, a little bit. 13-6, a little bit.
I mean, it's interesting.
Lah.
Both
Oh, Lotus
teams kind of
duluan.
maybe leading into the maps I didn't expect initially. So GENG goes for Lotus. They lost.
Gila PaperX picknya attack. Lihat guys, attack.
Nggak
Nggak pick defense lihat.
Especially with Meteor and Munchkin lurking around the map.
Oh,
Bain. Oke, Bain. Bain nyuruh keluar fix guys.
Oke. Ya,
Asep udah rugi 10.000.
Master Madrid diambil berapa tim? Diambil 8 tim dari tiap region, kan 4 region.
did see
Decider
how Genji
mapnya
counters
Breeze ya.
DRX.
Berarti-
Gak apa-apa lah, gak nyampe decider kok kalau kata gua.
Which again is
3-1.
something that Paperrex could do, but then
Pede
again,
banget ya,
you
gila.
never
Pede
know.
banget,
Last
bro.
year they suddenly picked out Arena, so
I think we might see ISO
Yeah.
get there.
oh ISO.
Bener ya?
Look, there's like 4 agents
Apa ya?
Forsaken hasn't played yet. So
Deadlock.
Deadlock, ISO,
berapa ya, guys, ya?
Sage, so far this, the last couple of seasons.
Kata aku sih
Yeah, exactly. He's busy making his Pokedex full.
3-2
Dia
kali.
demit, yang lo beli juga deh. Ntar yang bener.
Here we go.
Yang benar dari kita beliin McD.
Yep.
Nah.
Gue 3-1 sih.
The thing about this
3-1 sih gue
competition with
Paperrex.
Gua
Paperrex, though, is
3-2.
that we need every single
Oh,
player
gila,
to
tipis
pop
banget.
off, right? And
Taunya
while
3-0.
Manya did have some great entries,
Toto 3-0 sih.
it wasn't quite up there with the rest
Ya
of
nggak
the
pakai
team.
Reyna guys, nggak
Again,
seru ah.
It doesn't
Something.
really matter if Something and
Asal
Manya
dulu
are
kan
working
ini
in
ya.
tandem to secure a lot of
Ya
these
pakai
sites.
kayo nih, wah pakai kayo
It's
kelar
just
guys,
I'm
susah
more
guys.
worried about what Genji has prepared.
Kemarin yang
because
dibilang
the way
guys,
they
PRX
play
tuh kemarin
the
enak di
second
Essen
stage
karena
of
nggak ada
division
kayo.
shows
Taiwan
that they
sekarang ada kayo,
absolutely
susah
know
nih
how to
masuknya.
play defense.
Yeah, and I think you're gonna
Ya
have a little
Genji
bit
tahu
more
sih
ability
cara
to
mainnya.
adjust to the.
Iya nih, kalau misalnya di silent sudah nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain kan dia pakai util semua ini PRX.
Well, the Tiger Nation is facing off the Rexes, facing once again to close out the Pacific Kickoffs. Taking us through the action is Achilleos and William.
Thank you very much. Yes, here we are, another grand final, but this time a very different face on the other side of the arena. Paperrex punching a ticket, as expected by a lot of us, to get to this point, to go to Madrid. But it's not DRX on the other side of the arena. It is a different Korean squad, GENG, the young up-and-coming challengers, to see if they can take away the throne.
Akhirnya sadar perlu kayo, iya. Dibilang guys, kayo itu PRX tuh bakal ke counter kalau ada kayo guys. Agak susah ini pasti.
Seperti biasa Viper adalah Sentinel, benar. Apa itu Sentinel? Kita punya Viper.
It very well could. I mean, you're talking about
Hasilnya sengit ini 3-2. Oh berarti kamu dukung Miti ya, oke. Kamu saya tebot.
Kataku sengit sih, dari pilihan mapnya sengit sih.
Aku sih bisa kelihatan dari map pertama sih. Kalau map 1 nggak terlalu sengit berarti udah 3-1 atau nggak 3-0.
Oh iya.
Kalau sengit udah berarti MP 3-2
Kayaknya
sih.
di sini susah sih. Di sini sama
Terus kalau
aku
tiba-tiba
pede.
something one tap udah kelar sih kayaknya.
Nah, kelar sih, kalau itu kelar.
kelar
Tapi
sih.
masalahnya dari kemarin something turu nih.
Iya dari kemarin nih turun nih guys.
Dari kemarin turu nih.
And they have
Kita
used
lihat ya,
it
gini.
quite a bit to great success against T1.
3-1 Genji menang duluan.
if
Lah jangan
Genji
gitu deh bang.
has studied all the tape. Another difference, of course, Paperrex, when they went up against T1, it was against Execute
Jangan
Cypher.
ngomong gitu tau guys,
And it
nanti
did
kalian
prove
kena
some
karma
trouble
ya.
for Monyet's Raze, whereas he was kind of getting caught off guard a lot on the entry. It was really the follow-up trades that worked. This time, a little bit more familiarity with the Killjoy setups now on the A site. Looking to just delay that, looking for a retake for GENG on A.
Nah kan, itu kayak gue bilang.
Dulu, mereka nih alergi pistol.
Ya.
Taken out. Meteor as well being tracked over in towards main. The door
Gila,
is gonna be
cepet-cepetnya
broken down.
nunggu itu
The
loh.
Will bring up a bit of damage there.
Aduh, udah Vibe miss.
Classic. Swinging out. Doesn't miss to find a buy, but a quick peek from Forsaken gets the one tap. Meteor goes down.
Lihat kan?
Finds the second kill.
Itu something yang ku kenal guys.
Mismatch there. I mean, Meteor
Headshot,
he did his best to hold
Ghostnya.
on
Aduh!
the main and even popped the nanoswarm before he went off. As you see, a lot of damage still
Tumben.
quite doable here for GENG considering the health.
Oh, masih
Tumben
darah.
loh. Maaf guys, ada tukang guys.
Gila.
Ever so familiar
Nah kan,
back
ini
Tak dulu,
wgaming bro.
Gini. Mereka harusnya alergi pistol nih bang. Ini kalau
Iya, makanya ini
tiba-tiba
kalau udah
alergi,
berarti
A lot of this,
menang kan?
of course, is Paperrex
Nah.
just knowing when to keep up the tempo.
Kalau
As
kata Alex
soon
tuh
as he
mereka
hit
sama
that
kayak kemarin
contact,
tuh startnya
they
jelek, sekarang
understand
startnya
that
bagus
as
nih
we
guys.
week They got the first kill, they want to push through.
Oh,
I
gila.
mean, you know it's the Jet peeking out, then you catch sight of the Killjoy. You just want to run through and make sure you destroy everything before backup arrives. So it's a matter of GENG just maybe not expecting the entire force to follow at full tempo speed, full
Oke,
running
bisa
all the
guys.
way up mid.
apakah ini serius?
Jangan
Nggak
throwing.
tahu.
Wah nggak beli
Lihat aja
senjata Jason sama si something.
Masih
Ngapain itu?
Just go for a bit of a tempo TP up.
Oh mau ke atas ya? Gagal ke atasnya.
Corner instantly and he is taken down.
Dia mau ke atas guys, gagal itu.
Yeah, we got to keep in
Mau
mind
di
that
recon
the
atas itu.
screen right now is really set up to try to disrupt mid. So GENG trying to wonder if that was the case. No, it's a pass push into A.
Prowler
nggak
and
dapet.
lock
Waduh.
it.
Oke, tekstur belum wangi guys ya.
Headshots through.
Nah, kan, belum wangi, guys, nice.
Wah ini efek gacuan semalam
picks
ini.
up a 3K. Looking now for potentially the 4 as Meteor goes down to 15 HP.
Waduh.
Monyet, ini baru monyet guys.
Wah, gila,
This is the hottest start that we've seen from him thus far.
Yes, I mean, we saw it in the
Ini
win
dia nih,
contribution
guys.
graph as well.
I
Monyet
know
not
it.
really being a
No
big
way.
part of the
Wah,
round wins that
Odin, lihat,
PRX has
lihat.
gotten. That's not to say that he's
Dia
not
nggak
necessarily
fighting,
playing his
Odin.
role.
Yang bener
See, whenever
aja.
he's playing this raise, his
Attacker, guys,
goal is
Odin,
to just
guys.
create that space, create those angles, create those trades for his teammates, and no better teammates to have for that other than this squad on
Tapi
PaperRX.
kemarin
Iya
dulu
kan,
gue
dia
nonton
anak-
klipnya Nit, si Tarik
Always
ngomong
good.
katanya, ini baru Valorant nih, nonton Pasifik, nonton Amerika sama Eropa ngantuk katanya gitu.
Lucky as well.
Emang bener guys, makanya rame guys, Pasifik tuh ditonton orang-orang bule guys.
Spraying each other over
Mohon
there
maaf
towards
itu
B.
Lakia pun juga pakai Odin ya.
It's like a creep up
Oh
from
iya ya.
Mind Freak working his
Iya.
way
Iya inisiator soalnya.
into B main.
Oh udah lo tuh,
Just gonna
maskin.
eat some damage there.
Kena granat kayak.
Monyet just gonna be sitting on the boom bot.
Monyet agak agresif gak sih?
No one's got situated
Kalau
there.
agak agresif gitu tuh emang.
One step
Lagi
closer
agresif
to
loh
that
ini.
thrash. And they could try to bring
Katanya
that
kemarin
back
gua ngapur
over
doang,
towards the
Bang,
B
kemarin.
side as well. I mean,
Ah,
PaperRX,
iya.
they've already
Kemarin
accomplished
gua
their mission
main-main
here at
doang,
the very
Bang.
beginning of the round. Disrupt
Kamu juga
gaming,
bule, Bang, ya,
control
aku
that,
bule,
keeps
guys.
them guessing on the A side, and now you can shift your
Ya,
Lakia doing the scouting.
dua
Meteor doing the
B
killing.
3A guys. Mite kosong gitu guys.
Good opening kill to be found here for the side of GENG as they look to get themselves on the board in this bonus round.
Kayaknya di 3 sih.
Clock running down
Nih,
below a minute
something
now.
kalau dapat satu menang nih.
Seems like ultimately
Menang.
PaperX do want to end up over here on this B site. Alarm bot giving that early
dua.
warning here.
Yeah, but without the full 5. Slow down just a bit, trying to set up for the pinch from main.
Prowler wingman sent
Aduh
out.
nggak dapat dia.
Lakia
Aduh
able
nggak
to
dapat
find
dia.
Another kill here on the B side. Meteor as well. Nanoswarm taking down something.
Ya!
Will fall. He
Oh,
manages
nice.
to find a second elimination. Spike down. Can be retrieved, but now finds himself in a
Oke,
position
no it's okay. Tapi dia belanjanya banyak guys. Beli Vandal, beli Odin.
Oh, he's
Hear
more
that it's not held.
Yeah, he's more focused on taking down weapons rather than the spike. Now he's
Oh,
gonna
he's
stick
to get
it.
closer. He does have a showstopper online now.
Ah!
But as he swings up behind the
Senjata
Apanya
belum
belum
siap udah
Take
ngepick
it down.
loh.
Apa-apa.
So
Dapat
two
plan,
players
dapat plan
lost.
namanya.
GENG retained 3
Dapat plan,
weapons and
dapat
get themselves on the board.
Main.
Yeah, one of those rounds where it doesn't feel so bad for either side. Lakia playing heroics there with the Odin, just making sure that PaperX
Something
can't
suka
play
skin
their
gosok,
classic
enggak,
W
guys.
gaming style.
Dia suka
Meteor
RTX.
with good coverage too, all the way from backside, or
Nggak
rather
dipakai
Ini
towards
soalnya
the spawn.
map defender
Able to
kalau
trade
agennya
that
kayak gini
crossfire.
guys.
Of course, a lot of
Ini mau
delay on the
defender
Nanoswarm,
banget
even picking up the kill onto something. Not quite sure what happened there. But this is, I mean, all the way through the paranoia as well, just knowing that you have the crossfire ready to go.
Iya, lagi kokang tuh.
Nah, coba nonton sama Miti.
Things nice and calm for the time being, but we saw yesterday just how rowdy GENG can get on that stage.
Oh, udah ada ulti.
More wins, I'm
something.
sure that we're going to be seeing that energy spiking up. But for now, has been a slow start for the likes of Texture as well as Keren.
He's over it.
Ya!
What?
Texture up on the top.
Itu udah stylenya PaperX banget begitu.
Jet had flown
Nggak
right over
nggak
the
kebaca.
thrash. And this seems to be something that GENG has kind of read through. PaperX, whenever they get that
Sekarang
thrash on
udah
any map they
mulai
use to
nih,
get go,
pengen
they
main
will
jorok
use it
dia.
right off the bat just to get some map control, and then they'll happily rotate to the other side. When you have that
Kalau
updraft,
nggak agresif siapa
really
yang mau
fake him
agresif siapa?
out.
Kemarin tuh,
Double stacking in this position and Texture. Yeah.
Aduh.
kemarin tuh agak ini guys.
Then he wasn't on the board, now finds himself with 2 kills. Mind Freak pushing in from 3, how we're going to be able to find 1. Fragment nade coming down, does take up much hit, but he's quickly traded by that
Aduh,
showstopper.
buset,
Gila.
geng. Nah, udah mulai panas nih orang nih.
Udah
Berbahaya nih, guys.
malas.
To tie things up at 2-2.
all he needed was a bit of setup in this round to
Ayo,
get that
siapapun
first
dikasih
kill, and then he
gacuannya ya.
gets going.
Mereka jangan
You
sampai
love to
biarin
have a
nge-push
duelist
guys.
like that. I love the setup that GENG brings against this
Padahal
thrash. I mean,
pressure aja
obviously
terus
we've
ya.
seen plays like
Wah,
that
ini bahaya
before,
guys. Davainya
not
belum
necessarily against
kill
the
guys.
thrash, but this is
Ini malah
perfect.
berbahaya
This
guys ya.
Gecko only has the vision through that thrash ultimate, so once it ends, you're kind of wondering, did that play happen or not? They tried to time the pinch in with the showstopper
Shit.
from Link, but Texture is just ready for it. And he's just playing like he's streaming from home.
And there's the energy we were talking about.
Oke guys, Monyet 8 kill guys ya guys. Monyet
Still
kasih tau ya.
investment coming in though for PaperX. Stingers, and this does put a couple of the players quite low on cash.
Yeah, this, I mean, it really has to be considered a bit of a force here on this 5th round. You don't win this one out, you're gonna have to reconsider some of those broken buys in the future.
Nah ini gue bilang nih, ini kayonya nih ngeselin coy.
0 point going to be very nicely timed to find pretty much everybody on the side of PaperX. 3 players going to be caught on that as they try to push their way through, but through the smoke, Munchkin's going to be able to find Forsaken, not forced on the angle fast enough by the Molly. Now spotted here at back Gen. Nade coming out, flashes being sent, Monyet going on the hunt, but doesn't want to push into his own nade too much. Texture swinging out, finding one, dashes forward, catches Monyet over at Gen, and now it's all onto something.
He just won't stop. I mean,
Nggak
he
siap
just
itu si monyet
knows that
nyatanya.
he's meant to be the one picking up all these frags. Munchkin just buying time, gives him the call that they saw Monyet get into the side, and another 4K for Texture. 8 kills in 2 rounds.
Wah.
Waduh. Nggak apa-apa, Mei. Ini map defender, Mei. Santai aja, santai.
He said, I'll be there.
Dapat 5 aja udah bagus banget, guys ya.
GENG in the lead, and it looks like already a timeout call getting ready to come through.
I'm not surprised, especially with the buy that we just had, but Munchkin just spraying through the smoke. I love that because we're seeing this change where teams are trying to get as close as possible into these sites before they start their actual execute. So really denying that possibility. After the first one, he's like, oh yeah, this feels common enough. Just calm down on the 4K.
Map defender terus map pick Genji juga bang, ya juga sih. Aman guys, aman ini.
Alex wanting to try to slow this down a little bit.
Ini penting dapat 1 2 round by round udah enak.
You have to consider the impact that timeouts can have outside of the server as well. Sometimes just one player is heating up too much. We've seen coaches talk about it time and time again. Alex has shown it time and time again. Even in this tournament, back at the APL as well, when Side player was just popping off on that Sunset map, just calls the back-to-back timeouts.
Texture udah main guys di GE dulu sama Monyet.
Tempo now. GENG, they've been on the receiving end of this against multiple teams even throughout this kickoff. And given the energy they showed on stage, I don't know if it's going to be enough to cool off the primary duelist in Texture.
I mean, he's just been
Dave masih belum mati. Dave belum nge-kill guys. Five.
Ya, Dave belum nge-kill loh.
When it did go to that map for Ian Meteor with
ini efek LDR guys, Dave ini.
Try and compensate for that impact.
Kurang girlfriend buff guys ya.
Just
steamroll the whole way through.
Yeah, the fact that they even feel comfortable enough to kind of tell each other that, right? It's just saying, I'm having a tough time this map. Someone please carry us through, and then I'll get right back into it in the next half. Comms like that, you love to hear from a team that had so much trouble finding the right ingredients around themselves as players.
Oh, nice banget, Jason.
Nice. Thanks.
Bringing that right terror to an end as Texture does get taken down. 0 point to 9. Takes a bit of that utility. Spotting out 3 players.
Ganggu banget.
Mind Freak still lurking around outside of B main, just tucked away. The drone won't be able to spot him.
Okay, nice fight.
This has to be. Oh, they don't spot Meteor. This is huge because the pinch might get slowed down by the Killjoy.
But he got enough damage across for Seagate to be taken out. Alarmbot
Ya elah, rata guys.
Gonna be able to find 2. And after a good start, Texture getting rid of the tip of the spear right off the rip, suddenly down to Mind Freak and Divide. They were working some miracles yesterday. Can they deliver some more?
Itu belum nembak nih guys.
The answer is going to be no. Divide just stuck out here outside of A main.
And this is the trouble that Paperrex is going to have throughout this match, as Munchkin gets another kill through the smoke once again.
0 point didn't even go off.
He was just ready for it. He's just ready for a reaction with these pre-fires. I mean, this is where that experience comes in for someone like Munchkin. But GENG, there are no slouches when it comes down to these 1v1 duels. So Paperrex can't just get away with trying to create a distraction one side and then just push as one force step by step into another area. They're going to get craftier. They're going to have the aim to fire back. I mean, Meteor hiding from that Prowler was everything. Just bigging up each other on that team.
Guys.
I mean,
Biasa guys.
some wondering, including myself, if the players will kind of get along even, given the history they have and the egos they might have from the pride that they've built up throughout their careers, but they are getting along just fine.
Seeing him around the studio, just hanging out. And oh boy.
They would have spotted him just yet.
Mind Freak still does get tagged, down to 25 HP.
Kena lu anjay.
Gonna rotate back around towards Gelato, joining with the rest of the squad. And potentially, we'll have to hand off that Guardian to somebody that's a bit sturdier on the HP bar.
Yeah, and the anchor here from Karen. The Paranoid buys just enough time for all the backup to arrive.
He does get in, but he's get dizzy. But now he backs away, and the kills start flowing. All they can get so far is just the 1 kill onto the enemy Killjoy. Mind Freak, the player, getting tagged up right off the rip by the operator. Last one standing.
He's had some amazing clutches yesterday, but with 25 HP and a Guardian, you have to imagine he has to save for the next 40 seconds, at which point, GENG, there's nothing stopping him from going on the hunt, especially for Lakia. I mean, toss that Odin to someone else, go and make this Hunter's Fury happen.
Fine, I
mean, Karen could pull a Divide. He could just go TPing forward and try to scout him, but Mind Freak will swing in. Texture will get the shot, and GENG will continue upward 5-2 now.
It's impressive how many moments like this that Karen has in his very first VCT tournament. He played one event in the offseason at Convergence, but even there, it took a little bit to warm up. Yeah, he had some individual moments, but it was a very short-lived event. for the squad of GENG. And head coach Solo talks about it, how he thinks, all these maps
Santai aja, Ton. Ini match pertama
really
aja belum
benefited someone
kelar,
like
guys.
Keren, and he is fitting right in onto the stage. He's been starving for an opportunity like this.
Emang kalah ke Madrid, udah nggak ada kalah menang ya, kalah menang sama aja.
Highlights throughout
Sama
kickoff.
aja benar, kata gua.
I was trying to ignore it.
Nggak
Just trying to
dapet
imagine that it's not
duit
actually
juga
here.
sebenarnya.
It worked before.
Maksudnya nggak dapet trofi, nggak dapet duit,
I mean,
nggak ada prize poolnya.
Paperrex might be in the game, but this isn't like a T-Rex where we can just sit still and ignore it, and the pause ends up going away. So it is in fact going to be a tech pause, much to the chagrin of literally everyone.
Yes, yeah. But we've been able to sort these out a little bit quicker here, so hopefully we'll be able to get right back into the game. But listen, things like this happen, and what's important at this point is going to be keeping up that energy for the side of GENG, right? I mean, no matter what the reason is, it happens now and then. It's part of a real tournament. And for GENG, it's about keeping that energy up. And for Paperrex, it's about not letting the thoughts get to your head. Because obviously you can't discuss any of the actual gameplay here during this
Apa ini guys? Ada apa ini? Audio issue guys. Sabotas.
Oh, it's an audio issue. Our old friend rearing its
Kebanyakan ini guys, kebanyakan di Indo guys.
Right. We'll see if it gets sorted out quick enough. Talk about the match so far though. 5-2 lead on a comeback from GENG after losing the pistol round. So far, this is one of those maps that's looking like you got the pistol, but what more did you make of it, right? You got the
lagi boker
rounds that
katanya.
you're supposed to get if you win the pistol. Obviously, the pistol won off the back of some nice shots and really fast tempo, as Paperrex often does. But then, once the buys came in from GENG, they just fire right back.
Yeah, it's just incredibly impressive. And again, I mean, for Texture to just kind of start things off, not really be present in those first couple rounds, and then just slingshot his way to the top of the standings. Karen as well was right there with him. This is a scary team, and it's been a very long time since there's been any kind of real belief in GENG. Not since the 4-0 start and then the insane fall off at the beginning of Pacific last year.
Ini si Textor lagi boker, Jason lagi pasang makeup.
Peaked early, and there's no hope. Okay, now they're bringing in Solo. Yeah, wasn't able to get much done.
Tapi mereka tuh bisa izin bertahan nggak sih kalau pemain boker gimana ya?
Wasn't able to get through some of the matches.
Itu ya, itu ntar technical. Kalau update banget ya.
Is this going to work? They have Karen, who is
Tapi
this
itu bodoh
guy?
banget sih kalau lu lupa kencing terus tiba-tiba lagi tengah game mau kencing.
Yes, and I was part of that group that was doubting this team.
Ini hilang deh
Sure,
rasanya deh
story
kalau udah
redemption sounds great, but that's all on paper. I felt like maybe all of them had enough chances, and now I'm proven wrong, and I couldn't be happier about it.
Paperrex. See if they can get themselves back into this game here in round number 8. Operator, of course, still in the hands of Textures. He is just aggro pushing out. Ooh, goes for the flick. Can't quite get the connection, though. This time, Mind Freak getting away unscathed.
Yeah, but something like that really puts a damper on Paperrex.
They're going to look to really flush him out of this
Ini
position.
sebenarnya ini kalau mau hit B-nya, hit. Jangan di sini.
Prowler comes out.
Prowler coming in.
Nice.
Not able to find the kill. Good amount of damage out, but otherwise will still be standing. Haunt going up in towards the window. Cloudburst going to be knocked down. He does get caught. Covering fire here. Back ramp. Put up the kills. Mind Freak pushing forward. Gets the headshot.
Texture belum mati-mati.
The meteor here. The footstep wings out of the smoke. We'll find one, but it's quickly traded by DeVi.
Lama banget Texture matinya udah kena ulti padahal.
Null command, 2 flashes available here for the side of Munchkin.
Matinya telat.
DeVi, though, could reposition if he so chooses.
Yeah, but something is low, and considering that op might be picked up, Munchkin surely goes for this. I mean, you look at the creds and everything, you have to.
Guys, kalau kalian lihat aku mangap berarti
there's
aku lagi
absolutely a
serius.
possibility. The second thrash.
Yeah, that's Rash, but 0 point. Going out to interrupt, and it does.
Just in time as well.
Stops it in its tracks.
Lagi begitu hilang ultinya.
Hilang.
Sent.
Makanya kayak
Tuh pandangan apa begitu Lapit?
Spectator bug there.
Yep.
Padahal flush him out, swing to the one side, but can't transition back.
Kembak itu coy.
Making it damn close, still making it costly, but Paperrex will be able to break the win streak.
Barely so, though. I mean, yeah, off the back of the crash, sure, a nice triple swing to take out what they thought was the operator. In fact, it ended up being the Odin and the Silva. But then the thrash, I mean, you get the detain onto the jet, and Karon's just there for backup. What a guy to have his bodyguard for the side of Texture. And Meteor, I don't mind the timing. He's trying to just make sure Texture can stay alive for just a bit longer. Misses,
Ini kurang ini guys, kurang apa? Kurang pick angle-nya kurang gede, digedein sama Paperrex. Mereka jaga satu angle terus ya tadi. Kan matinya banyak.
5 ults available here on the side of GENG. 1 already popped. The knives are in. Texture rushing up the top, and he mows down too. Something finally able to get the punish. The Hunter's Fury as well crashing in as Lakia hunting for a tag. Doesn't manage to find anything else. But still, it's a 2-for-1 trade up here for GENG.
But they don't know about this. Mind Freaks lurk. I mean, surely you have to know. Paperrex, they've been lurking so much this entire tournament on any map they're on. Munchkin,
I mean, he's just shoulder to shoulder basically with Munchkin. He was just sat there top mid. Mind Freak slides his way in towards straight.
They
are very well might think that this is protected. The violence, the TP forward to Lakia over on the corner. Dizzy not soon enough. He ends up falling.
Duh, kok gak ada yang mati sih, astaga? Itu udah buta!
Gets the kill and GENG is taking that
Hey!
right back out of Paperrex's hands.
Hey, itu buta, hey! Kok gak mati, hey?
But that seemed a bit disjointed even for Paperrex on those swings out from the smoke.
93 keras
Mind Freak's
nggak sih?
timing as well. I mean, Mind Freak, I think,
Tengah
waited to get the
84.
info, but this was good. We've seen that move time and time again, but the fast 180 from Texture for the anti-flash from
Wah, si Mind Freak nge-whiff, cuy.
What a start
Itu
for the team.
dedet guys, gurunya udah di samping kiri dia.
Coming out right off the bat from Paperrex.
We saw this just yesterday, you know, on that opening game, a split. Paperrex needing to use both timeouts in the first half. And yeah, they went on to win the map, but it was multiple overtime
masuk
resets and
timingnya
it
sama
was
blindnya
close.
si something
This
ya
is
tadi.
a very bold attempt here from the side of Alex, but he's just not liking what he's seeing and is expecting to have more success on this attacking side.
And I do appreciate the style of timeout from Alex. Really, just as soon as he has enough to say, he calls for it.
Ayo lo.
He's not stopping. He's not missing a beat here. And oftentimes it brings results. Is it always going to be the safest and wisest way to call timeouts? Maybe not. But if it works for your players, and if you have trust that in a best of series, that's going to be a long haul that you are correcting as soon as they go wrong. I don't mind it at all. The real question is GENG. Their timeouts have been quite successful this tournament as well. I had my doubts on the coordination between Solo and HSK. Of course, Solo joining a bit late into the off-season, but so far they seem to be on the same page. Bricks with another weak buy here.
Hero rifle in the hands of DeVi.
Ya, banyak duit dia,
Sheriff's
5.000
across the board aside from something. Otherwise, does have that classic, which was putting in some serious work yesterday. Prowler, check forward, Lakia. Gonna get caught by this one. Wingman's gonna be cleared out. So
Nice.
using that hero rifle to good use. Yes, find one, but Lakia's sat to the corner.
Nice one.
Down two. Now that can be an Odin recovered.
Nice.
Taken out, the headshot flying. They swing out, but
Udah gitu
still
dong.
anchoring here on the site.
Keren is nasty with it.
Forsaken grabs a Phantom. He has the spike in hand. Where does he decide to go? For now, just staying sat here in market. Texture swung around.
Masih ada raja terakhir, guys.
Tries to push out. He's going to be giving them line of sight.
Yeah, he has all the time in the
Enggak
world.
cuy, ini timingnya si ini jelek banget.
Playing for this mind game.
Ngambil senjatanya tuh kayak nggak tahu kayak udah nggak ada musuh lagi dia ngambil.
For the haunt timing, which he now has back
Aduh,
online,
di belakang.
but
Ya,
swing around.
timingnya.
Karen eventually will find him a 3K.
Ini setnya belum clear tapi udah kayak santai gitu mereka guys,
Great
dua orang ngambil
effort,
senjata.
you know, still here from the side of Paperrex, considering the buy that they had. It's looking dangerously close. But GENG have proven in this tournament they are the kings of the thrifty.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's how they shut down the entire team of PRX. And Lakia just dwindling down 2 is enough. It slows him down, gives an opportunity for Karen to find these 1v1s. And how many rounds is that where Karen's had a multi-kill? I gotta say, I think probably all of his kills coming from 2 or 3 Ks back to back as well.
Ayo, Byron guys, dapetin satu lah. Biar 7-4 tuh. 8-4.
Effectively a brand new player. VCT, that is always a good sign. Something, however, showing a better sign for Paperrex.
Ya udah kena ini coy si monyet ultinya.
Ya,
Ya, ini ngapain lagi?
Something gets taken out by the nano swarm.
That's the second time today.
Right here. Bit of a brutal kill to be found. Trying to jump up there onto the half box.
Let's see.
Void's getting sprayed down by the Odin through the wall. Pit going to be invested. That's actually just to cut off that alley access, but as we can see, GENG, they're not going anywhere near it right now.
This is good news.
Taking turns from it.
Nice.
Trying to find one. Munchkin picking up the kill, but Mon yet. Lurking. Finding one. Putting some shots there into Karen. Looks like he wants to go for the
shot.
Takes him down.
Mulu one by one coy.
Uncovered by this pit.
Nice.
Karen falls. Mind Freak able to find it. The
Nice.
trace around to lead Mind Freak to his target. Locky goes down. Paperrex looking to rescue this half. Potential 7-5.
Yeah, a little bit
75
of
juga
an round there
bagus
for
banget
GENG
menurut gua guys
because
kalau
they had
dapet
their
ya,
own
ini dapet
lockdown
gol.
as well, and it looked like most of the team was on board to empty the site for a potential nightfall. Texture just thinking he could get away with a greedy kill and dash out into market. Unfortunately, he gets taken down, and that's an instant trade all the way onto Meteor, and the plan falls apart.
Nice.
But if they can get back up to 8, they should be okay.
Belum
for the
2 digit
second
mereka
half.
guys.
Thrash online now, though. See if GENG is ready for it this time.
Oke, udah.
Well, last time it was used, we just didn't see much value
75
coming
bisa
through.
lah.
Something getting caught.
75 nih enak sih.
Play outside of A.
Kalau udah 75 enak, jujur
enak banget guys. Ini apalagi mereka
Gue juga
untuk dapat pistol guys ya. Kalau dapat pistol nih habis
Iya,
ini.
tapi lihat Texter sudah bersiap OP.
Thrash is going to be coming in. Recon does get destroyed, and Thrash not going to be able to make the jump. He's connecting. Mania jumping forward.
Lihat itu jet di bawahnya.
Going to the drone there for a brief little seconds. Jump across comes in.
Jelek banget picknya.
He's able to take him out. They're still getting approached on. Swing out some shots to the box, connecting there on a Forsaken, whittling him down.
Lakia's still alive.
Trying to hold the
Nice,
line.
Forsaken.
Does eventually fall.
Nice.
You're going to take it out. Heron will die.
75. Dah.
PRX.
Enak ini.
Just picking them up one after the other as rotations come in. They will be able to get
75 bener nih. Ini menang nih. 6 pistol lagi nih guys.
Lakia Meteor did everything they possibly could in the entire multiverse to stay alive there at the back of sight.
Bought a lot of time.
Yeah, and yet, as the backup arrives, it's Paperrex who are able to actually just flood the site and then hold all the trade angles, all the crossfire. So Paperrex, when chaos comes, they know how to adapt into it. They know how to really thrive.
Ini padahal di kandang loh guys. Ini kandangnya GENG loh guys.
I mean, now suddenly a 5-7 half.
Tapi
This
tetap
is not what GENG thought
banyak
they'd
juga guys
have going into the second half. Of course, getting 5 in a row, starting with the first buy round.
Ini kandangnya GENG nih. Kita lagi recall di base nih.
Sure.
But
ada kan tuh GENG ada. Tapi yang nonton cewek semua loh guys, lihat deh. Kayaknya di Korea tuh Valorant cewek-cewek tuh pada main guys. Kayaknya nyaman kali kalau main Valo di Korea, di ranked ya. Ah besok kok ini ya VPN lah.
Mode pucat boy ini udah.
Besok VPN lah.
Ini map pick siapa? Ini picknya
Of course, some of these retakes that Paperrex has planned with this composition. I mean, so many projectiles, so many different volleys and nades that they can throw out. And on top of that, the toxic screen. If you watch back to their gameplay, the toxic screen really does give a lot of tells on what their retake setup is going to be. So we'll see if GENG is able to keep tabs on that round.
PMA atau sih PMA? PMA atau apa sih PMA? Posisi mental attitude. Oh ya, PMA posisi mental attitude.
Little bit of that catwalk access as well as B main.
Yeah, just trying to really funnel them in to the A site really if things go their way for the side of Paperrex. Still a lot of options to delay even without something like the Killjoy. Just with the fact that you have to go through toxic screen 2-3 times.
PMA kirain permodalan asing. Ngaco banget dah.
Lo kebanyakan belajar ekonomi ya?
Enggak itu pure gua loh.
Mid so far and something hanging back. That 0 point, the drone over the top will be able to spot him. Is he getting ready to come through? And the drone should have seen Forsaken as well.
Aduh.
Aduh. Texture going to be able to find
Kenapa?
Tuh kan selalu gitu deh guys.
Kenapa tuh kira-kira? Alergi pistol ya.
Meteor is going to look to hang back.
Defend lo guys, defend. Ini mah dapat satu dia harusnya. Nih, main freak mati nih guys.
No, they still have the numbers advantage in the site as well, so they're just trying to buy enough time, but Mind Freak.
Great check for Forsaken as well off screen, getting the shots through the box, taking him down. Munchkin now looking to try to hold the side. Dizzy up over the top, does manage to get the flash out.
No one's
blinded up, swing around the back. Able to steady the aim, finds the headshot there on a Forsaken, and now something with everything to do. He's been spotted, shock dart, a little bit of a botch there from the side of Lakia. Is the wingman now going out to try to start this defuse. The push forward, something.
Tuh lagi dapat menang itu. Aduh, kalau tidak itu menang tuh sumpah.
GENG will tie up the pistol round count and now move up by 3.
I mean, we know that the devs over at Riot were just waiting for that wingman to finish that
Kalau dapat itu guys, dapat si Omen tadi tuh si something menang tuh.
At the pro level. Something, of course, someone who's capable of it. But what a great fake sell from GENG. Sending both of your initiator, all that utility, all the way up through mid. You send the 0 point, you send the drone. Really selling that you want to go for a B pinch. And then it's just the forces barreling through A link. Paperrex just bit right onto it.
Something tuh ini guys, first bulletnya sakit banget. Tapi kalau dia udah miss first bullet, dia tuh getar.
Udah langsung stres.
Getar, beda sama kayak tekstur kan. Tekstur tuh stabil banget. Sensinya guys. Kalau ini si Something tuh tinggi banget sensinya guys. Pakai Jason.
Sekali udah nge-wave terus.
Ya tadi kan kalau main pistol tuh dia sekali wave atap palanya aja. Wih, klasik
This is
semua
a
guys.
nice play by Paperrex because this is that screen that they often like to use for a retake on.
Jangan lupa beli klasik Paperrex karena buat bikin Paperrex tambah kaya. Terima kasih.
Just trying to sell the fact that they're not
Tuh,
here,
lihat
but
tuh klasiknya.
no info now. They want to start dwindling it down.
Swinging out, but
Weh, gila 4 orang nembak, mati-mati 1 orang.
Despite the fact that he only has a ghost, and he also puts the buy down to 44, Mindfreak at 76. Couldn't ask for much more than that from your Killjoy player in that position.
Kita apa ini?
Now Spike can get planted.
And if it wasn't for the Sheriff and the Ghost, you have to imagine this is one of those routes where you just call for the save right away, go down to the Spike, but they're not even in a good position to do that. Looks like they will try to wait for it. Just trying to pick off some early kills, trying to bait them out with the audio.
Seems like GENG just have
Yang dikasih duit bang,
a strong read on it. 0 point to go check towards heaven. Now Munchkin is going to be spotting over towards trees. They reopen the door. And as they see nothing, they're very much assessing that everybody's going to be on this side of the map. Mindfreak will be able to take one more down with him.
Trying to
as
bring
they're
this to
trying
Munchkin.
to juggle it over to
Munchkin.
Munchkin. Can he get it? He got it.
He was celebrating for a little bit, so he wasn't paying attention there, but...
Well, I mean,
Jiggling
this
guys.
esports thing doesn't work out, Texture. You can join the circus. Fantastic juggling.
It's things like that where you start to notice that GENG's really in it for the victory. They really want to get this first title in 2024 because little things like that could make or break the snowball towards a map win.
Cahya tadi early roundnya doang guys, bagus nih.
Be the turning point it feels like here for Paperrex.
Bisa bau dia.
Coming into the bonus. Still so much firepower available to GENG, but Odin now brought into the fold by Forsaken.
Monyet ngapain itu monyet? Monyet jangan deh.
GENG just finally able to stray away from the heavy presences. Defiant
Dudunya low coy.
Spray comes in, they get whittled away.
Nggak dapat apa-apa guys.
Heard a lot. The paranoia down. You know that you scratched up a lot of members if you were a GENG player. So you know that the A site should be weak overall. Meteor going back to try to just disrupt the default just a bit from Paperrex. Make sure they have to spread out once again. Just activates its turret and now returns.
Yeah, peeking back out. Smoke comes down. GENG just going to be cutting noise and starting to drift away. Wingman not spotting anything. Potentially recoverable here for the side of something, but still considers to be a great risk, and now it certainly is one.
See if he's wise to this. A little wary of the catwalk push, but not quite down on the grass.
Oh my god, something. No.
Timing.
The timing jumps away.
Munchkin's going to try to sell a fake. On to B once again.
He's going to do his damnedest. Moniet in position here.
Ngapain tuh saya?
Just waiting a little bit more.
Ya.
Just cutting off the backup should be enough here for Munchkin. Oh, he
Aduh,
hears calls for them to go to B. What
biasaan
a
deh.
brilliant call.
Swings out, he's not ready for Mindfreak, but they actually miss each other. But Mindfreak, he could just be able to shut this down, depending on when he decides to swing out. The time's so very limited, but now he's turning his sights away so the spike can get planted. Moniet jumping forward. Oh, what a shot from Munchkin! Looks for more. Mindfreak now the last one standing on this side of the map.
Nice.
He's going to come up with 3. Something getting ready to join in, pushing his way in through market. Texture on his lonesome. Try to clutch it out. Swing onto the corner. He gets the headshot. He knew where Mindfreak was. Can he read where he is now? Push down and
Biasa anda guys.
the clutch coming through. GENG now moving up to double digits.
This is beautiful. This is beautiful from GENG. You have an incredible call from your IGL who puts himself at risk to not only sell the fake, but you are still looking at the clock to say that we have time to rotate. If I hear them starting to flood back to the A side, then a brilliant triple kill, and then Texture to clutch it on a bonus. This is everything you can hope for. If GENG doesn't close this map out, I think these players have plenty to be upset about because this should pretty much spell the end of it.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Munchkin just beautifully serving that one up.
BO5. Best of 5.
Soalnya dimajuin cuy.
Just
Something apa lagi?
down. Spotted now is Texture. Something able to find the headshot with the Sheriff. Backs his way out. Meteor. Same time over. Mindfreak on that lurk forward out of B main.
B-main anjir dimajuin B-mainnya.
Taken as well.
Tapi low sih.
Trying to push this. He does have a Bulldog and Meteor at 11 HP. Severely disadvantaged here. They're going to back away and miss each other there in the end, but Karen pushing up into bench. Taking down something. Giving that advantage back over to GENG as Lakia is here sat outside of Gelato, and this time Moniet
Dia selalu kepiknya tuh belum siap senjatanya guys, tadi guys lihat guys.
Iya, ini makanya kan dari tadi.
Semuanya jelek banget nih guys.
Belum siap senjata.
Ayo bangun. Ini bisa jadi hard game kalau misalnya.
Nice.
Great timing from Devi, swinging out right before that ping would come down. Catches Lakia completely off
Ini
guard.
winnable guys.
Finds the punish, keeps things close, as well as recovering a weapon.
Ya,
Aaron,
jalan Son.
it'd be wise to
Jalan
just
kedengeran dong.
tuck
Ya,
in
elah.
somewhere, make sure that you can cut off the backup, maybe get some info. They're a little scared because
He's
Meteor's so
going
low.
aggro.
30
Ya,
He's gonna try to
ya.
find us right now. We're taking his time, thinking about it.
Udah. Ayo,
And finding the
Uncle.
kill, leaving it out.
Uncle.
Devi on his lonesome. Cover going out. Find a quick pick on the Meteor would bring it into a 1v2. He still holds on to a Paranoia as well as 1 TP.
Yeah, but 3 members, they can watch every single possible entrance. It doesn't matter if the mind games are here or not.
Shadows traveling.
Does he go for a shadow step here? I love that Munchkin enters that smoke right away. Doesn't want to take any risks.
Flash into the back, but now they're very well aware of his position. The swing out.
Aduh, nice try.
Meteor
Iyalah.
does remain standing at the end of it.
Mereka
11 HP and 11 round wins. GENG 2 away from taking their map pick and ascent in
Ayolah,
dominant
bangun lah
fashion.
bro.
And
Lihat
finally,
ada.
an operator comes
Ya.
online for PaperX.
Bangun lah.
Map defender bro, ayolah bro,
What
hello.
GENG's been doing here is really just
Kata aku
shutting
sih
down
emang
the
udah
possible
ketebak bakal ente
compositional
sih
advantages
satu.
that PaperX is looking for.
Soalnya-
I mean, they have so many ways where they could really initiate this
Susah
attrition
sih.
of all that utility.
대황진.
and and they just have, I mean, GENG just has the counters to it. Obviously, this composition, the classic composition, I said, it's good for a reason.
Texture up and over, diving his way in towards the B side, but no one there to greet him.
Wah, di retake bro.
For the snake bite, now the free entry coming through. Spike will get planted. And as Meteor plants this, that's also going to give him a lockdown.
Ada ulti lagi.
So
Yeah,
many
udah
ultimates
nggak
here for the side of PaperX that they're just 1 away from things that they could very well utilize and would love to have to try to get this retake going. But now it's just going to be that tempo lockdown coming through.
You have to flood it.
They're going to have to try to rush, break this one down. The Dizzy is there. Knives coming back through though. Locky with the covering fire, able to take out Munyet. They got the
Ngapain?
lockdown, but they
Fokusnya sama
lost
itu
the
dulu,
war.
Cok. Oh my god.
Might freaking something
Tapi
last
dua orangnya
one
belum
standing.
masuk, guys.
Goff able to find one. The rush in, the
Oh
rush.
my
Texture
God,
takes him
really?
down, throws the
Yes,
weapon,
guys.
but Karen's already claimed the kill. GENG.
Ya, jelek banget guys ini guys, parah guys.
Texture pretty much asking how big's your mouse pad something because you ain't flicking for this
Allah.
one. Shuts him down.
Lapar lagi gue.
The high sense not going to save you there.
Lapar, ngeliat kayak gini makin lapar.
My gosh.
13-5.
And I think one of the things that might be, I mean, sure, they face against each other in Group C,
Apa, guys?
but one thing that really
Satu.
is keeping PaperX scratching their head is you just haven't seen a Korean squad play for contact like this.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they just greed for these duels, and they're not backing away from it.
Aduh.
The confidence right now is just something that is so dangerous that PaperX has to deal with, but breaking the confidence of GENG has proven to be incredibly difficult for every single team that has faced them thus far.
Oh, they
Full
they
push.
Just, wow,
3
they want to
players
send a
up
message.
mid.
Try to take down this pit.
Swing on the corner. Something
kelarin lah,
dead.
biar
Pop
cepet
flash
nih
up over the
resetnya.
back of the wall. Gets
Ah.
full catchy and on Forsaken. Another one in
Udah.
hand. Munyet will be able to find the kill. Showstopper at the ready, spotting Lakia
Nice,
dead.
itu dong.
Munyet keeping this,
Spike
in
dapat,
this
Spike
one.
dapat.
And also finds
Yeah.
Spike. Texture, however, around the back. Regains his audio, dashes away. The Boombot only able to find the kill. 7 bullets remaining here. As Meteor recovering fire out in mid, finds it, and it's a 1-tap to finish the map. 13-5, GENG showing up to play.
Yo guys.
Getting a confident win on your map pick when they faced off against each other in the groups. They took each other's map and went to that map 3 where PaperX
Nggak dapat sama
brought out
sekali,
this
bayangin defense,
unconventional
coy.
no duelist composition sunset. That's what shut them down. But GENG comes back and says, now we've got some tape on ya. We've got all the warm-up we need. Even Keren has now gotten used to the stage. And
Oh, si Omelin
immediately
loh.
Coach Alex wanted to make sure he doesn't forget all the things he saw that they need to fix if they
Omelin.
want to extend this best of 5 in the finals of this kickoff tournament.
Choking aja guys, itu 3 orang nggak nembak ya soalnya.
Display
Ada 3 orang kali nggak nembak.
23-9.
Aduh iklan
Ya,
anjir.
iklan. Enggak tuh nggak jadi iklan.
Iklannya ngeselin guys. Ikan copyright itu guys. Ikan anime. Ikan miti.
Enggak jadi iklan tadi di gue.
Jadi.
Ah.
Dang.
to be honest. I thought, oh man, the PaperRX looked really good on this map. Like, what are you cooking here? But clearly it's looking great. I mean, it's so many things going right for them. The firepower is not lacking today. It's the same GENG we've been seeing throughout the entire year. And on top of that, you're getting some of this like
ini best of 5 ya makanya santai aja. Santai ya teman-teman.
Players like Munchkin there who are just pushing their way through to the spawns of his opponents and just tearing them apart.
That round is like it's reminiscent of what we saw in PaperX versus EG in that Finals of Champions. You know, these deep lurks that PaperX somehow just doesn't quite expect, especially down mid.
Mana Lonjanya juga kalah tuh Mebang. Iya, tapi nggak sejelek ini mainnya guys. Lebih bagus mainnya.
And they continue to push through it. And
Ntar,
Texture
gua BRB.
Ya, dimakan dulu.
How he gets those tailwinds, the timing of it, the way he dodges some of these utilities sometimes, it's just too darn good.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There's a lot of them hanging
Ada Samer Watch Party guys. Ada JJ guys. JJ. Nggak ada kocak. Selain Kayo game changing tapi menurut gua ini juga sih guys, menurut gua selain Kayo juga game changing si apa?
Oke,
PRX nembaknya nggak kena, udah itu doang.
I've changed my mind. If it looks kind of not good, I will wear the jersey for buff.
He's there, of course, to try to use the op or whatever. But for the most part, it's left open, and it is not the case at all for GENG. They are going to try to punish the weaknesses in your defenses. They absolutely they like it to a treat.
I mean, the thing that stands out
Isn't looking good right now. It's okay, just first map. You cannot base the game off just the first map. Remember against FPX, our first map, Bind, we almost lost like 13-0, you know? But then after that, we brought it back like 3-2. First map does not mean anything.
However, GENG has clearly figured it out. You know, there were times with that.
Duh, kata JJ first map nggak penting guys, first map guys. Makanya katanya santai, kita selalu kalah, tapi setelah itu dibalikin anjay, kata gitu, katanya gitu sih ya.
What map next map? What's next map? Split, I think. Split and then I forgot.
And they're just preemptively shooting down that dizzy that gets sent out. So no matter what PaperX throws at them, they always get numbers advantage. They're ready to receive contact, and GENG just shows that they have that preparation. And apart from that, I mean, can we? Yes.
I mean, Split, you have the 3 duelist comp, you know, so. I feel like PaperX will either wreck GENG. Actually, yeah, I think.
Bukanlah tekstur cowok 300 lagi ACC nih orang.
Split, Lotus, Bind, Breeze. Oh shit.
The hell man nih orang guys. Ya kena ini gue guys, kena restricted gue. Sorry, bentar.
Ini slot buat VCT Master kan udah kemarin.
Warm and you know nothing's gonna throw you at this point.
Yeah,
this is horrible.
Touched on this in his pre-match interview where he was have to play that many games. Like on the one hand, your opponents are gonna have a lot of tape, and that's where PaperX has to lean into, right? They have to say we have an idea of what they're gonna do. This was different today. This was a GENG that I haven't quite seen just yet. But also on the other hand, your opponent's gonna be warmed up. They're gonna be comfortable on stage, especially with a rookie like Keren there, able to get that experience under his belt to really understand.
Oh no!
It's like to play in front of a crowd, to play in front of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people online.
Iya, bahkan Davai bilang interview bakal lebih slow di roster ini. Oke, let's see guys. Oke, siap, gue buang tai kucing dulu guys, bau banget.
Paper Thin, you've been a long time believer of the texture jet.
Iyalah, lihat tuh ACC 300. Iyalah, itu buat potong keramik. Ih, tukangnya udah pulang. Udah gak potong keramik di depan kamar gua.
Mostly I leaned toward Buzz because of his ability to be so stable as an entry fragger, but the thing he was always kind of lacking compared to Texture was his off. Texture is the complete package.
Game pertama, ini mau ke game kedua nih.
He can do a lot of different things.
Berapa menit biasanya jeda ke match 2?
So this guy is so fearsome to deal with. He can set up individually for himself. You saw that top mid play. He turned that flash and came and got that double play. I mean, things like that he's able to pull off, taking a page out of some things. But to be honest, we saw that last year. So like those kind of plays that he has in the bank, on top of playing pretty well off of his teammates, and his teammates support him. We saw a lot of teamwork, you know, in that final round. Meteor there swings into mid to cover him from market. Things like that, really working well for GENG.
Yeah, I mean, is Texture really the make or break here? I don't know, because they've all been playing fantastically. They've been able to read all of PaperRX's maneuvers. They're swinging from site to site, basically they figure them out.
Like you mentioned before, right? You know, Texture, I don't know if he's exactly the make or break. He is definitely the star fragger right now. But there are those games, even when he struggles a little bit. Maybe like he's like, I don't feel good today. I'm a little bit off. But then he tells his teammates, and they all step it up. That's the craziest thing, because that culture difference from like some of the other Korean teams and how Paperrex operates even, there are some similarities here, and they all definitely feel like they are close to that finishing line. They can taste victory, and I think that's something that gives them this extra boost, this extra surge of confidence. And GENG is really hungry today. Out of all days, today, they are the hungriest I've ever seen.
Texture is hungry again, and you know what happens when Texture is hungry. He gets a lot of kills, and he has 4 more maps to get through. Maybe even less at this point. Well, the next map, I mean, the triple duelist comp?
Sure, why not? Sure,
why not?
I mean, look, it got over the line yesterday. I mean, if it isn't for a few key moments, right, that could have very well gone T1's way. So. And now you have to look at what GENG is able to do. You have to start thinking that T1 probably right now isn't as strong of a team as GENG. And not just because of the way this map went, but because of how this whole season has gone so far, in that just the ability to adapt and be explosive and things like that. T1 is a much more stable team. They're a very fundamental team. This GENG team doesn't really scream that to me. They're screaming, we are going to take duels sometimes, and we're going to win. But we're also going to adapt on the defender side. You know, the early contact plays that they tried in the pistol round.
Mana ada Jing hamil, Jing wamil bukan hamil, kocak.
Round 3 and got them that 5-round win streak you talked about.
That's one of the biggest things, you know, about this GENG right now. Yes, we've seen Paperrex. They got that triple duelist. Very interesting. Maybe they cooked it up like 1 or 2 weeks ago. That's what they said in the interview. But GENG, we've only seen their split once. They played it against RRQ in their opening games against in Group C, and they had this double duelist composition. Meteor on the Jet, Texture on that Raze. And it wasn't the best game for Texture. They actually lost that map to RRQ 13-11. They really struggled on that attack. But the thing is, RRQ had a more traditional composition. They had that double controller, so I think that's one of the main factors why. If Paperrex plays triple
menang GENG guys, first map guys.
How does that work on defense? You know, you have to really think about how you want to make use of that Yoru, and I'm not too sure if they are going to do the same thing again.
Yeah, I think if you're GENG and you're assuming that Paperrex is going to lean in to that triple duelist again, I wouldn't mind seeing something like a double sentinel here from the side of GENG, something to really shut down some of that firepower, to utilize those gaps in the abilities. But it is going to be the same thing here for GENG. They're still going to use that
ini bakal
double
di counter sih menurut gua guys.
Probably just frankly didn't have enough time to really workshop anything. Like, it's really tough, of course, you know, with the short amount of time and the insane amount of games that GENG has had to play.
Triple duelist for Paperrex. Let's see.
Let's do it. It worked.
Bang Cio mana Bang Cio?
Oi.
3 duelist lagi nih.
Iya nih, takutnya tapi seremnya dibaca guys.
Iya.
Seremnya udah dibaca kan.
Ini formnya sama. Enggak sih, beda sih.
Karena pasti mereka latihan kan, terus kayak dia pakai double duelist pas triple duelist kayak gini cara bantainya gitu.
Paperrex, they need to feel confident. You have 3 duels. You have no confidence. That's it. All right, let's go.
They're just having fun, guys. It's alright.
Take us through the action.
Thank you, Vincent. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Yes, here we go again.
Iya, Bang Cio lagi jauh tuh sama mic-nya kayaknya. Ntar kalau udah teriak, langsung clipping guys. Baru gua ngomong juga. Boleh Bang Cio nih kalau kayak gitu loh. Jadi gua kecilin dulu bentar. Iya, ada Astra. Nggak apa-apa.
Yeah, and now starting on the attacking side as well. So GENG, they've been banning it.
You wanna ban that portrait anjing?
Oke, attacking duluan nih. Ini kalau attacking nggak dapet, defense-nya susah.
Now in that game,
What
their defense
the hell?
was, by miles, much stronger. So trying to just
Nggak
get a head
tahu.
start here on the rounds. And guess what? Paperrex, they favor the attack here with this composition as well.
Main retake mereka.
For now, nice and quiet over here at B. They get into some very deep positions. Flash held at the moment there from Lava.
Ya, dimasukin.
Kecilin suara caster. Gimana caranya gue kecilin tuh suara caster, anjir.
Nice. Classic buff guys. Full screen, lupa.
Ayo guys, dibeli skin klasik
yang membuat. Tapi gue pakai itu beneran tambah jago tau, nggak bohong.
Oh iya.
Gue sekarang nggak pernah beli ghost lagi, pakai klasik guys.
Aja. Ini Dava ini lagi bau loh.
GENG might just be
Dari map
going for
tadi
the
loh.
delay there.
Masih
with
bawah.
the
kill satu nih
and
lumayan.
take that time
Oke
to
lah.
clear up back alley once more, but
Main lah.
they kind of initiate the retake immediately.
Berapa round
That
tuh
actually
tadi
means
Uncle
PRX, they've
kill
already
0?
gotten off the spike plant. They still have all 5 members available. Still
Nice.
good positions from
Suara
within
CP
the
siapa
site.
bang?
So GENG,
Itu
see if they kind of reconsider some of those timings, because we know how crazy Paperrex's post-plant situations can get, especially with Forsaken Juru.
Meteor's still going to be picking up that Marshall. He's on the jet. Very standard eco buy from him. Otherwise, Karen ready for some close contact.
Nah,
Nice, ah. Ya,
Low dia.
Shutting
Nah,
down
hit dia
sideways
sekali.
snipers. Sweet quarters with the Vandals. And finding
2 Vandal beli guys,
shot
mereka guys.
instantly, so he doesn't
2
want
Vandal
more
ya,
here.
2 Vandal.
Start off this round. Mind Freak
Nice,
back, will
nice.
get the damage.
Angle yang mancing banget kemarin 3 kill.
On the Lakia. Now with Karen making his way over. I think he's gonna have to
Ih,
take Lakia as well
timing.
because Shorty on the retake
Nice.
probably not gonna be the best.
Nice.
Good backup from Forsaken as well. So we see that Mind Freak's pretty low, and you don't want to lose
Ah.
those rifles. So Forsaken going down with the Sheriff is fine. You still have 3 rifles that you bought up. Want to try to keep that in play. And Divine hears that. He's ready for the quick kill onto Karen. That's 2-0 lead for Paperrex once again.
That it is.
Ya.
This is where we saw the turnaround and the streak beginning for GENG. So Paperrex.
Mid lu BA PRX. Aminin dulu nggak sih?
Amin.
Really nice hot start there from something Mind Freak.
Oh.
Fantastic anchor, just not allowing them to find.
Main panas guys.
Gila. Iya.
Oh, Dava udah panas guys. Tuh
Udah
udah
mulai
section
nih,
tuh.
udah mulai nih.
Positions once again, and Paperrex,
Yeah,
the record that they
yeah.
had in yesterday's game, I gotta imagine they have to be looking to throw something out of
Nih,
the book.
Alek abis
to get
negosiasi
this
apa
bonus
nih?
round conversion. You want to get as many on the attacking half as possible.
Ini yang gue bilang something kalau first bullet begitu guys.
Kill player over at screens.
Mereka ke B. Aduh, nggak ke B, Cok. Ya, something sendirian nih. Sayang nih dia dapat 1 juga.
Oh shit.
Aduh, jelek banget something.
Going down, the rest of the team rotating over towards B, where Karen's still going to be sat.
Nggak kelihatan ya?
What?
Nggak kelihatan bro. Gila, Dava keren banget ke bet ininya.
Gila, keren.
Nice. Nice, menang guys, round 3 guys.
Menang guys.
Replies with a kill of his own. Push out. Damage there on him on yet. Cancel on the
Bang.
now means immediate
Nice.
damage.
Nice.
But widely,
Nice.
the teammates coming through.
Goceknya jago banget loh sih yang kanan kiri. Itu anjingnya nggak kelihatan itu karena ada smoke.
Nice banget.
Gila itu bisa gitu sih.
How confident Divide was that the Trailblazers didn't see him. I mean, he just knew exactly the angles that it would be able to scout, especially around the toxic screen. I think that's more so what he was banking on. The fact that, of course, when you're right up against that toxic screen,
Nah, itu
your vision
nice
does
bait
get blurred
banget
a little
sih.
bit already. And with all that distraction, you know that the site should be weaker. And that's
Wah,
going to be
timeout langsung loh.
gotta imagine from the GENG side finally using one.
Nah, it's
Mumpung
Alex
timeout.
just saying, all right, good guy.
Ngecek
Good
dulu
job.
guys.
Yeah, he's
Oke.
like, this time I want to tell you, good job for
Yeah,
once.
keep this up. Just do more of what you're doing. But yeah, I mean, first time out call that we're seeing from the GENG camp.
Aaron kayaknya
Gocekan
dikasih
maut,
rendah
I saw
buat
speed.
gacor ngunyah mulu.
They were on that opening map.
Punya rendang tuh, iya tuh bener tuh.
After dropping that bonus,
Lo beli makan apa, Mit?
Rendang, guys.
Enggak beli makan.
Iya beli makan. Beli padang.
Gue tebak.
Ya, udah gua jawab gimana sih?
Gue nggak denger. Bentar.
Oh ya udah.
Apa,
tebak.
After something goes into the site, might bite them back, but it works out. GENG gets a little curious because they still don't have as much
Ayam
information
goreng.
out there. Of course, they're also running a double duelist here. As much
Nasi tim.
Ayam tahu.
that you're used to having,
Nasi
especially
tim.
with sky changes. I
Salah.
am curious if GENG might consider trying
Nasi
not to
uduk.
Belum pernah
use the
makan malah
operator
itu.
too much, right? Don't try to build up to that too much economically because
Salah.
you might get the
Si
first
Padang.
kill, but when you got the
Bener.
range gen and the Euro, like all
Gue yang buat chat.
Tai banget. Ya iya kan gue udah bilang. Udah
Gue
gue
nggak denger
jawab.
sumpah guys. Gue lagi ngomong soalnya kan gue pakai ini jadi budek gitu kalau lagi ngomong.
Oh iya. Sambil monitoring juga nggak sih suaranya?
Enggak enak kalau di monitor gitu suaranya aneh. Kayak kamu dengar suara sendiri tuh aneh banget. Yes, kosong B-nya bro. Nice read.
Enak sih. Nggak ada cypher.
Biasanya ada ulti yang plan harusnya monyet sih. Oh, plan kocak.
Lah, kocak kali ya?
Kayak nungguan anjir.
Iya. Oh mainnya tuh, lihat tuh. Ah, main jorok nih mulai nih.
Knowing that they have
Lewat
the
God.
time as well. Now,
Main
it's-
jorok,
I'm
main
gonna
jorok.
be curious if PaperX all decide to push back out of main because it looks like that's the idea. They don't want to push any deeper into the site. So
Yeah.
PaperX perhaps the idea, not really necessarily going for kills, right? They just want to say we want to snowball as much as possible. We want to keep the weapons we have. Don't necessarily hunt for kills. If they die to the spike, that's it.
Wah, depan main freak nih susah nih.
Aduh, buset dah.
Susah.
Ini trade-trade mereka tuh serem guys, lihat guys. PaperX tuh trade masih suka kadang whiff dikit
A lot of
trade.
double stack here. Something alone could be dangerous.
Checking all the way back over towards spawn. Heaven for the time
Yeah!
being, not being
Ah!
checked. Locket will fall.
Nice,
Paranoid
nice,
another
Dapai.
Kan, lihat kan.
as well. Getting some solid damage.
Nembak apa, cowok?
They clean him up. They can't stop the spike from going off.
What
Maybe
the
they're
hell?
able to get up the floor, but
Cuma, what the hell?
GENG doing some damage, recovering some weapons.
This is by far the absolute worst case scenario for PaperX on that round. Sure, you're supposed to win the round. Yes, you can buy up to most of your weapons.
Uncle!
But giving over those kills
Kenapa
and the free
Wifi?
weapon upgrades, that allows for the operator to still be a considered purchase here for Meteor. That gives GENG
Kenapa Wifi lah
a ray of
tuh?
hope to get back into this first half.
Sengaja kah biar kita grogi?
Not going to give them the
Oke,
opportunity.
OP nih, OP-nya kayak samping nih. Tapi kalau OP di sini kayak agak susah deh, soalnya di rush habis-habisan.
Kenapa mereka tahu? Allahu Akbar kayak aimku.
Coming through, he's just going to have to back away very swiftly. Now the paranoia as well crashing in.
They're all in.
Nice banget, itu kena flashnya si ini coy. Nice banget sumpah itu flashnya. Flashnya si Fantrick. Aduh.
Munchkin will make his way up into heaven. Will be able to take down the enemy jet.
Something jangan sampai snowballing sih. Aduh.
Such hard angles.
Nice, Dapai.
Holding ramp.
Yuk.
Shuts down one. Karen just
Nice.
sporting into heaven.
Nice,
Still
nice
managed to find
trade.
the elimination
Sumpah.
there.
Nah ini nih tinggal si.
Waiting up that flash. Swings
Nice.
in.
Nice, nice,
A 3K
nice,
here from
nice,
the Yoru
nice.
is PaperX. Well, not going to be losing all their weapons this time around. And in fact, they pick up the operator themselves.
Ayo guys, attacker harus dapat minimal 9 sih, 9 sih.
Whisper from the other dimension, following you all into the site. Things
Soalnya
are
ntar
looking
kalau
up. You
defensif
even
udah
have the
susah.
paranoia there to assist as well. That just really sets up all three duelists for a great entry. And I was gonna say, overall, this is actually one of the first matches where I felt that Davai had
Gila.
very little impact.
Mereka tidak
but
senyum,
right
guys,
there, holding that
tandanya.
close angle, trying to get back
Serius.
into the swing of things himself.
Still a purchase coming through, but obviously the operator not in hand. Something just going to look to eat some of that damage. As the Trailblazer, nice timing, does get cleared out before it can spot him in this position. Flash coming in.
Nice banget something.
Gila.
Not ready for it.
Nice
Eds going to
banget.
take it down. Dominance continuing from PaperX.
Lufa, awas Fai, main dekat Fai.
Too curious about this. I like
Tinggal
that
Fai,
they're taking
aduh,
control of
susah
ramp,
banget.
but that's about all you get. You try to push in through the smoke. That spells trouble.
Look at this. I mean, because of the just lack
Commit
of sound,
kah?
they're drifting off. They're moving away from this A
Tengah
side.
ke B. Aha, cabut nice nice.
Udah.
Ini call-callnya Genji jelek sih guys. Terlalu buru-buru kayak di B nih kayak ke B nih mereka percaya banget.
Ayo guys.
Kayak ke B
Masuk aja, masuk aja, masuk aja. Masuk aja kak.
Sebenernya call begini yang agak bikin ini guys.
Nice, monyet mulai ambil space, nice.
No content, we'll take that as well.
Hand off to Monica.
Guys, and thank you to subscribe. Kan, kalau outnya jelek nih.
How far do you really push to try to get this retake going before you just have to call it off?
Defense-nya jangan ini ya, jangan ini ya.
Sacrificing for the, chance or the try to clean some kills up. The showstopper doesn't come out.
Buru-buru banget.
Anything there, and oh man, but a sniper out of the sky with a short block, he will be able to find one. Karen, last man standing. Push up the corner.
Aduh!
What the? No HP. Snappy is all hell though. Finds another kill, goes into the astral form, sends it to Cosmic Divide. Mind Freak sends the paranoia. He tries to swing the wall. TP's in behind him.
Nice banget.
Nice.
Up above.
Nice.
I mean,
oh man.
The fact that first of all, Karon thought he would have gone above.
Damn.
Props to him. I mean, he
Nice,
threw his best
nice.
shot he
Gila,
had
gila,
in
Aaron.
that chaotic 1v1 when he was just enshrouded in the darkness. But Mind Freak, I've been seeing it watching these games. I feel like we're getting
Minimal 12 ya guys ya poinnya.
reminiscent of the performances he had.
Kalau udah defending nggak tahu nih.
Where he was helping carry so many impact rounds.
Damn.
We can still look at champions.
That's true.
That
Masih belum ya makanan gue.
Monyet ultinya suka ini guys, suka terlalu buru-buru nembak.
Iya. Panik sih mungkin ya.
Dia pikir bakal timingnya
Ya
pas sama orang
dihabisin,
masuk.
selesai itu TO.
Second timeout called after 6 rounds played. Nothing scooped up here for GENG. And I mean, again, the closest that they got was when they killed everybody. With the spike, it was too far gone.
Curious to see because with, once you're down that one man, suddenly these retakes are looking tough. Forsaken just asking for a massage. He's like, I really want to be the super hard carry here. You got to loosen me up a little bit, but I mean, they don't really need it at this point. All of them performing well up to their own standards here on the second map.
Defendingnya something OP-nya harus dapat nih, biar enak nih. Pasti dia nge-OP nih guys, full OP nih something.
I mean, sure, they might have cooked something up just because this tournament is relatively short. People aren't going to have as much time to anti-strat. So yes, there's merit to that. But hey, that's power to you. You know how to play the tournament. You know how to play the system. You might as well be ready for that victory.
Dengan PRX Djaja, tukang masas bisa dibantu itu.
Gila banget.
Looking at this one. Only for PaperRX to do something completely different when they make it over to Spain. Come on, yeah, jumping forward, trying to see if we can get somebody out into the open.
Nice banget kan.
Nice, itulah.
Overpicknya terus.
Ini Karen nih panas ya hari ini. Kemarin-kemarin masih diem tuh.
Pasien Alex yang lain coach 2 dia sendirian. Guys, GENG, T1 itu hitungannya termasuk tim besar guys di Korea. Mereka tuh GH-nya bagus-bagus. Elah, 2 orang mati begitu aja guys.
Their team here in the most winnable position that they've been
Ya elah, kayak nggak ada lawan nembak kayak gitu loh guys, mati.
Starts back over to main, swing in, snake bite at the ready, full flash connecting onto him. He will just get sprayed down through the smoke. Blast pack.
Ya elah, maunya lompat-lompat tapi selalu mati gitu.
Swinging back over the ramp, forsaken winning the fight. The mask going to be thrown on.
Oh, he should be able to get
the teleport. He's going to be able to spot them both. Rotating around. And it looks like they think that he's just going to end up snapping back over towards A. Fakes the teleport, now exits over here at B.
Ini guys, Yoro. Ini kalau menang sih gila ya Jason guys ya.
It's Forsaken. He knows how this works. He sees their movement all the way to the end, even leaves that one extra seed of doubt.
Ini harus menurut gua sih harus diputer.
He is going all the way back around. He doesn't have that gate crash set up. No other util to play with. 40 HP.
When does he tap it though? Surely this is a fake.
Hold.
Ayo.
Get it up to half. He's gonna have to do something here soon. The
Hey,
fake TP
udah
coming in.
half.
Kaos is stuck to it.
Ya nggak bisa. Makanya gue bilang itu kalau muter, kalau di fuse gitu susah.
To the headshot, Meteor will clean up the kill as well. The
Keren
setup was
sih,
there.
keren.
You can't doubt the master Yoru here in Pacific, but Karen just.
So gue tuh T1 itu ada chef pribadi kan katanya guys. Ada mid team. Jadi di GH-nya itu makannya sama chef nggak usah beli makan lagi. Kalau tim besar tuh gitu guys, GH-nya bagus banget, terus ada chef pribadi. Terus apalagi di hometown dia udah pasti enak guys.
That's one step in the right direction here for GENG. Again, it was widely that attacker side that we saw PaperX getting the most value from the triple duelist, understandably. As last pack bouncing backward out of that smoke. Not much damage taken here. Bot comes in, texture decides that something swings up in towards heaven. Finds Locky with the right click.
Nice son, sumpah son.
Nice.
Keep his teammate protected.
Yep.
Whittled away at, but keeps them in with the man advantage.
Jangan sih, gue bilang. Berdua dulu.
Pretty sure they should have spotted the jet up in heaven as well.
To see if anybody else comes swinging in, but Forsaken just playing right on the edge outside of the garage. There's the timing.
Nice. Nice strike. 3 lawan 2 soalnya.
Yuk, masuk.
They're gonna wait for the lurk from Devi. They still have so much time.
Oh, ini si GENG. Aduh, ini gue bilang nih. Nice.
Munchkin has the pit.
Ini harus jagain sih emang. Dia punya pizza.
So risky. If he wins the opening fight, there's something jiggle peeking. Not a weapon.
Ya elah. Apa dah?
Completely unaware of Mind Freak's position. Needs to just rely on his intuition, but now knows.
Ini nggak usah ngepick gak sih?
Smoke coming down. Swings out.
Nice.
Nice, nice.
Si Mankin jelek banget nge-picknya begitu. Keluar dari
Iya.
smoke.
Iya, jelek.
7-1, the half becomes worse and worse as time goes on for GENG.
Yeah, PRX is going to be
Well
happy
played,
if they can
well
even just pick up one more round here, which is looking very possible with the economy in this one. But a very quick kill and exit from something on that one. And I want to give props to Munchkin. He reads the jump timings onto the jet over from something. And
Si Jason tuh spraynya bagus loh guys, anjir. Dia nge-spray terus tahu, jarang yang tang tau guys, lihat dah. Beda sama tekstur anjir, dia one tap.
Tekstur mah one tap.
Tapi dia punya spray bagus banget si Jason, gua nggak tahu kenapa.
Ya,
ngapain monyet? Kebiasaan.
Monyet. Ya Allah.
Ya ampun.
Kebiasaan
deh.
Towards that B site, rotating back around through the attacker spawn. Meteor, however, way
Belum bisa sih guys, menurut gue dia masih kagok kayaknya. Bukan gue bilang.
Oh my god, this guy.
Doesn't want to continue to hold the angle, showing respect to the opponents that he's facing. He pulls back, also very well aware that that sewer lure could come through from behind.
Get a subscribe.
Yeah, the Seekers are going to give him sight of at least one.
Oh my, what a snappy shot. Finds one, looks for another. Hadn't got that on the Mind Freak. I might have lost my damn mind. Paranoia going to be sent out. Meteor pulling back over in towards heaven. Now it is just ZOWIE and Mind Freak to try and see if they can somehow engineer this 2v5 retake. Otherwise, GENG, I mean, it was on the tip of my tongue right as the round started, but they pushed the go button so quickly. But these guys, they're thrifties throughout this tournament, have been impeccable, and they're looking for another one now.
That's how they're able to overcome so many of these opponents. And Texture has the lineup. 2 more in B main as well. So even if they get through this race, it's a difficult one.
With the Sheriff looking for the shot. This time not going to be able to
Nice, ZOWIE.
Gravity well.
Grab well coming through. Time dwindling. 12 seconds. ZOWIE tapping the rope, and Keren just trying to slow them up.
Oh my god.
ZOWIE able to find one, but he needs to get the plant down.
Low,
Taps
tapi.
it, fakes it. The round is already over. He's well aware of it. Won't be able to hold on to the weapon. The thrifty will come through. GENG get themselves up to 2 rounds.
We're going to have to go back and look at this entire tournament, because it wasn't just yesterday. GENG, they have been clawing their way back into not just maps, but entire matches and stages, phases of this entire kickoff tournament to stay alive.
Jangan banyak kalah ini, Tekker.
4v5s, 3v5s, things like that. And you wonder just what it is, and I think Keren's a big part of it. Just the shots he can make with these sheriffs, with these guardians.
Enggak guys, kurang guys, harus 9 guys menurut gue guys. 7 kagak dikitan, ntar defendingnya pasti ini abis nih PRX nih.
Iya.
Tau sendiri dia defending, gak bisa defend coba PRX. Defending ngerasa udah. Duh apa sih?
Astaga, matinya kenapa dah?
Duh, biasa gampang banget ke ini guys, kepancing kalau udah ada ini. Mereka tuh trade kill jalan banget cuy. Bad baitingnya jalan.
Continuing to have his sights trained in towards mid. ZOWIE swinging onto the corner.
Nice fight.
Nice,
Headshot through the corner now. Grab well goes out. For now, not wanting to challenge in. Still formidable opponent to the other side, even if it's just the Sheriff's in hand. Texture arriving through vent will be able to take out the ZOWIE. That's the Spike now stranded. Mind Freak has no choice but to swing in and try to fight. He'll go down.
I'm not sure if this was necessarily called out in their comms, but Keren not peeking once more after activating the grab wall.
Kenapa dah? Tadi awal bagus loh, udah enak loh flow-nya.
Iya ini suka gitu, makanya gue bilang. Ini monyet juga kakak. Jangan monyet bangun dari tadi, dari kemarin. Cahaya bangun Cah.
He could have gone for it, but if he dies there while everyone is waiting for that extra duel, the last duel in mid, that's a rifle given over one more chance for Paperrex to claw back into the round. So he just says, I won't give it to you. I'll wait for more backup to come. We'll swarm you for the last kill.
And we only have the timeout being called here from PaperX. So, I mean, a bit of a moment to kind of talk about Keren a little bit more and maybe explain to those who don't know what a Royal Road is.
Ah, yes, because I guess for Keren, this is exactly that opportunity. It's when someone obviously just enters into that tournament for the very first time and they're able to go all the way to the very end, winning the title. And for Keren, it's not just this tier of tournament, it's not just this event or this series of VCT. It is just everything in the entire professional Valorant ecosystem. This is going to be his first time playing at an official tournament during a regular season. And for him to win the Pacific Kings would be nothing short of miraculous.
Yep. It's on a good pace, and I mean, GENG let's say they take the series. Right now, Keren making a damn good argument for MVP of this grand final. See what happens. So there's still plenty more Valorant to be played. Paperrex still out in the lead by 4 rounds. GENG want to try to claw that back as much as humanly possible.
Sabar guys.
Take back from ZOWIE, anticipating some forward aggression. Keeps that staved off for the time being as majority of Paperrex find themselves out here in mid. Lakia, however, happy with a headshot, takes down Forsaken. Something in Moniet, go rushing forward. They will get some nice trade damage back there on the Lakia. Putting him down to 48, but kill is not found.
Paperrex, they have good position on the map, but they
Dia
just
tahu
have no
coy, mereka
idea
juga
how
ngelarang
many
si
more members
Davai.
Ikut time out, iya aku time out guys, tapi rada lama
so
nih.
they are a little cautious, and that gives time for Lakia
Time
to
out
get the
4 menit ya
information he
guys.
needs to start to rotate over to A.
Back in.
Ya, nggak dapat lagi something.
Making it out of there with his life intact. Drop down from Moniet, rushing forward.
Nah, gitu dong.
Nice.
Come up with a kill against all odds. Bring it now back into a 4v4. Rest of the team rotating over. ZOWIE ready. The pit now going to be invested.
All 4 in the pit, though. I mean, this is a gamble if I've ever seen one.
Conflict divide. Not sure how much it's going to be realistically doing here for the side of GENG. We'll see how they often play around this one, but something's nice. The gun barrel. We'll find the headshot there on a meteor. Just continue to play around the back side. Lock in. Coming up with yet another kill. Now updrafts here on top of the score.
Nice.
Keren pushing forward, is able to find 1, 2. Something will get the 4th to put him down and stop the potential run back from coming through.
Panik dikit.
Paperrex.
Panik dikit nggak masalah.
Working for them.
Panik dikit.
Themselves now up to 8, looking for 9.
Yeah, I think 8's where you feel okay with it, but 9 would make it very.
Nah, something aja Black dong. Udah lama lu nggak top rank, something aja dong. Udah ngebantai 20 kill gitu.
Make sure you secure the 2 free rounds on the half off the back of the pistol. And then try to get it. This 3rd kill is just not fair.
Sorry guys. 3 menit lagi guys. 3 menit.
Ya,
satu lagi guys. Ayo kan, satu lagi guys. Let's go guys. Bisa satu lagi guys. Kayak ada ulti Jason enak nih. Nah, mau double ini dia.
Nice.
The Blade Storm finding the kill. The man advantage for now going to be here in the hands of Paperrex. Top left send. Extra swinging out, trying to get the transfer. Can't make it happen. Lakia arrives to the Yoda.
Aduh, nge-wave banget something dah. Gak kena loh pasti soalnya sama sekali. Lah elah, kita menjadi 3-1 guys. Apa sih?
Perlu aku yang time out dah.
Starts checking in behind.
Yeah, you gotta suspect it one way or the other. I'm fine with you refilling the pit, but you know where ZOWIE's been playing in that match yesterday against T1. No, he loves those lurks. Now 50 seconds. I mean, ZOWIE could clear here, go back up to heaven. He's got all the options he needs.
Does, but he's gonna be spotted. Checking right. Munchkin finds it. GENG will be able to finish the half with 4 rounds. Which is more than it was looking like it was going to be. But Paperrex still in very
banyak wave-nya guys.
No, I think the scoreline itself, both teams are probably okay with it, but given how it started, GENG probably feeling a bit better going into the second half, looking at their chances. Both teams going to be eyeing that ever so precious pistol round to see if they can chain it in to the 2 free wins. That would get Paperrex just 3 steps away from trying to tie up the series 1-1. Great to see so many fans out here, not just for GENG, but of course the reigning champions Pacific as well. I mean, the fan base that they've created here in Korea after the impressive performances last year, including the finals at the Changchun Stadium, has been very, very amazing to see. Now they have to prove it once more, a new start in the 2024 season.
It's all about retaining that
guys.
Menurut gua tahun ini guys, kalau mau tajam lagi mereka harus berani banget sih.
With PRX throughout the multiple internationals that you know they have appeared at together, which has basically been every international until now.
Yes. Yeah, it's crazy to really think about the history that the 2 teams have created, and now we're already seeing a bit of a shakeup, and maybe a little bit more of it as well. As Paperrex are already down 1
siapa mid? Suaranya Bang Rio.
Map choice of split. The pistol, this is where it starts. It's going to be a 3-2 split for Paperrex. Okay, crash just yet.
Monyet nih kena pressure guys, soalnya emang bener guys. Susah guys gantiin GENG, gila gantiin GENG guys. GENG segila itu tembakannya.
Dad going out to get milk.
Yeah.
Susah guys si Nyonyet nih. Dia panasnya pas di Global Esport jadi smoker, di bawah suruh jadi main race lagi. Susah tau.
Soalnya dia tuh posisinya kayak
Ngecek belakang, ngecek belakang. Nggak ngecek belakang.
Nice.
Didn't look to the left. Take it down. Forsaken trying to hold here with that sheriff, but has the gate crash back across the opposite side of the map.
Tunggu mana kami lah. Kamu nggak lihat ini ku biar saya ku.
Arriving, able to find one, giving them back into the 10 for Karen. Snappy with the first one, the swing out back.
Ya elah, nih telat banget Jason cowok, nggak di trade coy.
All on Forsaken. Low HP Bart finishes off the enemy Astra. Still more work to be
Kayaknya
done.
kelamaan nih kalau ke bawah situ.
It's down the stairs, but this is going to cost him a significant amount of time.
Yeah, he's just going to need to swing at the last second, get that kill. But it might just work out. Oh no!
Okay, for a second,
Nice.
could have got the headshot. It seemed like that would have been
Nice, pistol.
Nice.
such a devastating loss. But Paperrex, they will maintain dominance in these pistol rounds.
Oke
Now
coy
3-1.
Oh, udah bagus udah dapat 2 sih.
We'll get up to 9.
Monyet still has a
Nice for a
statue
second.
in that corner, and you just don't
Aku dukung
suspect it
PRX
in the
dulu ya.
pistol round. Especially after, the guiding light hits, you see one person flash, there's just no reaction, no spray, nothing else. GENG thought they had it all.
Menangnya selalu luck bang, nggak bagus juga bang. Emang valorant tuh luck juga ngaruh guys.
Benar.
Bukan luck sih, itu lebih ke timing ya, like timingnya guys. Timing mereka tuh penting banget. Ini Monyet nih timingnya nggak ada sama sekali guys dari dulu. Lagi jelek buat timing dia. Lompat mati, kena bom mati.
Ini tadi siapa sih yang muter-muter, buset, pusing gua. Lihat dah.
I think one outlaw, easy enough to read. Do you expect that there's going to be 2?
Nice.
I mean, it's such a commitment too.
Forsaken looking for it. The shot whipping, but hey, he got
Nice. Nice for a second.
Swings further out, finds Karen. And they still don't even know that something has one over in this A site, which is where they're about to start heading.
Yeah, the gate crash once again set up for A side as well, and it almost just feels like Forsaken gets some kind of armor when he tries to gate crash out. Always so good with it.
Something now. Sends the shot, live pushing forward, able to find one.
Yeah.
Instead of bullets, Lakia is able to take him down. Need more damage from here,
Ini
though.
best of 5 ya.
Start hurting Paperrex a little bit more, but for now, loss of the Spectre not going to be
Nice.
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 2 bullets, 2 kills. Paperrex get the double digits.
Oke.
A lot of value
40 guys, let's go guys.
introduced here in 2024.
Nice, nice,
And they
nice.
can continue with it. Now, most people on GENG will have full armor, so it won't be as devastating as if they had, all bought up to things like marshals and sheriffs. But with the shots that these players are able to hit, and this position on Divide, as soon as he knows that there's contact on ramp, he's been using that to really
Ternyata gue tahu
punish
buffnya guys.
and
Gue
just
harus
cut off a
makan.
little bit of reinforcement.
Nah, udah
So
makan.
GENG's gonna have to watch
Harus makan sampai kelar ya.
Sampai
Pokoknya
kelar,
pelan-pelan ya.
sampai kelar gue makan. Nih, pelan-pelan gue makan.
Something going to be going for the peak. Sends out one. It's a flash.
Gila.
Will do a good amount of damage through the wall, but now to swap over onto the shorty, but he decides to pull back as that Trailblazer does come through. Shorty once again drawn out the push into the
Nice banget something. Nice banget red kill. Lagi tuh mati.
Buffnya gue harus makan. Bener kan?
Nice banget.
Bener kan? Gue harus makan guys. Oke. Saya akan makan pelan-pelan nih. Pelan-pelan aja.
Gila something bisa dapat satu loh coy.
Makan terus ya, manusia butuh makan ya. Pengajar.
Nice banget sama Davai, trade killnya bagus coy.
Bagus. Gila, nice banget.
Now Paperrex so close, and this outlaw's going to continue
Sambil
to
hitung
find
nasinya
value.
mid
They've
boleh.
been doing this. They did it at Sunset against GENG as well. They just keep rolling with it.
Yep. This time he's way out in front. Be a hell of a shot to try to stop this one, but I mean, even covering fire there for something. So Monyet getting a piece
Nice
of speed here.
Monyet.
Nice banget.
Cleared out. Spike stranded in Ramen.
And the gate crashed back as well. And it's things like this that'll really start to make you question your understanding of the economy. Because obviously some rounds you just can't help it, but how many of those rounds are you willing to make happen? Because of course you might have your own set plays with some rifles, maybe with shots.
Panasnya lihat skor gini bagus lah bro. Malah.
The moment you buy that half armor, it just feels bad. Got sight.
Yep. It's all enough of each other there, and Monyet wisely backing away, knows that clean shot to the chest will take him down.
Ini dapat senjata dia.
Weapon recovered. We'll see if Munchkin can deal any additional damage here. Ripping his way up, but as he stands up, it's right into the crosshair, and Forsaken will be able to find Karen trying to enter in from Garage.
Iya pakai outlaw doang nih si Jason, kebiasaan nih outlawnya nggak habis-habis bro.
Clearly not flustered whatsoever.
Kemarin yang pakai kayu juga outlaw full aja.
Feeling right at home with this triple duelist.
Wow, OP guys, OP guys.
Playing the role that they need to. Obviously, some of these long-range duels really assisting the scoreline for something in Forsaken. But they're also kind of the main ones that are creating a lot of these distractions. I mean, now and then it's a division between that Jet and the Raze. But once it comes to that defense, just one more round is all they need. Now it's an operator. They want to close this out as soon as possible.
Extra jumping forward, gets himself past that outlaw. Have the tempo to try to really rush in and take it down. They're also wary about that covering fire that could be there backing it up. But look at this line. Nebula coming in, all the timing just barely off to try to be able to find the kills. Flash still there. I think it's going to be taken out. But Mindfreak fighting one, Monyet getting the other. TP in the backside.
Nice banget, Mindfreak dapat 2 bro.
Nice, Mindfreak.
Ya, whiff dance kita ada. Dan guys, kan guys.
Nice. Udah.
Kan gua bilang kan. 31 mid, 31 mid. Hehehe.
32.
Satu ini.
32.
We absolutely do. And I love the confidence that both teams are bringing out.
Untuk gua nggak 3-0 ya, 3-0 gua udah kalah. 3-0 gua udah kalah guys.
Full senyum.
Full senyum guys.
Skornya 1-1 ya.
Si monyet trollnya apa bang? Monyet trollnya Monyet itu rollnya duelist, smoker.
Win fast. I mean, that's just how they roll. It always ends super fast. Paperrex does take map 2 in a dominant fashion. GENG, I don't think their team comp was really matched up for the triple duelist comp from especially a team like Paperrex.
Yeah, there's nothing really to slow down
sini.
Paperrex comp here, and they're just better at kind of this.
MC picknya Genji ya, Genji pick apa ya? Nggak, pick ke Bye.
Atau Lotus ya?
Lotus.
The only thing you really have is Astra Gravity Wells, and just relying on that, it's not really that
great.
Oh,
hari ini menang Alex janjian apa, Mik?
Out of there, you're not really catching anybody else, you know, because they're so maneuverable, they're so fast with the Jet and the Raze, so you're not getting a lot of value out of that pick. So definitely something that I think if there was more time for GENG,
paling ya kalau gua feeling kalau gua bisa ini, moga Monyet ini sih guys, dia grinding lagi biar lebih tajam aimnya, udah dia bisa nggak ngikutin playstyle.
I frankly think just not enough time to really try something different.
I completely agree. I think this would be a very different outcome if GENG had more time to prepare. That said, Paperrex, I mean, they used this comp yesterday, and they also looked great.
Works wonderful, especially on that attacking half. You saw how Forsaken makes use of that Euro, basically like what Asrai said before. Human recon dart.
Emang grinding tipis-tipis nggak bisa dong.
Crashes away, gets information for team, they come in and swing off of it, or
nggak bisa dong grinding tipis-tipis. Sebentar kalau ganti map, sebentar guys. Kalau ganti game baru lama.
Suddenly dimensional drift is afoot and right in front of you, you start to feel a bit shaken, and that happens for several rounds until Coach Solo calls 2 timeouts really early on, and then you start to see some adjustments coming in. They start to set up for retakes, they start to play really far back, and you really have to watch out.
Temen diangkut yang mana nih?
Guardians right now. The way that they
diangkut apaan itu?
so sharp sometimes that you
Itulah.
actually see.
Emang kamu nggak pernah naik angkot yang ada lagu-lagunya itu?
Pernah, cuman emang kayak emang lagunya breakbeat kan, breakbeat.
But then again,
kan ada tuh yang
gitu ya lagi.
Iya. Terus lampunya jerak-jeruk di dalam.
So Paperrex just making quick work of GENG for this one, but again, kind of like you said, just not having enough time to prep.
Yeah, I mean, Munchkin is so sharp, and that's the guy you're talking about on the Guardian. Even on an eco round, it's as long as he has a Guardian, he could turn the tides of a round. A couple of these wins here that they have were thanks to Munchkin just nailing them in the head.
Lotus Paperrex menurut gua nggak serem itu sih, kan dia juga ada pengalaman kalah sama Fnatic gak sih bantai gitu.
just going into contact plays. There was no utility being used, and Paperrex.
Bang, kamu lebih sayang Miti apa Kowo di belakang kamu?
This is something that Genji has excelled at throughout this entire kickoff. Is they're really good at 1v1. They're winning a lot of those battles. I mean, yesterday in the 2 maps against DRX, Munchkin had 11 first blood. I mean, think about that.
Wah, aku nggak bisa lihat lagi. Ngomong apa tuh dia?
Like he was all over the map, and that's something going into Lotus
Lotus
that I'm
mapping siapa?
definitely a little bit
Genji.
concerned
Tapi
about.
kemarin
Paperrex
map
is how they're gonna
decidernya
deal
kan
with that very
Lotus
spread
ya?
out
Kan
style
menang.
Iya.
that Genji likes to run. Meteor and Munchkin are like to lurk
Oh
around the
iya,
map.
iya, oh iya. Tapi DRX waktu itu jelek banget.
During that round that you were talking about, just like, guys, just deathball it, just stick together and just go. Just come on now.
And now we're gonna see something versus
please
Meteor
lah.
stats
Bangun lah.
instead of our
Sampai
two
kalau.
duelists. Something was starting to wake up a little bit. And you know what? I
Ya,
just
tolong
miss
datangkan
seeing
ini ya.
something on the jet. It's good to see.
Tukang keramik ya
It's
ke rumah gue.
definitely fun.
FB apa sih guys? FB.
It's like when you see an old friend that you haven't seen in a year, and then he gives you a warm hug, and like, oh, I remember.
Food and beverage.
That's really nice. And then he picks
Food
up
and
the
beverage,
outlaw,
bener.
he starts
FNB
shooting
tuh.
people, especially on that anti-eco, or the third
FB
round
apa,
that
guys?
Paperrex
Facebook.
played in that second half against Genji.
FB 35.
That this
Facebook.
something is still around. He still has that shorty movement, still aggressive
apa,
enough
guys?
to dive into a
Ah, first blood.
and wait inside
Oh,
the
first
smokes
blood.
as Genji tries to push against him.
Meteor nggak pernah
if
first blood,
they
hanya
can
0%.
keep up this momentum, keep up this pace, it could look really great. I mean, Meteor had some of his moments as well, maybe not quite as outstanding. So there's that slight difference. But
Facebook.
as we go
Something
into the
punya
next
35
map, right,
akun Facebook
I
berarti.
still feel as though like Paperrex aren't out of
Kami
the
minta
woods.
nomor
As a
WA
fan,
tukang
I'm gonna
keramik
say
tuh
that
buat
like
apaan,
Paperrex
gila.
are not out of the woods yet because this is a Genji that's starting to wake up. Meteor's gonna
Oh
go
iya,
Ngopi enak sih, ngopi ya.
Sentinel role.
Ngopi
Their
sih, ngopi
Guardians, their
enak
sheriff
sih.
shots, some thrifty rounds that Genji
Emang
pulls off are
segitu
still
demennya sama
really,
kopi,
really
Bang Tio?
freaking scary.
Demen gua.
And
Kalau
as an
lagi live
analyst, I
streaming
will
enak banget
just say
ngopi.
that I think Coach
Wah
Soul
iya,
really
benar
has
gak salah.
something cooked up.
3-1, 3-2
Yeah,
ya.
definitely. And, you know, just to recap the stakes
3-2.
here, whoever wins today, both of these teams are going to Madrid. Whoever wins gets those really valuable points to qualify them for champions, which is back here in Korea this year. I can tell you right now, the audience who stepped into there earlier, a lot of them are here for Paperrex, but even more of them are here for GENG. Even yesterday, apparently, with all 3 Korean teams playing, a lot of
PRX
people are
kalah
actually
ban sama
supporting the
IG doang
underdogs,
kan ya?
GENG.
Oh yeah, the Genji
PRX
fans
kalah
really
ban
come out for
sama
some players like
IG.
Munchkin that have been playing for a
sama-
really long time across
Iya ya,
multiple
kayaknya
different
iya.
teams,
IG
multiple
doang
different
kan?
regions, Meteor as well.
Iya ya, sama
Bringing
IG
a lot of
terakhir.
those fans over, you know, from the hype that they were able to generate over in Japan
Nah.
in particular. Now coming back to Korea, coming home, all those fans have kind of coalesced around.
Janji Lotusnya lumayan sih kemarin.
Right now, like I went down there for a second just to
Sebenarnya
scope it out.
kuncinya itu tetap si sih guys. Si Texture kalau tembakannya begini juga ngeri anjing. Siapa yang mau lawan coba?
Benar, benar.
This is crazy inside there right now, and I really wish I was down there. And while all Korea Valorant is here to witness the
Thread
showdown, I know
dari
Southeast Asia's
apa namanya
no
dari
watch
PRX
party
harus
right now.
dikencengin
Jake
lagi
is
sih.
watching this right now, so shout out to
Karena
Iya,
kalau
ini tapi udah lumayan rapi lah guys yang ini guys, map ini. Udah di
Ya, yang
terus
ini lumayan rapi lah.
split result.
It definitely
Defendingnya
looks
rapi
great.
sih.
Again, triple duelist. It's
Surprise-nya
amazing,
loh.
especially with how
Kemarin
Forsaken
defending
plays
dibantai
and
banget.
really pushes back GENG in some of these rounds. I think William was talking about it
Something
in the
lumayan
first
ini lah.
half that so many
Something
times
Reyna nggak sih
Paperrex
bang?
just kinda had
Bisa jadi Reyna Yoru keluar lagi, nggak tahu.
GENG were, you know, respecting some of these maneuvers.
Reyna Jet,
GENG
Reyna
likes to go for
Reyna
some
Race
of
mungkin.
these, retake scenarios. There was like a lovely clutch from Mindfreak coming through as well
Kayak maunya
against
tetep
Keren of
Race
all
deh.
things. Like Mindfreak is starting to, you know, wake up and show come back to peak form again. That's the Paperrex that we all know and love.
Yeah, I mean,
Yang aku
Genji
kasihan
here
tuh
just,
sama Monyet
you
ya.
know, wasn't
Kenapa
able
dia
to really
mainnya
play the
kadang
style
gak
that they
stabil tuh?
want. They can't
Soalnya
really
orang-orang
slow
tuh nge-expect
Paperrex
dia bisa
down at
ganti
all,
engine
and,
gitu loh.
you know, they have to
Betul
try to spread the
guys,
map,
itu
then they
kasihan.
can't
Aku
react.
Dia juga
sedih
dia
karena-
masih muda guys, soalnya pasti
Iya,
pressure
masih
tinggi.
muda loh.
Or rather
18
so,
loh,
ability to
umurnya.
gather information,
Baru
not
lulus
that
SMA
great
anjir dia
with
guys.
Locky on that sky.
Iya.
So things just
Kasihan.
not really playing into what you expect with the typical Paperrex.
Yang penting kalau kata gue sih dia harus rajin grinding sih. Saya jangan males.
Typical Paperrex
Oh,
comp,
ada
you know.
Viper.
Itu pro player tuh penting soalnya kalau grinding selalu lu rajin tuh main 6 jam 7 jam sehari itu grindingnya kayak gitu. Kalau mereka cuman kayak latihan doang terus have fun main game lain itu yang bahaya.
This is gonna be fun.
Turun game-nya. Kan Reyna kan bener.
Oh, oke.
Reyna Race kan udah kebaca nih.
Reyna Race, Sky,
Women's
Women's 5. Oke.
Tapi ini Lotus ya bukan Bay ya lu.
Lotus ya.
Reyna Lotus loh guys.
I think it's locked.
Nggak tahu,
I
nggak
think
tahu.
this is it. This is it.
Nggak tahu. Mari kita lihat.
Si Cahaya tuh sekarang paling muda kalau nggak salah guys. Iya Cahaya paling
Iya,
muda.
paling muda dia.
I
Paling
have
muda
to
dia.
think.
Dia mukanya doang agak-agak agak-agak dewasa ya. Tapi dia udah paling muda cuy.
You know, Lear flash combo.
Sama bongsor banyak kan.
That really can make things
Dan dibilang kan lebih bocah lagi dari Gesan.
for the side of PaperX. We've seen it on Ascent before, and I'm not too surprised that they're going to lean into this. I think maybe they felt like they needed a change versus the last time. Maybe something will give GENG a little bit of.
Kenapa ya pasti pakai Sky ya? Sky udah jelek banget padahal loh, sumpah.
Ya, kesayangannya Dava ya kan.
Jelek guys, flashnya cuma 2.
Saya sama flashback tuan siapa? Nggak tahu.
Nggak tahu deh.
Nggak tahu. Flashback juga baru kan dia?
Baru.
A much different look for PaperX this time around.
Nah itu makanya kenapa si Monyet dibilang punya potensi tinggi, karena masih muda banget guys.
Why not?
Masih muda banget, dan dia tuh kayak apa ya, kayak ketahan gitu loh kalau kata gue.
Decent success against GENG's Lotus the first time around was with the double duelist of Jet and Raze. You can just power your way through that.
Dia di GS soalnya nggak main wgaming guys, suruh main cepet temponya, bingung kali, kaget. Kalau Jing kan kayak udah tiap saat gitu mainnya begitu, ya udah ikutin aja temponya. Udah satu ritme guys, kan nggak usah ngomong lagi udah call ritme guys. Baru banget ada yang begituan digas semua anjir, kan kena ini ya. Belakang! Nice! Tekstur nge-whiff, main banget.
Untung nge-whiff tuh.
Ada heal,
Jing emang kemana? Military.
Health will return up to 100. As for now, PaperX not really leaving the spawn.
Yeah, a little scared, especially with that deep push from Texture. And, if you're a fan of Texture, I think he can be forgiven for showing a human moment across 8 days. Still consider him a bit of a demigod at that point. PaperX just cutting noise, trying to just make sure that they're not exposing themselves, trying to stay huddled, getting ready for these trades. Of course, with that PaperX team capsule as well on that classic. See if we can find some more success with it here for Divai.
Mereka tuh ini guys, mereka tuh kagak ada tuh mau nunggu 20 detik geras gitu, kagak ada guys. Sempet ras 40 detik, 50 detik, ras. Dapat nih guys, dapat nih.
Jing persiapan wamil.
It's not as much utility for the retake though, whereas PaperX, they have everything to push out if they get an inkling of GENG approaching close.
Saya Juni 2005, flashback November 2005, berarti mudahan flashback dikit doang.
The presence of at least one gnome. They anticipate that all 3 players are going to be right around this corner. Flash comes in to try to slow things up. Much ton of damage to the box. Now down to 4 HP.
Jangan lupa ya untuk beli.
Smoke blooms. Munchkin still will find one now. Lock going to be
taken out.
Yang bagus.
Who's now going to be revealed? The push up.
Ya elah, apa sih?
Gets himself the 4K with 4 HP remaining. The fuse will come through. Going to be even closer to that pit. And GENG will take this pistol round away.
What a monster! I thought PaperX had everything set up. They had the trip, they had the cam to make sure they spot so you don't have someone who's sneakily trying to go for the defuse. It was good. It was meant to keep Keren at bay, but Munchkin is just able to push through the smoke at the right time. Catch his sight up Forsaken at the last minute. Picks him off through the smokes, feeding off the energy of the crowd here at the S Factory in Seoul.
Oh, but look at this. PaperX.
Oh, it's here.
Saw him going for it yesterday with a lot of success, but now the force buy coming back in once more. GENG, have they accounted for this? Well, they certainly know about it now.
Ngapain Jason anjir?
Well, that's one of the biggest difficulties.
Ya elah, apa sih? Apa sih?
Spraying away, swaps over the weapon. Continuing to just pump bullets through that toxic screen. Mindfreak tagged up just a hair here. Answering back with some of that bulldog fire, but so
beli tapi rugi kan jadi ini guys, jadi ikon 2 kali mereka.
It's Karen now saying, you know what, I like the outlaw. I think I will use it.
I'll find a lot of value with it for sure. That's just a little warning shot.
Swing in, Mindfreak gone, Texture still nearby, spotting him, but 10 HP, they don't want to surrender any weapons. Reload will come through.
Dava juga lagi agak-agak nih mainnya.
Just trying to draw him in as backup arrives.
Okay,
nice.
Texture a little scared. He's a little trapped with only 10 HP.
The cam reaction there. Wasn't anticipating that one, but I mean, Divai, that's just really a question of how much damage can he deal, but just the 1 kill is all it's going to be as GENG taking the first 2 rounds here on Lotus.
It's a good start, and I am curious. I mean, sure, going for a curve.
Dia beli, tapi mereka nggak beli flash tadi. Si Rena nggak nge-flash di something dia kan ditembak. Nanti kayaknya nggak nge-flash di B deh.
Surely PaperX will
bukan nggak ada flash coy,
against other teams, or maybe even if they face GENG once again. as this is a map that GENG has felt very confident on throughout this entire kickoff.
Just going to be the Sheriff buy coming in here from Paperrex. Paranoia sent their way. Paint Shell's just driving them out and over towards Meteor, who's got the Outlaw in hand.
Bro,
yang bener. Classic for the backup here. And not really anybody to try to bail him out. Munchkin now arriving, but
nice flash.
already managed to push forward and take him down. Weapon is grabbed. Munchkin finding him, looking for more.
Nice
Forsaken, swapping back over to the Sheriff. Going to be good.
Nice.
Pick up get another kill here. Going to swiftly shut down by Lakia.
I know Paperrex has been on weaker weapons the past 2 rounds, but GENG's movement around the map have been very quick. The moment they get contact, they are able to shove Paperrex out of the other side of the map and just tighten the chokehold onto Lotus. I mean, they are not approaching these sites at all in these 2 rounds, and if that's the comms that we're going to continue to see, GENG should be able to go right back up to 2 points. And the Meteor calling for the Outlaw, really wants to continue using that. I mean, it's a good pickup for the Killjoy as well, right? I mean, we've seen some of the pros talk about it. The turret, the nano swarm, and everything assisting for those one-shot kills. GG's ready for this.
Something trying to rush in. Does mention catch count by surprise. Gets a kill on the texture as well. Takes it to Smith back.
Nice banget sumpah. 4 lawan ini, Cok. 3 anjir. Kalah
It's just Meteor by himself.
Nggak bisa mereka, si GENG tuh nggak bisa ngerasa kerusuk, Cok. Mereka nggak siap selalu ngeliat.
Iya.
Dia mau ngerasa kerusuk berempat, mau ngerasa kalah dia.
Right up here against the smoke. Here's the run forward. Instant headshot for Meteor, but let's go now. Pull back. Wait for the reload. Sheriff in hand. Spike now planted. Trailblazer at the ready here. By on the hunt, seeing what he can spot. So far, it's just the turret. Meteor managing to avoid getting detected here.
Kalau kalah nggak tahu dah. Kalau kalah sih nggak jelas sumpah.
Could be brutal for him. Spots one.
Nice.
Work down at 12 HP. Snaps over, finds him, looks for the shot.
What
Barely
the fuck?
misses. 4 bullets remaining in the Sheriff. Time dwindling. Meteor, can he do the impossible? The tap onto the Spike, trying to see if he gets any aggression out of Devi whatsoever. But Devi, stalwart, stays still, gets the kill. Good lord, so much damage dealt here.
Kenapa nggak kabur, Davai? Oh enggak ya, nggak mati ya? Enggak.
Man, I was worried when he stood still for a second there, because Meteor's goal was clearly just take down all the weapons, because we will continue to stride ahead.
Iya, Meteor tuh dari kemarin kalau di map Lotus tuh panas tau.
But this is why you use Arena. If you're able to get those first kills, create
Nice
that
banget.
nice banget. Follow up once again at a cross angle. And GENG, they'll have to keep note of that. You cannot hunt for something like the Reyna anymore.
Bukan, maunya tuh startingnya nggak pernah jarang bagus, guys. Bahaya nih, kasihan semuanya soalnya, Cok. Belum nge-kill dia.
There are some very critical ultimates available for GENG. Lakia get his way downstairs. Smoke about to dissipate, pulls back around the corner as texture
di-push, Cok.
up on a very deep angle. Just knowing that this is everybody stacked up on the A side here for PRX.
A lot of damage onto Devi through the wall there as he tried to take that orb.
Spamming. Caron now sitting on that paranoia. Massive connection, but something not caught by it. Managing to find the cover and kill. Now the neural theft infested. Meteor just hanging out backside. Slocket pulling up the angle.
Nice.
Cleared out Monyet, coming up with one. Lakia pushing forward, but it's full blind. The classic from Monyet with that vulnerability as well, going to allow to get the
Ketiga gitu dong, Monyet. Nice.
But the operator can do nothing more but sit back, maybe try to find an exit frag, but needs to hold on to this op.
You know, I was just thinking about it as Devi was trying to go for that ult orb as well. With the Reyna now, you've got 3 agents on the side of Paperrex who don't really rely on their ultimates too much. You're not really looking at those ultimates to turn an entire round, you know, on its head. Sure, neural theft does help a lot if you're able to get the first kill. But outside of that, and yes, the Reyna with the Empress can go for some insane clutches, a lot of aggro, but again, not things you're building set plays around. It's curious that they're using that on a map like Lotus where you can try to greed for those ult orbs on the attack. Maybe just trying to say that we want to go up slowly up to the site just like they did on A.
Sapping.
Has been difficult to break through against GENG's setup and continue to
Menurut gue sih bagus sih, mereka cari info dulu pakai utility, ketahuan di mana tekstur, jangan masukin site tekstur aja udah. OP soalnya.
Right back on the saddle here. Gonna catch up as they dealt a significant amount
Oh,
of
KA
damage.
tekstur nih ya. Kalau kalah lagi mereka bisa kalah nih.
Obviously still held over from texture, but the rest of the buy likely going to be some sheriffs, maybe you know, a force up on something like a marshal. We'll just wait and see what they have, but very nicely taken.
Itu dong monyet.
And okay, looks like a hero rifle in the hands of Meteor.
Yeah, do you want to support that operator at least one way or another? Make sure you
Di flash sih harusnya susah guys menurut gua OP di sini.
Makan itu ya.
All the support he can get right now.
Susah kan? OP susah guys, agak susah sebenarnya.
Yeah, the showstopper this time, it can be even quicker. Going in through tree.
Nightbot at the ready, lock, yeah, ooh. Tap here, on to the Torment, what a great headshot, finds one.
Nice banget anjir.
Nice banget main fake nice.
Kan si monyet tuh sial banget guys dari dulu main.
Iya dari tadi loh.
Lu lihat gak sih dia ulti aja nggak dapet loh.
Creep in, spotted, Meteor actually tucking below. Spray there or something. Avoids it, but eventually is sussed out. Falling, and now it's down to Karen to see if he can deal any additional damage here. And he can. Finds the headshot. Now in a 1v2.
Nice.
Nice.
Before he can start heating up. Paperrex tie us up 3-3.
Karen once again proving though that he's not a guy that you can underestimate. I mean that was really anybody's shot there.
Demi kejayaan saya makannya diperlambat guys ya.
So keep your eye on that new recruit. We've had so many successful new recruits here at VCT Pacific as we watch them grow even just within the past week of kickoff. But obviously Karen, one of the brightest shining stars as he has already reached the finals, going for that Royal Road here. Now the Odin.
Emang kalau dibilang, tekstur belum nge-kill guys, tekstur belum nge-kill guys. Kena kutuk, mampus tuh kena kutuk guys tekstur guys.
We've got the arena, we've got the Odin.
Now they're very well aware of this. Want to try to back away. Take some safer positions outside of the A site. Munchkin setting down that bite. Lear going to be cleared out. Just delaying the Trailblazer for a bit. Dive in should clear that close left side.
Jangan jinx bang
The Nanoswarm still here. That's been the real bane of it. The Poison Cloud into the Nanoswarm, and just one snake bite still on hold. That's good enough. No one's biting that Shadow
Apa itu
Step.
anjing OP, dia colet Reyna OP nih. Emang Jason cuman si something doang cok. Gecko OP, Reyna OP, serah dia aja.
Still have Lakia lingering around Waterfall. Tap onto the door.
Oh nih Jason gak enak banget sih guys. Jason ini kalau masuk sih bisa dapat 2 nih. Keren.
Looking to intercept all of this aggression that's coming through.
Oh nggak untung di flash anjir.
Shots exchanged. Karen getting the worst of it. Now it's down so very low on HP. 2 health remaining for him as Mind Freak.
Gila low
banget.
Mind Freak's been hit.
Prowler not scouting him though. Says he swings out, he finds one.
Tinggal dua darahnya loh.
Does manage to shut him down. Now the shift. PaperRex working their way over towards C. The Nanoswarm's the alarm bot still available. Karen as well. Also going to be TPing over.
He just wants to buy time. It doesn't matter if he's low on health. The Nanoswarm should be enough to help him peek out just one more time.
12 seconds remaining. Spike still being brought forward into the site. Handed off now to Monyet. Swing onto the corner in towards Waterfall.
Nice.
Ngapain sih? Something kebiasaan deh.
The Odin spray. Section will go down.
Something tuh 1-1 tapi masih mau nge-pick lagi padahal udah ketahuan posisi situ. Itu udah itu kalau pro player gampang banget guys. Anjir.
A little bit of damage there. I mean, Forsaken knocked down to 6 HP. This is still such a rough task for Munchkin.
Nggak ada yang
lihat sih guys, ini apa sih? Something tuh suka overpicknya itu kurang ini, nggak reposisi ya betul. Kalau si saya player kan kalau saya player guys main OP, nembak satu pindah, tembak lagi satu mati, pindah lagi, makanya orang bingung.
Taking the lead here. The first time on Lotus. GENG just continuously getting knocked down time and time again when it comes to this economy.
But that's sometimes where they thrive. So I don't know if you can really count them out just yet.
Sini udah tahu guys, tekstur aja sampai tahu guys bagaimana cara mengcounter something itu dia pasti overpick.
I won't say that rotation was necessarily very well calculated.
Okay.
Of course, you know the push onto the site, drawing them all the way over because of the from the shadows. Getting that kill onto Lakia really sells it all the way to the end. Forces GENG to have to come in. Karen saves it because if he doesn't get the kill there, surely it just ends on the A site right away. But outside of that, it's PaperX just saying immediately, okay, we still don't know exactly how many more have arrived just yet. We don't have anyone in the site to help with the pinch. That's a call to rotate over. And of course, you can see Coach Alex also not entirely happy as it has been a close map here on GENG's pick.
Doing a lot of talking, Solo here doing listening, allowing for the secondary coaches as well to get
Si
involved.
Mamang wasitnya juga makan tuh.
Ngincer pengen dismiss sih dia itu bang. Enggak, dia mau nge-pick satu lagi baru dismiss.
Semoga saya masuk ITB, doain bang udah rugi.
Amin Reza, makasih Reza.
Reza.
On the squad of DFM and VCT Pacific.
Kaos bisa Kaos nggak sih bang? Kalau Kaos bisa Kaos pas lagi temot doang ya, sisanya nggak bisa.
And he comes in and builds this squad, taking down PRX, taking the title of Korean Kings, and now looking to take it over for Pacific.
Padahal PRX nggak ini loh, nggak timeout kan ya tadi ya?
Takeover can start here on the round. Paperrex are
Timeout ya kayaknya enggak ya? Kali. Kena nggak sih? Enggak ya? Kena ya?
Texture hanging far enough back to not get clipped by anything. As Meteor with that Marshall for shot to go wide, swing out from
Nice.
not finding purchase. 2 kills picked up here for Divide. Now the Trailblazer into the site. Try to scout. Caron around the corner is going to be noted over at Waterfall. Something wants to push the issue. Full flash into his face. Shorty claims the kill.
Kayak Shorty anjing dibunuhnya, what the hell.
Paperrex way out in front here on the round.
Ya shotgun.
Turning that corner with the shorty, knowing that it's going to be shorter guns here for GENG. That's just some heads up.
Kalau kata gue sih, monyet jangan sih Nyet. Lu udah sial Nyet, ini sial lagi ya kena shotgun.
Ya mending nggak usah.
Ini nggak usah, tunggu dia aja nge-push. Nah itu maksudnya, tunggu dia nge-push. Ini ya, kan gue bilang kan. Kan gue bilang kan. Dia lagi yang kena, Cok.
Lagi bau banget ini.
Nah, gue bilang itu udah lompat loh guys, udah lompat masih mati guys. Di tibek.
Something is working out those legs. The squats are coming in.
Yeah, a little bit of a rumble from the crowd. Of course, you know the Korean fans no strangers to it, thanks to particular members of DRX.
Lagi bau juga itu dia.
Won't name any names, but nice to get a little bit of that rivalry going. You can see just how tough it's been for both of these squads. I mean, PaperX usually all just laughing and enjoying the game.
Saran gue sih ganti sneak Nyet. Monkey. Biar orang lebih ngerti gitu. Anjir terbang coy itu jasa.
Also championship points on the line. They try to go Odin v Odin.
Dibalas ya tuh pakai Odin.
Getting the worst end of
Udah
it.
lu rasanya kita ke C aja katanya. Cuma ke B nih.
Just hop back up to 100. Tap on the orb, something check close.
Gak bisa sih ke C sih. Lu masukin pasnya rata sini. Dua orangnya udah siap anjir.
I'm getting the reveal, but Meteor not spotted.
Wah anjir masih diras sih, gila sih.
Checks down below, Nightbot crashing across. Trailblazer coming in from behind though. Meteor noted, taken down. Monyet trying to get through. To falling, and now the pit going to be invested. Texture at the same time finding Mind Freak, but Munchin gone. The pit instantly dropping as Divide brings it down. Off shot from something. Within a pit, he re-peeks, and Karen has to swing back. Showstopper in the ready. Is he ready for him to be close? Yes, he is. Texture taking him down, and now dead. As the pit kills come flying through. Divide forced back. Him versus Karen. Both players having been so clutch for each other.
Aduh! Nggak kena Davai nembak. Tapi dapat dia ngeluarin 3 ulti guys. 3 ulti dia keluarin.
Salah banget sih tadi si kecil.
I just thought maybe PaperX.
Soalnya C tuh space-nya hampir nggak ada.
They still had time, they still had Mind Freak on B, because again, this C-side has just been a wall against their opponents for GENG. And they are pushing them into that C site. They're doing everything they can to force him out there.
Jump forward. Texture likely noted. Yep, has been spotted. Has to try to blast back his way out.
Ya nggak ada yang kena tembakannya.
Avoiding all this forward aggression that we're seeing as the push it
comes
in.
Nice! Oh my god.
Itu Reina itu enaknya gitu coba buat ngebet kalau dapat kill 1.
Udah makanya udah paling bener.
Getting the spot.
Udah kill 1 balik, kill 1 balik udah. Ini baru PRX threat kill jalan banget.
Baru iya loh.
Ini baru itu.
It's just unfair that PaperX has this hidden card that they can use against operators.
Nah,
and it's
masalahnya
simply
kan
called
nggak
something.
lagi sama Jing, Bang.
He just
Nggak
swings
bisa.
out, takes down the scope every single
Nah,
time.
jangan Bang.
Udah nggak belakang Allah. Ya Allah. Nice. Dan Lotus yang sekarang tuh udah beda banget, guys.
Much else is
Udah
going to
banget.
be found here for GENG.
Cewek tuh sekarang gampang di
PRX
retake, gak kayak
gonna be
dulu.
keeping them at an arm's length distance.
Si monyet guys, ayamnya itu masih belum ini. Jadi dia lawan klasik tadi barusan buy one itu. Dia lawan.
Grogi sih, kataku
Grogi
grogi.
dia. Nembak palanya tuh nggak yang terus instant headshot. Dia nge-spray dulu baru headshot.
On the scoreboard, they would like nothing more than to extend it at least to that 7. Feel a bit more comfortable going into the second pistol.
Gila OP-nya itu digituin.
Kayak mana ya, lihat teksturnya kayak. Lihat si teksturnya.
Tuh, nembak dia kan agak lambat kan?
Iya, agak lambat. Grogi
Untuk ngebunuh klasik doang.
Delivering once more.
Bangkit. Season ini masih panjang kok, bisa bangkit guys, bisa.
And that's when PaperX look to C-side once again. I mean, they always start to try to shake things up. The problem is there's so much utility to try to get through before you sell the fake. But now they know it's a weak buy.
Yeah.
You don't need to sell it. You can just commit to it.
Nggak kena anjir Rocky Bot.
Spotted that. It was from quite yet. We're fishing for it. It looks like something. He says, "I'll just heal it back up."
Something
Gonna kill,
terobos
but
aja, terobos.
Go ahead and use a devour.
That sounds like a good counter to the nano
Space
swarms.
on the side. Lock is spotted. There's the dismiss. Takes himself out to safety. Meteor finding one, finding two.
Ya elah, tuh kan.
Now suddenly Mindfreak and Forsaken. Mindfreak still rotating over. The cam goes in. Tries to get the dart out. I believe he actually whipped. Comes up onto the box. Finding the one elimination. Mindfreak now put into a 1v1. Meteor swinging out. Down so low. 7 HP from him. Kind of toying around with Mindfreak, who's now going to drop down off the box.
Meteor solo. Mindfreak has to know this.
Very low.
Nice.
Only took one bullet. The fadeaway shot finally will find him.
Itulah.
Iko coba masalah
Is reliably able to find the thrifties here today. PaperX counteracting them nicely.
I was going to just be blown out of my mind if they got that thrifty once again. This was a very targeted execute onto the C site. And it's just a classic blood, even with the nano
Corsair kan gemeteran banget coy.
Itu orang HSS gitu tuh Mit, susah Mit. Kalau udah pindah kiri kanan susah nih.
Certainly not, but just given the bank, I mean, they've been fine.
HSS enaknya nge-spray makanya guys, si Jason kan nge-spraynya bagus.
Showstopper. I would love to see some other way to break this setup on C side. No one's done it successfully so far in Pacific.
Enak begitu tuh low sense kayak Demon One tuh guys. Enak tuh dia main pelan-pelan, der.
Rotate up on top of the side itself, back away and get into a position where that lockdown could find value.
Ya, full blind.
Kayak 7-4 guys.
Ayo terus tuh.
Just popping them off the rip. Now going to be relying on those layers. Showstopper does come in.
Hey!
Astaga, yang bener aja.
Hey! 3, what?
Going off right before.
Astaga.
It's taken down. Could be everything for them.
Yang bener aja.
Just gotta hope that the Empress
Hanya
comes
kosong
in
sih,
vague
bro.
for something.
Ya ini last round si Empress sih.
To creep up. Clear out something.
Elah. Maksudnya kosong banget, Cok. Terus nggak bareng-bareng sih. Ngapain monyet ke sana?
Nails the headshot. Last round of the half going the way of GENG. 7-5.
Ada ulti padahal si something.
Halftime sih.
And this is where the trouble's going to begin
Iya,
for
jelek
PaperX.
banget
Sure, when you're on the
loh.
attack, you can throw all those blinds alongside the guiding light, the leers, the paint shells, everything
Minum
to
dulu guys,
distract
minum.
them. But on defense, yeah, you can do it. But if they don't meet you where you throw that utility initially, that retake is looking nigh impossible. And it's a great idea against, the enemy Viper. Try to break through that toxic screen even with the decay. Just
Tuh
kinda
minum
keep
tuh
that
guys.
disadvantage
Itu meteor tuh minum.
and go through it. But again, GENG, after a couple of rounds, surely, if that's the style that PaperX brings, they read into it and they hold back. And PaperX just won't have much to work with on the retakes.
Ini defendingnya agak susah sih guys. Mereka defendingnya bakal kayak taking, percaya sama gue 100%. Jason jaga sendiri, 3-1-1 mereka. Tuh kan, 4 second tuh lihat tuh.
Pasti deh. Iya deh, Jing.
Pacific's always had these weird tendencies across a lot of the maps, quite frankly.
Saya nih kurang boostingan bang.
how they're going to
Mid
be
makan
piloting
lagi,
this
udah habis
arena.
no. Udah habis.
A big part of it you have to imagine is you push them out on one side, funnel him into Forsaken setups as he's always been so good with the Cypher, especially once he gets the Odin. So GENG, if they can shut that down early, they should have a lot more breathing room.
There.
So far, I mean, the biggest achievement really here for PaperX has been just denying Texture from finding value.
Caution here.
Karen as well, both of them down there at the bottom of the scoreboard for the side of GENG. We'll see if that
Dua
changes.
GE lagi di pucuk bang. Oh iya ya.
With Texture not finding nearly as much value, PaperX got to be feeling pretty cozy.
Targets destroyed.
Okay, turret noting one. Meteor trying to break line of sight, makes it around the corner just in time. Now re-swings.
Yeah, should have caught sight of
Klasik loh. Mereka klasik semua, Cok, untuk mendukung klasik ini anjir. Ya elah, nembak apa ada monyet.
Sampai juga kena.
Ya udah mati rata. Ya. Ya ampun.
Saya.
Si monyet tuh masuknya kagak ada follow up, coba main lompat-lompat aja, guys.
But it's a good call from GENG. They realize that PaperX is just not stopping at anything, and they just say, hold, stop, turn around, just one person watch out for the peek out from whoever is anchoring on A.
Tuh, nggak ada util, guys, utilnya telat.
A very different look of the Rubble fight, but a Rubble fight
Satselnya
nonetheless.
masuknya gini.
Good shots from Munchkin. He's feeling that confidence once again.
Saya.
Back on top of the scoreboard as the IGL for GENG.
Ya di A lagi, Cok.
This time around. PaperX just gonna see if they can try to get a thrifty done naturally. Just that Sheriff here in the hands of ZOWIE.
Main retake ya mereka ya.
And everybody overall that C site.
You can just tell exactly the positions they're holding on the minimap as well, just stacked on top of each other at close range. Yeah, at least get that ult orb. I like the timing of it. But that's all they'll get, quite frankly. Haven't been as successful as GENG on these thrifties, so not going to hold my breath too much on this one.
You say that, I'm thinking about yesterday. On a set. Crazy one that they were close out.
Lewatin sono ya.
Lumayan dapat. Itu zona perang banget anjir. Nice. Lumayan dapat dua. Lumayan dapat dua, bro.
Would have been a big cause for concern for GENG, but they'll hold on to the most expensive weapons. Upgrade it to some sheriffs as well. Tie things up at 7-7.
Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, considering the circumstances, you know, PaperX, you did what you could. Got a couple extra ult points. That's all you were going to get, especially coming out of that choke point over by Baby Door. But now the real question is that Odin is going to take a little bit. Wow.
Okay, Lakia.
You know, there's something about Lakia. He just hides his power until Texture needs a break. And then he just rises to the top. Has some impressive multi-kills on a lot of these maps. Some good acrobatics as well.
Mid going forward. C's coming out as Mind Freak. They're swinging out the door. Not yet, however, going to be able to find an opening kill.
Apakah 3-2 real, guys?
Well. Found Karen on that swing, able to get a connection. No HP bar on something. He'll back away. Why? Doesn't have the healing.
They died.
With no charges either, something's stuck.
Davai tunggu Davai ada heal nggak Davai? Kan nggak ada heal Davai ya? Oh ada heal, nggak beli dia.
Nggak beli.
Jangan something sih ngepick 20 darah aja ngepick lagi.
Masih ya
So they'll
ngepick.
stick two people together still. Forsaken just watching B and C.
So close to tracking him through that smoke.
Last player standing.
Nice. We'll be able to find him. Now it's all on Meteor. 1v3. Alarm bot going to be set up.
Dengar nggak sih tuh kalau naruh barang? Kedengeran nggak? Kedengeran.
Kedengeran harusnya.
Challenge for a kill first.
Exactly.
Matiin.
Matinya
sama bot tuh.
Push out. Okay, device swinging in. Dead. Here now going to be cleared out.
Really?
Something.
Mati nih.
Just chipped away at. Now looking for the double push.
Nice. Nggak mati loh dia.
Oh nice.
Out those bullets.
Gila.
Keeps himself
Meteor
alive.
nyawanya kayak kucing.
Saves around here for PaperX.
Something swings. You know, his swings have been just so good, whether it's against the scopes, whether it's against the rifles. 20 HP, and to be able to get that last kill. They're even running forward as the person who's supposed to be. Had a great dismiss amidst that chaos and rubble to keep the aggro going.
Nice,
And again, that's why you pick the Reyna. Now we've seen it try time and time again. Of course, as always, it gets shut down once you can't get that first kill.
Dava beli senjata tapi nggak beli armor, what?
It'll work.
Look at the Vi though, glass cannon.
Siapa? Oh.
Yeah,
Jeez.
no armor. Just the cash right now. The situation not looking good for them. They want to be able to have those full rifle in his hand, I suppose, instead of going for something like a bulldog. Texture wanting to grab that.
Miti dilek kamu menit berapa?
Hah?
Going for that no armor, just
Menit
trying to
berapa?
get extra damage.
Iya.
I think they're really trying to feed
Itu isinya berapa ininya? Apa satu berapa roundnya?
But that means they're banking a lot on this
Round
round
ya?
to try to win out
Nah,
the map.
waktu tersisanya berapa? Kayak kamu delay deh, coba. Berapa?
1-1-2, 1-1-11, 1-1-10.
Ah ya, kamu delay 3 detik tadi.
Oh iya.
Kita refresh bareng deh. 1, 2, 3.
Bentar.
Enggak refresh aman kok. Kalau di refresh dia langsung balik lagi. 56 aku 55.
Oke.
54.
Ya, aku refresh.
Terus kalau udah delay soalnya dia nggak bisa auto refresh.
Ini
them in the lead. Paranoia now going to be sent out.
Udah ngeplan ya?
As he pulls away.
Udah.
Something starts swinging in behind. Open baby door, which now is going to be broken.
Clear.
The Lear
Oke,
down.
guys.
Munchkin still.
kedua sih kata aku.
Aduh.
Spike is at, but it doesn't even matter.
Jelek banget apa sih
Finds
kliknya
one
gitu.
texture against the other two. And GENG tie it up at 8-8.
GENG, I don't know if they calmed it ahead, if it's just built in to their protocols, whatever it might be. They did not all turn to shoot down the Lear. They knew exactly what each other's jobs were. And this is where this team starts to get scary. All of them have the ability to shoot back, pick up those kills on those trades. So as long as you're not all distracted by the same thing, you are usually going to win out on these fights. Very good post-plant setup from GENG, and that'll draw the time out, especially with that buy. Paperrex doubling down on that 16th round. Now they'll have to take a bit of a breather.
Ayo bang, bisa bang.
Right in the line, standing right outside that door, trusting in Karen to be able to get the kill.
Yeah.
Ends up working out.
Saya sih marah-marah.
Oh, terus tinggal pause play aja ya udah.
Called here from Paperrex, one apiece burned so far in the map. See more can be utilized. Alex wanting to just make sure that they're not letting this slip away from them. GENG
Belum guys, belum
trying
banting
to
meja.
get the win
Masih
here,
aman.
take this all the way up to that match point.
Wonder if GENG is going to suspect a different default setup here and
Meja
maybe
masih
try to go
aman.
for something like a B push, because I would have imagined that one of the things Paperrex can try, of course, I guess this one's going to be an eco, but outside of it, will be to try to really push out from one side, hold their defender spawn entry points with 2 people, and then go for the retake with something like the spy cam. We'll see if it comes to fruition in the next buy round.
Iya, dia nggak bisa nge-frag, selalu nggak bisa nge-frag anjir, nggak tahu kenapa. Udah 3 match berarti 3 match.
Udah tinggal sendiri udah nggak bisa.
The econ situation as well.
Tuck behind the box, Haunt not going to get the reveal there on a Forsaken. And oh, shots go flying. Texture low, swaps over the classic, easily confirmed the kill. Munchkin, however, finding one. Heron situated forward. Trying to hold the line. Another point, can he miss it around?
Really?
As GENG, very swiftly dealing with
Ah.
what limited firepower Paperrex had.
You know, Munchkin's been hitting amazing shots throughout this tournament, but if you look carefully, a lot of it is, again, that experience shining through, just knowing how these trades are set up, how the crossfires are set up.
Miti makan lagi, Mit.
That's how he's
Ya,
so
makan lagi
snappy.
dah nih.
A lot of times he's correct.
Ngemil
That's
nih
how he
gua.
gets these 17 kills so far in the 17 rounds, leading by example. Now the operator in hand for something, and the Odin. I mean, they desperately needed this. We'll see if it works.
Yet again, rushing forward, trying to
Lihat tuh si monyet tuh. Monyet tuh kalau misalnya nggak ke cover mati dia anjir.
There's no one there to find. Everybody from GENG. On this left side of the map, Prowler goes and checks forward.
Kayaknya dikosongin, Cok.
Nggak dicek kayaknya, aduh.
Jelek banget defense-nya dah.
Now they're spotted. Clear out on the dart, and wisely does back down. It's not a default plan. It's just off to the side, and now the pin is going to be a message as well from GENG.
Ya besok ke si Jim tambah nih gue.
Nice.
You're gone, Karen. Trying to hold things close, and something goes bouncing forward with that.
Ngecek kiri kanan lah bang, kenapa sih?
Find him. Showstopper in.
Nice banget monyet dapat.
With a nice headshot equalizes. gives this advantage over to PRX. Munchkin taken out. Pit now going to drop block.
Nice.
Down.
Bener gua harus makan.
PaperX.
Kan udah bener lu makan aja dah.
Mau makan dah. Makan ya beobes.
Just trying to stay inseparable.
I cannot imagine
Saatnya 10.000 kalori.
BO5 kan iyo, BO5 ya.
Oh bulking gua gila banget.
The way they use the Odin, and you see this with a lot of teams that use the Odin off.
Kata tadi Crispy Sandy kebanyakan BO5, kalau BO2 aja cukup, yang penting Tobrut. Beda BO-nya anjir. Beda BO.
Lain BO, Bang.
And you just don't
Kan
know where else
bimbingan
you can
ortu.
move. You keep them pinned in, frozen like deer in the headlights. That's the retake for PaperX.
Reset of the blast back to jump forward. Manya and Texture both racing over towards Rubble.
Itu Rico-nya nggak ada yang nembak.
Doubling up, finds himself another elimination.
Hey! Astaga!
Kocak!
As Rhea just finds the elimination. I cannot believe my eyes. Something now.
Aduh, ngapain sih?
So hungry for it. Won't be able to get himself an ace. Munchkin, he will take that kill away.
What the hell?
Nge-troll mulu, buang-buang ron anjir.
Start of a round they had.
Tuh Rico-nya nggak pernah ada yang mau tembak. Si monyet maju-maju coba begitu, Shop. Ini nggak usah maju dah kalau gitu.
Against PaperX. I mean, if you're gonna have the Reyna, ideally you want something like the Lear that can really help you push up against that toxic screen.
Astaga, tekstur udah mulai bangun.
Oh no, not again. That's deja vu. Just give this man his ace, man.
Anyam kenyang, anyam kenyang, anyam kenyang, anyam kenyang, anyam kenyang.
He just is a content mill. Just give reactions.
Oh,
Solo with a very rare smile.
He's very happy. It's got to be something that he's hearing the calls, right? Reactions like that, knowing that your players are kind of feeling good, able to joke with each other, despite it being a very tight game, and knowing that your players had the right read in that last round to bounce back.
3-2,
Solo looks so nervous coming into kickoff, and I can't imagine.
Oh, siap beliin aku McD nggak, Cio?
Pedigree that you have as a player. People
siap.
looking at you as a legend.
Udah lemes banget.
Enggak, kamu kok nggak percaya gitu sih menang?
Ya lihat aja tadi gimana nyebelin.
Bisa emang.
Gimana ini?
Comeback ini, TM comeback ini comeback guys.
Ya, mari kita lihat ya.
Really guide these players who are just looking for one more chance to prove themselves, and he's seeing the light at the end of
Calm
the
the
tunnel.
hell down, bro.
And now another absolutely broken buy, a judge for something, buying down to 850. Sure, it's the Reyna. You can always kind of try to rely on that half armor, but the Outlaw is in the hands of Meteor.
Ayo, bisa ya.
Don't know if something's going to account for that.
Showstopper at the ready from Moniette. They feel that they can get this into a winnable position. We very well could see that pulled out. Try to turn the tides. Now GENG taking things
Mereka nih nggak
very
pernah ke B ya?
Spamming boxes, checking corners.
And it's just going to be a stack. No early rubble fight. PaperX just saying, this is the best shot we got. Again, you gotta take your chances when you're on these broken buys, these ecos.
Tap on the door, something on the opposite side of the box, not gonna be spotted. As Meteor, he's pushing into this one, but he's got the Outlaw. Something says hello.
Now he can open the door.
Up the weapon.
Dasar kamu main jorok something.
He's gonna look for it.
Aduh.
Keren.
Something getar banget, bro.
At least trade this one back with the door getting opened once again. PaperX reading a rotation. How far forward do they want to try to push here? Forsaken wanted to maybe get posted up top of A over at rope to try to put this Outlaw to use.
Yeah, they don't spawn anyone B main either, so he's gonna have a shot, but he's
Aduh, Son, gue semua. Kenapa ya?
Sides of Munchkin's legs cannot find the
Spek 10 itu, bro.
Still in this fight. Paranoia in cross back sight. Mind Freak getting clipped by that for now. HL's sent his way. Showstopper up close and personal. Moniette putting it at the feet of block. Yeah, taking them down, but yeah, time is ticking. Mind Freak swinging around. Comes in from the side. Spike gets planted. The jump shot. There from Devi. Good for one. Keren quickly shuts it down. 11-9. GENG. 2 rounds away from moving up 2-1 in this series.
Mereka yang main,
It's
gue
a
yang
Hail Mary from
stres.
PaperX, but one that was worthy just because of the timer.
Gimana guys? 3-2 ya?
Had gotten just one kill up into that tree. a bit earlier and really shut that down. But Texture's just so fast with the reaction, peeking back out right at the 5-second mark. So Munchkin had a little bit more to share just to make sure they can close out this map. And they're ready for it. Showstopper online for Texture.
Pada nge-whiff anjir, kayak pada nyerah gitu loh.
Smoke down, aggressive push out of B. Just to clear the
Masih
turret for
suka
now.
nge-push lagi. Kalau gue sih kata gue jangan nge-push sih udah. Udah kalah mulu nge-pushnya.
Way avoiding that aggression is Munchkin, the lone operative now.
Udah timeout tuh.
Quite a bit of space over at A. Seems like wants to see what the rest of the team.
Udah abis kan timeoutnya ya?
Or is the setup
3
here
kali
on B?
Habis dah.
Smoke as well, going to be coming out of Mind Free.
Harus menang guys, kalau udah kalah itu fix. Kalau menang 10-11, comeback-nya masih ada kesempatan.
Kalau round ini menang udah enak sih. Kalau tahu lah. Iya udah pada tilted gitu loh rasanya.
Itu apa anjir? Itu apa anjir?
Oh man, it was a double for the jump. I thought it was one above, one below, but you really
itu
want to take that
kalau
as
main
Showstopper.
karet
It
itu
has the read that
merdeka,
that's
Bang
going to
Cio.
be the execute. You
Harus
know the
bisa
ult's
itu
online.
dilompatin, bisa nggak?
Munchkin dead. Something finding him, he tries to cut across to the rest of the team, and there it is. The trap wire coming through.
Aduh,
Has the
pinter.
reveal of the haunt, also finding for safety. He tries to backpedal, get himself out to safety. Rocket, he goes too deep.
Nice.
Gak ada yang mati tapi, Cok.
Meteor dueling with something.
Finding one, trying to push back up. Take some space here. Rocket able to shut it down.
Nyam. Ayam kenyang. Ayam kenyang. Iya.
Udah, Cok, kalau ayam, Cok, semua lihat. Cok, itu semua.
Udah. Oke.
Heal rolling. They interrupt the plant again, passing it now over to Karen. Slakia looking to hold the corner, swings back around, puts him low, puts him down.
Lelah.
Spike planted. No leers, no dismisses, no nothing.
Orpnya udah habis.
As the haunt goes out, something now revealing himself. Another smoking message. He's looking for the cross. He's trying to get the headshot, but he cannot. Karen
Jelek banget anjir mainnya apa sih?
stands tall. 12-9. GENG now at map point.
Lakia with the mind games. Running across the screen one last time before being to make
itu
sure that
trap buat
something doesn't
monyet.
have the opportunity to disrupt the plant. And yeah, it's back-to-back rounds where it got dicey with the timer.
Sing aku lihat.
But GENG
No,
keep their
it's too
calm.
painful to watch.
Paperrex had some decent setups
Nah
here.
tuh, mereka tuh beda guys, mereka tuh stabil guys, Paperrex nembaknya tadi coy.
Bold call to shift that spike over as well. So few seconds left. Want to make sure that they can try to get it planted down, but now PaperRX looking to fight fire with fire. Something finding one, Mind Free getting Texture. I mean, it's just a quintessential PaperRX round.
What the fuck?
We now find ourselves in a 1v2.
Yeah, you still have all your setups for Cypher on the other site, so just stay doubled up. That's the game plan for PaperRX. Surely they'll just hold that rubble. Not sure if they'd be curious enough to push all the way through this toxic screen.
Munchkin wanting to go to B. Trap wire is there. Destroys it. Just going to be a plant here into the open. Does he get the read that this is going to be approached from main? No bites to speak of. Just way in the top B. Flush against the wall.
He's going to want to pop that poison cloud. Yeah, try to act like he might be hiding in the smoke as well. Just some extra distractions. We'll see if it works.
Smoke comes down. Here's one. Poison now coming down, and they're just holding for this one. The spray. He gets him off the defuse for a moment. Mind Freak swings back out of the smoke. He's able to collect the kill. PaperRX hanging on by a thread. As they decide who wants to defuse it.
Yeah.
But if there's any weapons, they need to try to recover. PRX, they keep themselves in this game. 2 rounds. They try to take us into overtime.
Pakai teori
You just
diem
know
nggak
it's
bisa,
a good match so far. When we have back-to-back these rounds, where the double left just have really good teamwork. You see Forsaken
Gua dukung pakai doa aja.
and then goes for the spray
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
first, gives the chance for Mind Freak to
Bisa
pop
guys.
as Munchkin is distracted trying to fire back
2 orang
against the
lagi.
Tracers.
Tahu bang, mereka yang main gue yang stres bang.
Aduh, ultinya banyak abis ini Cok. Munchkin ulti abis ini Cok. Susah sih kayaknya nih. Kalau dapet plant terus ulti susah sih. Kecuali ada Odin lagi kayak tadi.
Seekers at the ready here from Dubai as well. Once again, I mean, they're looking to take the fight again over at A, but GENG saying, we didn't like how that went for us. So we're not going to try to challenge into it again.
But that's all of rubble cleared. A main cleared. I mean, you can just leave one person holding here and you have the entire map figured out.
Orang keculik nih.
At least for now, especially considering the trap wire is still set up. Double push in towards B now.
Mau utilnya tuh, udah nggak ada flash something ya, flash nggak ada something. Davai tinggal satu, flashnya anjing udah nggak ada.
Before the 1 minute mark, they're going to reclaim some control. They heard the footsteps. It sounds like Munchkin making that call immediately.
Ini lagi flashnya. Sky kan udah nggak bisa.
Push out, turn for the flash, Meteor. Himself safe for now.
Aduh, monyet kenapa mati lagi sih?
Tuck into the corner, Meteor trying to survive.
Wah, kalau nggak dapat sih itu kesel banget sih gua.
Nice.
That's that potential lockdown now taken away from them. But if Genji
Tuh tadi kalau nggak dapat keterlaluan sih. Aku udah marah sih.
Munchkin can invest.
And Divide gonna be looking to use those Seekers, but you're gonna have to give up the site for now, so it has to be used.
Nih dapat ultinya. Ini susah nih, coba ada ulti, coba Munchkin.
Everest, 25% remaining. As the spam starts coming through, trying to prevent the grab on the door, but something finding the kill.
Nice!
Nice! The smoke finds Karen. And now
Nice!
What is that retake?
Nice! Astaga!
I thought only Forsaken was close enough to follow up against the Seeker through the pit.
Ini lang.
As soon as they go through the site, as soon as they figure out everyone's next to the door, they take the gamble, open and hold the doubles right around the revolving door, and something just with the one taps, the dismiss end to the site to get them vision.
I mean, good God! What?
Apa ini, Cok?
And then just scouts, and there's just nothing more to be done.
Wow.
See, it is going to be the Genji camp.
Gila.
This one was very much up in the air as far as who could be. Oh, never mind. Paperrex called the second one. I didn't write it down. My bad.
I mean,
I thought they still had one.
You know, Paperrex, yeah, I think they used it a little bit early on in the second half, but I mean, it's been tough from both sides.
Oh iya, Cok. Jadi suara Twitch-nya gua kecilin, maaf guys.
Suara apa?
Suara Twitch-nya gua kecilin, maksudnya suara kecil.
Whatever it was,
sorry guys.
one tap is just filthy from something, and it's what's gonna maybe give them this chance for the overtime. Now, lockdown still available on the side of Gen G. They didn't have that ready to go as Meteor was taken out on the flank, and that's something that Paperrex will look to do again, cutting off the lurk nice and early. So I wonder if Gen G, do they just go for a rush this time around? You have the Nightfall as well, just push through, then put up the lockdown on the
kayak gini
post
tuh
plant.
rasanya kebelet berak gitu loh. Gimana sih? Gugup gitu.
It looks like it will be it.
Masih full buy tapi 3 ulti mereka guys anjir. Agak ini ya, agak kalah ini ya, kalah util ya.
These many key ultimates into a round end up going into overtime. Could be a little bit tilty.
I'll find you.
On top for now, up over the top and check towards Mounds. Nothing going to be spotted. Forsaken again, just playing the site solo with that Odin in hand. We're checking the B box. Lockdown now going to be invested. Looking to shove them back, but I mean, you see something. Mind Freak, they're actually inching their way forward. Paranoia going to be sent in, but Munchkin not going to be caught by it. Ends up finding the kill. Lockdown now, getting ready to roll through. 1 more second remaining. They managed to back out. No one's going to be detained here. How smoothly can they try to retake? Boombot not getting cleared. It's drifting, in fact. Over towards Texture. Finally manages to clear it out. Trying to hold the door. Versus Moniet.
Sabarnya. Jangan buru-burunya. Banyak itu, nggak bisa sumpah.
Comrade push through that position. The flash goes in. Returns from it. No, Moniet still able to get taken down. Lakia now trying to survive. Trying to backpedal.
Aduh, si Monyet fokusnya sama itu.
From the side itself, I should say, to find the kill. Finds himself another one. Mind Freak and Divide. The last one standing. You know where this guy is at? Now it's all on the Sultan trying to get it done. He finds his second kill. Cannot get the third. 13 to 11. Gen G will narrowly close out their map pick of Lotus. They now move up to match point.
It's a good call after that timeout. Just one step further, not going for the rush off the bat, but trying to figure out who's stationed over by Mount, who's there. They hear the Odin,
belum
and they
tentu,
say this is our chance to go. And what a punish from Munchkin to get something. Just the
Kalau 3-1 gimana?
Paperrex is a team that will try to push out from this rather than lose it. Because again, their composition and their playstyle just didn't care for a retake onto that B site. It's a hard read from Munchkin, the IGL, and this time it's just one step ahead of Paperrex.
Very nicely done here from Gen G. Match point in their pocket. Paperrex, so can they reply?
Ini kalau mainnya begini terus susah guys anjir. Kalah M-nya, Cok.
What a game! What a series! Gen G comes back on Lotus, proving themselves in this rematch on this particular map against Paperrex.
Yeah, I mean, I really like what I'm seeing from them on their attacker side. Their defender side looked a little bit strange, and a lot of that is just like losing holding angles. Like Texture so many times with the operator
Yalah,
was just
optimis lah,
sitting
optimis
there,
lah, bro.
and then, you know, something would just swing a
Panas
corner and
lah,
just take him
masa
out.
petang lat
And
mulu
the player,
panasnya,
not just like
anjir.
randomness. Like, it's like literally just walking corners and just smacking Texture out of the way. So that their attacker side looked good, but it's always the concern with Paperrex. Like their defender side is always a little bit shakier than their attacker side. And GENG is
GENG udah
slightly
panas
better
semua
so
itu,
far
guys.
this year on their attacker side on Lotus than on their defender side. So it was just enough to get them over the line.
Definitely. I think the Reyna probably threw them in for a little bit of a loop. They probably prepped to redo Lotus, and the Reyna kind of threw them for a loop. So their aggressive pushes, though, were constantly...
Ah elah, iklan lagi, gak jelas.
Iklan. Copyright nih, copyright.
Ya kesel sih gue guys, lumayan kesel sih gue hitungannya. Mereka nggak bisa on point guys. Kenapa ya?
Apa ya, timingnya tuh selalu miss gitu. Chemistry-nya belum dapet loh dari tadi.
Ya, tapi mereka nggak bisa on point aja nembaknya. Beda sama si GENG loh, on point banget itu
that
tempat.
just, you know, kind of brought them to that almost overtime. But by the end of it, I mean, you could still see how sharp, my goodness, these GENG players are.
Well,
Keren.
It really felt like both teams had a good read on each other's operator positions. Like neither side was having any success with the operator. So credit where credit's due. Both teams able to, in a short amount of time, kind of identify some weaknesses in their opponents, and that's why it's really so back and forth and why neither defender side was really able to get the ball rolling. And it's quite surprising that only 6 and 9 in the post plants is GENG, which means they're winning those scrappy duels in the Paperrex like scrum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're just like trying to duke it out sometimes, and a lot. GENG is coming out ahead. The post plant's something to be desired here in terms of fixing that for GENG, but like the fact that they're able to go toe to toe with Paperrex like this in these just intense, chaotic battles, you know, the blink and you miss it rounds, is super impressive.
I think that is going to be very indicative, actually, for the rest of the year. You know, even with kickoffs over, we still have our two splits. And GENG, the way they are dueling against Paperrex right now, the firepower is, I would arguably equivalent here.
It actually does feel really pretty much equivalent, if not slightly higher, actually.
Yeah, the ones winning
Paperrex.
today, they're winning these duels.
Really, that's the wildest thing. I remember like round 20 off of Alex's timeout. Still, somehow, even with the retake ideas coming through, some of the swings that Paperrex wanted to throw at GENG, players like Munchkin, the MVP for this series, was able to hold his own against Paperrex. Like they would swing out really wide, really confidently, trying to get the duel up against them. But the reaction time coming out for some of these GENG players, they were able to take them down. And it just feels as though, you know, Paperrex needs something extra this time. And that's crazy.
Emang serba salah.
I mean, everything
Itu serba salah guys.
Bind was the fourth map of Champions too. And we're like, oh yeah, Paperrex wins Bind. But then you look at GENG and it's very much actually in this order with Lotus and Bind. And yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go. You might be right with your predictions today.
Yay! I did it.
All
I know is no matter what happens today, I'm beating Achilleos in the predictions.
You already won.
So I've already won.
Panas nggak ke Rusia bah, nggak ke Rusia.
Like I've done it. Like I'm already.
Di sebelah panas banget live chatnya. Sebelah mana tuh?
No. I mean, like, I just think like what you're seeing here from GENG is right now they're just more of a complete package. You're still seeing Monyet really struggle on some of these maps on the Rays. I mean, 11 and 21 is really painful on a team that used to rely so much on excellent Rays play to really break open sites, to break open fights, to hit opponents in timings and flanks where they're not expecting it.
Think about that 1 HP clutch. I don't want to draw too many comparisons, but that's one of those plays that lives in your mind. You know, Jay coming up with a 1 HP clutch against EG or whatnot. But in this one, I mean, Monyet is kind of used differently. He has this different style of movement with the double blast packs, and he's kind of going in as a distraction, and then the rest of the team has to follow up, but sometimes that impact is not quite felt. There are times where Monyet is not quite able to hold a site by himself, but even if he dies, he gets information for the rest of the team to respond quickly. So when it comes down to it, drawing the comparisons now between two key players, it's
Yang toxic bang, Monyet ada ribu aku. Aku emang toxic, agak toxic Lex.
On this map, I mean, the Viper's
namanya begitu,
the way that
bro.
he positions himself, and Mindfreak, although he definitely tries in some of these like clutch situations, it's not the most successful. It's a different map.
We haven't seen him be what we're kind of used to with Mindfreak in some ways. And he's usually a pretty good big game player. Like he's a guy who steps up multiple times. Like the casters were talking about earlier at Copenhagen, you know, he was one of those players where everybody was like, whoa, this guy's amazing. You know, he's up and down sometimes, but he's been generally pretty consistent. I think this is more of a team thing right now. I feel like the cohesion's not quite there. Like the Paperrex style just doesn't seem to quite be where it used to be in terms of that speed and that tenacity. Like you see it occasionally, round to round, but overall, like teams are able to handle it, and GENG in particular seems really good at anticipating the pressure. Munchkin's really good on First Bloods again. He's like 3-2 on this map, so he's still able to like kind of do his thing. The last thing I want to say is like,
Jing kenapa nggak main bang? Lagi wamil, wajib militer.
At like covering angles, holding flank angles, making sure that his teammates were covered. There's that one time at
Did you understand wamil?
Like, watching Munchkin, and he's not even watching. Like he knows there's a player coming. Like there was util coming, and Karon's holding the other angle after winning a fight in tree, so he's really aware.
He knows he can trust in his teammate. That's the thing, you know. Karon is able to.
Tapi konsistensi kalau emang dibandingkan Jing tetap Jing guys. Jing lebih jauh konsisten daripada si Monyet ya.
One of the things is that also PaperX is now, they're so used to just kind of like aim dueling and really getting
kalau kata aku mah Monyet tuh beneran grogi sih bang, jujur aja.
Iya bener.
Dia tuh kayak apa ya, dari tadi tuh aku lihat dia kayak ke hold gitu loh bang, nggak belum belum dikeluarin semuanya gitu.
Nggak bang, nggak bisa aja, maksudnya kayak ke ini apa grogi satu sama bebannya berat emang dia jadi duelis harus ngekill banyak itu nggak bisa dia nggak tahu kenapa. Beda kalau Jing main kan lompat tembak dapat 2 aja. Terus lompatnya pas sama flash. Si Jing jadi lompatnya selalu early terus.
Nah itu chemistry-nya tuh udah dapet kalau Jing sama anak-anak lain. Sedangkan ya Monyet kan baru ya. Dan bisa jadi dia juga belum pede gitu.
Terus Something juga ngasih serem dulu. Menurut gua Something dibilang ngasih serem dulu iya, tapi tetap serem sih. Tetap nge-kill kan, tetap nge-frag.
Cuma dia stresnya, dia gampang stres Something tuh. Kalau misalnya udah nggak kena, langsung ngaco gitu mainnya.
So the thing is, a lot of their plays in the past was circled around Jing's particular playstyle. So they just need to figure it out again. But that said, they are not a pushover.
No, absolutely not. Like, if you think PaperX is out of this, you are wrong. Like, there's no way in hell that I think they're just going to go out with a whimper here on Bind. I would expect them, we have no idea what they're going to play. Like, that's the first thing that comes to my mind is, I can foresee a whole bunch of futures on this Bind map, and I don't think I'm going to be right about any of them. Like I could see something like your Reina here, things like that could come through for them. I don't think GENG is going to change a damn thing. Like there's no way. They haven't shown that they're willing to adapt. You know, we saw it on Split earlier.
Kenapa nanya agama ya juga ya?
Lah.
What the heck is
Jing itu apa ya? Nggak tahu guys, gue nggak tahu guys agama.
He doesn't know. Like only Coach Alex knows. Like he's the only one.
Haven't seen it.
Makanya kalau tahu agamanya apa tuh? Apa yang akan terjadi?
Iya guys.
And then that's like
throw out a dartboard. That's the Asian I want.
In the tail of the donkey.
It'd be 5 duelists. Honestly, and we would be like, oh, okay, cool. PaperX is doing crazy things again.
Deadlock, let's go. I saw you were good.
Gue tau agama mamanya, bukan ya?
Nah, itu mah.
I've seen some where they really isolate like the Sky player over
ya, aku ketemu mamanya di Half-Life tuh aku kayak wow. Gila banget ya.
Particularly the ultimate when you can just take them out of the round, and that makes it so much easier to get into that B site, get the plant down, and utilize the natural advantages you have as an attacker post plant.
Makan keramik mit.
Do you think ISO would need to be paired up with another
keramik
duelist though? Or do you think it's like
well, it's PaperX, so they will, but
that's very true. Now let's talk about the first and the second map. That second map on Split was very dominant by PaperX. How do we think, like, yeah, we don't know what they're going to do with their comp now, but judging by how these first 3 maps have played out.
Judging by how the first 3 maps played out, I mean, first of all, you got to talk about Ascent and how much GENG adjusted. You know, they had a really aggressive texture. Karen, of course, still doing Karen things. But then that support coming in from a player like Munchkin, for example, the flash and dash that Texture pulls off is all thanks to Munchkin's support.
Siapa alamat buang Bang Ciong ngirim ini. Sabar guys. Kan skor tadi kita kan ngomong skor situ, tapi skornya belum tahu menang siapa kan. Ya kan 3-2 tuh bisa menang Paperrex, bisa menang ini. 3-1 bisa menang Paperrex, bisa menang ini guys. Ya let's see guys. Habis ini kalau 2 sama udah pasti Miti menang guys ya. 100%.
Anti-execute, positional plays when they start out on defense. We saw a bit of that on Lotus as well. Split was just a bit different because Paperrex does Paperrex things. You got that triple duelist of all things. How do you adjust to that?
Yeah, I actually want to talk about Vine yesterday. You were here yesterday, right?
I think so.
I've lost track.
Was
you were casting yesterday.
Gue harus lihat dulu sih guys agennya, kita agennya. Keren. Belum aja kira udah pilih. Soalnya di map ini gue nggak yakin bisa menang jauh ya. Sengit paling sih, sengit banget ini. Karena di map kayak Paperrex berarti harusnya mereka siapin strats. Strats tapi nggak tahu pakai apa agennya. Karena main belum pernah sih.
And then all of a sudden, all the momentum was gone for DRX. All their mentality seemed to just kind of leave them. Mako started kind of visibly having a hard time at his desk, and that completely shook them. And from there, it was just, GENG has shown, again, tremendous mental resilience. That's my biggest takeaway from them so far, is that even though this is, what's fascinating to me is this is a team with players who have kind of a reputation of maybe being tiltable, but it hasn't shown so far this year.
Yeah.
Not too much. Actually, we did see Texture start to
well,
not cry.
He is the one I'm talking about. He is a little bit tiltable.
Yeah. Well, he looked a little upset, especially when his ace was taken away from him, but not fully tilted yet. But maybe this is why their off-cam chemistry is really important, the support that they have for each other, and when you have
kayaknya harus lihat GENG tuh guys. GENG itu konsisten banget, Cok. Dia main banyak banget map, banyak banget match. Tapi masih tetap konsisten, dia hebat sih.
Munchkin was absolutely crucial. What I really liked in the last map is he started using his util again.
Yay! I was calling for it. Like sometimes I don't know what has gotten into some of our Viper players in Pacific this year, where they're just not willing to use their Viper's pit. And I'm not exactly sure what's going on. If they're just forgetting about it, if it's just so intense, they're just kind of like getting lost in the moment or something like that. But all right, here we go. The comps.
Yoru kan.
Okay. Yoru, Raze, Gecko, Fade. This is basically like
what we saw with DRX.
Yeah. Similar to what DRX does, but not quite the same. It's so like obviously the Raze. Yeah, exactly. True.
Oh, baik kemarin DRX menang ya? Ya menang kalah sih. Lawan GENG.
Lawan GENG. Kalah kan GENG kan 2-0.
Oh 2-0. Oh iya 2-0 ya. Oh shit. Oh iya guys kalah ya. Waduh ini nggak bagus nih.
We don't believe it.
Tapi PRX nggak pernah kalah kan di band soalnya sama Iggy sama Fnatic.
Like it's like they don't really play like they need one anyway. So
no Sentinel, no problem.
Oh tapi DRX nge-throw banget sih di sini. Banyak kalah-kalah, Cok. Oh yang ini yang nge-whiff, yang Mako nge-whiff parah, Cok.
Thank you very much. Here we go.
Kenapa Yuda? Let's go. Ini monyet harus melek sih guys. Ini udah 4 map Cok pakai race. Harusnya udah biasa lah. Ayolah.
Apakah kita akan melihat Gecko pakai OP?
Oh beda tapi komposisinya guys. Kalau kemarin dia ada si flashback pakai ini ya. Sentinel, ini nggak ada Sentinel.
The composition that Global Esports brought out at the very beginning of this tournament, saying how are you going to play this map with a singular controller of Brimstone? Paperrex says, well, we have our own ideas, this time putting in that Yoru alongside, so it's really feels like triple initiator alongside the Raze. Now just, it's going to be a huge fight here for Showers control.
Texture, will the find something?
Dapat 2 tiba-tiba.
Take down the enemy Razes. He's now cleaning it around the back with Meteor holding in that cyber cage. Will find one, toggles over onto the cam. Dart going through, swings back out.
Nembak apa dah?
Now drop something.
Tuh kan nembaknya Cok, kagak yang benar guys.
Turns his sights back over to Shout. Munchkin just re-aggro swings. Takes him down. GENG get the first pistol here on Bind.
And it starts to feel like the fans feel that they're close, that we're close to bringing that title back to Korea. But Paperrex, they're no strangers to this. Had to play in front of a massive crowd last year against TRX at the Junction Stadium for the Pacific Finals, and they overcame it.
And they reverse swept out.
Yeah. Nice! But of course, Texture feeling it too.
Kill them.
They're one step away.
Kebiasaan alergi.
Just a sheriff for ZOWIE. Hasn't had as much of a blow-up performance as we're used to seeing from him.
Oh, on yet.
Greedy Orb.
Wanting to get this. And TP coming in to try to bail him out. Munchkin one taps Forsaken as soon as the door is open. Good Lord. Something trying to hold him here for the orb. Will be able to get locked, yeah. Nice reply fire from him.
Itulah guys, kelebihan dari skin
DREAMCORE
kayak klasik
PRX. Push forward here. Keren very well back. Spots one, takes him down, saw the other. He's gonna re-swing aggressively. Mind Freak
gitu dong, tajam baru guys. Dar.
Can be recovered. Site taken. Texture not looking to try to guard things. Needs to bring this
2 lawan 1, 3. Masih ada winnable sih,
Had 3 people buying up from GENG. This could actually be a bit of trouble and a lot more damage that Paperrex could do. Now, of course, that does mean GENG can also buy up to match in the next round. But right now, Mind Freak has a good opportunity alongside something.
Launching smoke. On the trap wire, something still making his way over. For the setup, Texture looking to take those hopes and dreams away.
Mending mati sih something.
Your Munchkin can also rotate over to try to grab that Bulldog. Here at the end of the round is something hearing. Toggle on the camera. It's a trigger there, and Meteor just swings out behind the box. Catching him in the back. GENG, they lose 2 players, but widely, you know,
ayolah bro, bangun
weapons recovered here.
OP nggak tuh Karon?
2-0 start for them on Bind.
Yeah, great start. And a good read, too, that it could be the split just to try to take away more weapons. Having that Cypher utility set up across all the different ways that they could get taken out here on the retake. Wow.
Konsisten banget Emil.
Yeah, just keeping calm. They know they're close. Don't want to overheat just yet on the 4th map. They haven't won it till the very end.
Neural Theft nearly online already. Meteor just 1 charge off of that. It's Forsaken getting darted. Staying tucked for the time being.
Yeah, and we're seeing this a lot with the teams that are experimenting with the Yoru, that, again, with the Sky gone, you know, not able to just constantly cycle through utility to check B long, you have to kind of invest 2 people there alongside the flashes. Now they've been pushed back.
Okay, Meteor.
What?
Neural Theft now online. Mikhail goes rushing forward, Forsaken swinging out, spraying, does get quite a bit of connection there.
Doesn't have help.
But now, yeah, is getting flushed out. Quick turn on the flash, the Neural Theft going to be invested. Waiting to see if they can try to take him down. Karen find it in the end. Drops down on the top of who come on yet. So finding one, smoke dissipating. Karen just re-steadying the aim there.
Harus aimnya bro.
As Blast Pack
sent
sent forward. Molly out for something, will be able to find the elimination, but now it's all on Manya. It takes Meteor so low.
Oh no, the heal.
Now the heals come in.
You have to save. You don't have anything to work with, and you're already going to be down 3-0.
Alamak.
And not the start that Paperrex was looking for on their pick of Bind. Haven't shown it this year. They've been known to be the leaders of the Yoru compositions on Bind. Really brought it forth for the entire world to see last year.
Just going to say tucked right alongside this trap wire. Doesn't want to give them any inkling in case they come for the hunt.
The crazy part is they know, right? Because of the double trap wire set up, but they're not going to risk anything further either. They want to snowball the lead as much as possible. And just being wary just in case. Maybe he had another blast pack left over. Did used to, I believe, onto that site, but not taking any chances for GENG.
Yeah, and that's a big one because, I mean, Lakia went into that with just the Ghost in hand. Carries over one of those rifles, so it's only 1 weapon lost for the side of GENG.
I mean, Meteor already has 5,000 creds banked up here.
It just hasn't died.
Yeah. Activated that first Neural Theft already.
Masih bisa ngasih 1 atau dia udah mati?
Oh, okay, yeah, just going through the comms as well. It seems like that's what they talked about during this break, just saying, don't get overly excited. Let's just win and then celebrate. And they're only 10 rounds away.
Monyet looking to up the pace, trying to catch somebody off guard there.
Kalau
That
round ini nggak
carryover
menang,
rifle.
aku juga nggak tahu sih.
Ini nggak boleh menang sih kayak susah.
Backed
Ada
away though
ADATA.
is GENG. Now turning their sights once more over towards the B side. Trailblazer rushing forward. Not catching a glimpse of Divide before he makes his way back over in towards Elbow. The walk down, the drop into the smoke and Texture. He's taking him out. Spray as well. Softening up Monyet. The paint shell does come through. Will interrupt the plan for now. Shifted around now within the tube.
Spike planted.
Thrash.
Okay,
Yeah.
check. And Meteor not getting caught by it. Swings around. Will finally be felled, but not before finding Mind Freak. We're continuing to build up for him.
Tuh kan tuh. M-nya tuh beda guys sama mereka guys. Mereka tuh first bulletnya kena pala. Minimal butuh satu. PRX tuh kagak ada yang kayak gitu guys. Pasti nge-wave dulu satu.
So far, obviously, 2 rounds with some iffy purchases on the side of PaperX, but what we're really seeing here is GENG aware that that's going to be the setup that you often find with these Euro defaults. It's a Euro on B, trying to gate crash out somewhere else, maybe ready to take the TP just to throw a bit of a curveball. But oftentimes you're going to need some other support. So the Fade is there with him. They try to pressure it. They try to push it back into the site as fast as possible. Worst case comes if the TP comes through. Meteor's ready for it. He's watching for that teleport, for that showers control, so he's not giving it up for free. It's a strong default from GENG, and quite frankly, one that PaperX, as the defending team, has to figure out the answer to.
Yeah, Meteor's so clean so far here in this map. The movement there, dodging out on the Thrash into the Cyber Cage, being able to trade one before getting taken down.
Kayak itu mereka ngunyah permen karet udah
Dangerous
udah nggak ada
signs
rasanya.
for PaperX, which is why we see the timeout again being forced out very early on.
Yeah, and you're not even on the attacking side right now, so you can't even just say we're going to rush one site anymore. That's not going to work.
You can rush out of one site.
You could rush out of one site. We have seen that before from PaperX, and sometimes that's what catches them off guard. But I just feel like this map right now, GENG is ready for it. And the thing is obviously GENG showed one iteration of their bind yesterday against DRX, who also was running a Euro composition. So PaperX, they, not much time, but they had some data to go off of. And this time GENG is just saying, let's try to get a read on PaperX first. So let them make the first move. They're going to be antsy for it, and they would have identified that absolutely correctly.
We'll see what the call is going to be here. After Alex's intervention, Operator does come through. He's put into the hands of something now, which I don't have the updated stats right now, but coming into this map, even being down in the series and having GENG be at match point, Something's impact has been impeccable.
Yes.
Tied for top fragging alongside Karen, both of them dropping 50 kills so far in the series. They're 16 and 5 in first kills, first deaths.
Jeez.
The start of the value here, something that's been amazing. Forsaken now, first kill of his own. Does
Ya elah, apa sih
pushing
picknya?
forward, trying to take that deep hard angle outside of B.
Pakai OP
Just
lagi,
gets
udah
punished.
diambil nih.
Yeah, and he just thinks because of the hard push that they're going to be holding further back away from Fountain, but Meteor's just up close.
Tell him, Hank, this is how it feels.
Rugi dong.
We scoped it and instantly don't. Mind Freak, however,
Spike down B.
instantly finding 3. Texture answering one back, Monyet.
Mulai BU
Will be
kah?
able to finish him off. Fantastically done by Mind Freak.
Apakah mulai BU?
Hoping to bail him out. But yet another round loss keeps them alive. Gets them on the board.
It's great to see Mind Freak performing as he has been the entire kickoff, because he's had some ups and downs throughout his career, obviously very storied alongside the rest of the PaperX squad. But when he's at his peak, he's so clean with it. And just the comparisons and the stories we're getting just from this finals alone, right? The controllers, Mind Freak and Karen, you mentioned it. Obviously, there's the fragging potential between Something and Karen. The duelists, of course, Texture, really trying to continue to be the top of the pack.
Okay.
Oh my!
Ngapain ya monyet ya? Buset.
There's no reinforcement here
Ke
from
depan lagi
Monyet.
anjir.
Orbital Strike is cutting off that access. So he gets isolated and taken down. Move out into the corner. Forsaken makes his way into the dimensional drift. See what he opts for here. Okay, flash out. Showstopper sent towards heaven. Mask comes off. That's the fake out. Texture falling for it, but eventually just gets flushed out into the open. Kill comes in. Device well finding one. Forsaken with a nice tap. Takes out Meteor. Once again, lock in. Now the last one standing. Spot on the one. Mind Freak heading across towards Showers.
They should know that he's trapped somewhere in Lamps. He saw a little bit more info coming out from that Prowler as well.
Not going for the teleported play here. Is Mind Freak going to be creeping all the way around over towards short?
PRX is playing this safe, and I don't mind that, but that could be what gives GENG this opportunity. They have all the time to explore the entire site and figure out a different exit.
Freak to just go on a walkabout. Gets himself rotated around. Hearing the jump peeking, Dizzy going out, Munchkin with a click clear. Happens to be worried about potential wall bang coming through. Reads this very nicely. Mind Freak nails the shot.
Itu baru Aaron,
PaperRex picking up 2 in a row.
Baru inget itu tagihan kredivo dia.
Well, if it's not going to be your crazy duelists that are putting the round wins on the board, someone's got to do it, and Mind Freak's here to answer the call. Barely bringing them back into this. Forsaken committing to that spray was good, and also the dimensional drift just to make sure they can't commit the plant. Then the orbital strike, and then the flash as well to try to trap some of them with that blinded vision within that brimstone ultimate. I like the entire sequence of it, and it eventually leads to that round win that PaperX also desperately needed. Op still, of course, in the hands of something as well.
Nah, tinggal pick lagi. Ini enak. Dia tahu PaperX sering nge-pick, Cok. Aduh, udah.
Now, Lakia actually does swing.
Komonya tinggal nge-pick lagi.
Marks by it there.
Satu.
Keren just holding back to see if there's going to be another aggro push out from something with his op.
Ini kayaknya ngeri kalau something.
But that does seem to be the adjustment that they've made since that timeout. Not pushing entirely out, not full wgaming. But they will force the hand a little bit, make sure that these default setups for GENG can't stay the way they are. Getting the read that GENG's playing this offense like a defense. The classic Forsaken Yoru.
Clone out, jump peek. Not going to be spotting anything here.
Susah banget asal kalau main Yoru anjir.
Really get a read on what GENG's movement's going to look like. This does send Forsaken back over towards this A site. So 3-man stack there, but the operator still posted up from something. They have to be ready for this. There's lead the way and Texture off the back, but yeah, he does get shot through it. Manages to stay alive and lock it.
I know exactly.
Throw those heals out. Now another neural theft. Second one for Meteor so far here in the game. Coming down.
30 seconds
It's going to be a little bit of a bait and switch attempt here with the teleporters, but yet still hovering nearby. Shot sent on that entry. Tucks back in towards Lamps.
Monyet now stuck in Lamps. No one there to back him up just yet.
Shots flying. It's actually Monyet finding a kill. Count on going to be taken down.
Really?
Quick on that reply as Meteor just dancing around inside the cyber cage as the kills come in. Cleanup will be there. 4 members still standing. GENG answering back with a fifth round win.
That's a really well read round. A quick adjustment to PaperX. As soon as PaperX starts to pressure the initial default just a bit, GENG just cuts all audio, doesn't invest more util, creeps up to the starting line, which this time is a little bit further behind, but it's going to be that entry point into B long. They want to suss out this operator, they get it correctly, and that's what you get when you're not using something like the Razor or the Jet. You just have no escape. And Munchkin following those Seekers, leading him to victory.
Wide peek from Texture, just looking to get swung out by hearing a decent amount of noise. Wisely decides to creep back. Just has a stinger, so at range, not going to be doing him too many favors, but Forsaken, what a shot!
Right above the Trailblazer.
Yeah, finding Texture's head, taking him down, eats a bit of damage here. Spamming through the cyber cage, trying to find the shot. Lakia will be able to get something. That's Forsaken, still just trying to come up with the goods. Can't do it, but Mind Freak continues to help deliver alongside Monyet with a showstopper delivery.
Nice.
They will shut down the attack, and PaperX will keep things close.
It's an excellent setup from both Forsaken and Divide. Divide, of course, is backing out, holding the cross from elbow. But it's Forsaken who not only gets the first shot, but sends that fake gate crash early on. It keeps him tied up, buys all the time for the backup to come in the form of a showstopper.
Great reaction from Monyet.
Yeah.
Iya, anjir yang kedua bisa berjalan.
Getting a little bit of that shining moment as that raise. He's really been thrown into a couple of
soalnya kena tekstur udah low kan.
Finding his footing, it's a push out from PaperX.
Oke, put pertama kena.
Mosh pit over the top, right off the rip here. As Forsaken goes rushing forward, managing to find one with the trade back.
Dua orang nge-pushnya begitu.
Finding 2 kills.
Gak kebiasaan, cow. wgaming kalau udah nggak berhasil jangan terusin terus ya.
Trying to slow, but Meteor looking forward into showers. As soon as Mind Freak realizes it, he's already dead.
Itu mulu kalah aja, anjir.
4 players alive. Here for GENG. Prowler scouting 1. It's Monyet who's bouncing forward. The poop bobble. Kill off Texture. Meteor finding 3. Again, just 2 charges away from yet another neural theft as GENG lock in 6 rounds on this attacking half.
Now, again, looking at the competition, as crazy as single controller does sound for either side of Bind, you gotta imagine that all the projectiles they can throw on and execute benefits PaperX a little bit more for the attacking side. But all
nggak
things
ada
considered,
awareness-nya,
it
Cok.
does feel like PaperX is just not used to
Dari shower kayak gampang banget dibunuhnya gitu loh.
Yeah, they push out. They lose 2 people to 1. You've already invested a molly. You have to use the second one just to buy time. But after that, you have nothing to delay. GENG does not respect it. They just push through from both showers and A short.
I must wait a moment.
Quick clear on the cam. Dart not found, but looks like GENG not looking to waste any time. Teleporter going to be instantly taken here. So Meteor will be watching the back line. TP actually back over towards the defender spawn. Top flash going to be sent down.
Anjir, dapet tuh anjir udah di flash gitu.
He shuts it down. Buying something again. Pushing forward, but ultimately may have to just call for the save.
Iya ya, vibes-nya kayak
You know what's crazy is
lawan
Texture
EG ya.
anti-flashes away from that by looking down because it's the Euroflash bounced up on the pop flash and then flicks right back up.
You could have just stopped the sentence after saying texture.
Yes, he is crazy. You are correct. Sometimes a little long-winded on my commentary. Oh, just impressive, this guy. Again, I can't help but emphasize the point that tournament of his life. And he's always been great.
Locky on the hunt attempt will be staved off. Actually, just making sure there's no attempts at some ninja diffusery going on here. Make his way back out to safety here. Damn near flawless round for GENG. Now 7 rounds on this attack side. And I agree with you in regards to PaperX's comp.
Tapi kasihan monyet sih guys menurut gua guys.
Better legs under than
Soalnya
going over the
setahu
attack.
gua
Eventually, you do hit a point
kemungkinan
where it
besar
feels like
mungkin
it's the point
akhir
of no
tahun
return.
Jing bisa balik guys. Kalau
Yeah,
Jing
and I
balik
think
kayaknya bisa
that's
kegingsir
right
kalau
here, right
mainnya
now.
nggak improve ya.
A little bit, a little bit left to the ground and flicks right back up.
Mungkin akhir tahun mungkin udah
Not
kelar.
surprised about this timeout. You want to get these last 2 rounds.
Nggak tahu sih tapi
And
kalau akhir
obviously,
tahun kelar, kalau misalnya tahun depan
7-5
tetap aja sih.
scoreline, excuse me,
Kalau
is
monyet
the
nggak improve
halfway
susah
point
sih.
as close as you can get without being a
Kali 2 tahun.
50-50. But
Gua nggak tahu sih guys.
really more than that, as you mentioned, you need
2 tahun emang
something
ya? Gua
to
nggak tahu.
hold your hope on, and it can't just be we absolutely have to win
Banting
this.
dulu
You
nggak
need a
sih?
little bit more than
Normalnya?
that, especially with a risky composition like this. Just a 1 brimstone. I mean, that gets so tricky on when and where you use those smokes, because all 3 of those sky smokes have to find value.
Plenty to be said here from Alex. His last few seconds, getting ready to dwindle out. See what kind of impact he's going to be able to have and whether or not they can try to rescue the remainder of this half. Like you said, 7-5, given the composition, the setup here from PaperX. I'd say those are pretty decent odds for them. They need to be able to get these last 2. Showstopper pit available on the side of GENG. Yet another dimensional drift here for Forsaken.
Apa pakai itu ya Yoronya ya?
Value it brings. I feel like, sure, you get some tricky kills now and then already in this match. He's done it before on split, but outside of the kills themselves, hasn't been that easy to find amazing value for space, as GENG's been fairly prepared for it.
Gate crash back over. Forsaken joining in. Now they hear that Trailblazer coming, and that's going to be the rotation as well. Mind Freak looks to make his way over to the side. Texture just disrespecting the poison damage since the Showstopper out at the fake, however. Now he's kind of going to be stuck within that smoke. Tries to push out, but Divide able to find the kill. To get him down, the pin's going to be invested. Thrash jumping forward. Doesn't get the detain onto anybody. As the Seeker rushes in. Looks to just slow him up. Forsaken jump in the corner, however, catching Lakia with Util in hand. Takes him down with the shorty. Calls down that Phantom. Finds another kill. Meteor now gone. Karen forced to the other side. The tap onto the spike, the swing. Now Munchkin gets through! But something will be able to clean him up.
Oh my god.
Wow, Munchkin with the Clad 2, and then something to answer right back as they line up through the tube. It could have been disaster. I didn't mind the idea to bait them out with the fake diffuse, but lining up like that against someone like Munchkin and Karon. A risky endeavor.
57 lah, 57 lah.
See that one back here. As Texture trying to find the value, hearing that Odin spamming through lab. Good covering fire from Divide.
I mean,
something with those 2 kills in the back end. Whew. Bailing them out when it looked like it was going to be very painful. PaperX now up to 4.
Still have that dimensional drift as well. The Odin for the pressure.
Kan? Ini gue bilang, cowok jelek banget picknya. Semuanya juga nggak pernah dapet, cowok.
Well, speaking of fours, I believe that's the fourth neural step for Meteor. In this half.
Masih
On the spot, on a mind freak, flash goes in, he swings around the box. Meteor now, maybe looking for an ace.
Lagi-lagi kumat.
Some of the crowd start chanting it.
Kumat
Seagate
banget.
sprinting around, trying to identify the positions here of the GENG members. Odin in hand, just wants to start slow swinging onto the box. They double face it. Karen will be able to take him down. No ace to be found, but a 4K and a flawless round. I'm sure Meteor is more than happy with that. It's GENG start off by 8-4 in the half.
Absolutely nasty double kill for Meteor to open that up. I'm not quite sure if that first shot from Paperrex was intentional or not. It could have worked in their favor to try to bait out the swing. They had the double. They were already spread out. But Meteor, just too quick. I mean, he's not a stranger to having to swing out and win these impossible rounds, impossible fights. He is so used to fighting these 1vx situations.
Oh, that's a chin.
Yes.
He's frowning and smiling simultaneously.
Oh no, some of the Paperrex fans perhaps kind of staring down the end of this match. It's not over just yet, but it is looking tough.
Dia nggak bisa sih menang sih guys. Kenapa? Karena circuit point-nya lumayan bagus. Dapat 3 circuit point buat ke champion nanti.
Champions of Pacific, but they've been here so many times, so close to try to lead and close out a match, and they just haven't been able to do it. As soon as they face an opponent that they thought they should beat, and they were challenged, they've crumbled in the last leg of it.
Well, it all needs to begin right here. A monstrous run back ahead of them if they want to extend this into that 5th and final map of Breeze. For now, I mean, it's just been such a dominant showing. 12 rounds played, 5 deaths only for Meteor. Been impeccable for him.
Yeah, such a clean
Oh, B-nya 4 cok, kalau ke B mati sih.
Has that Cypher, and what a pick against this composition and this team of Paperrex. Another good example of how to just turn a crazy cracked duelist aimer into another stable role here.
See what Paperrex want to do ultimately for now. Everybody very fanned out. Cypher Util set up here on the A site, but Meteor still going to be playing over towards B. Seems like they're very much expecting that Paperrex are going to end up going towards the site as Lakia. Pixel out of place spotted. Mind Freak sending a warning shot. Now the forces of Paperrex start gathering up, getting ready to attack the A site.
Yeah, I mean the A site, even the spy cam and everything set up for a retake. You see that deep tripwire. They just want to know if backside is taken or not. Munchkin will try to get some shots in.
He does.
Actually, a lot.
Oh, Spawn yet up on top of the box. Still wants to try to send down that bite. He's greeting for
Oh,
Red. Set of bullets. Munchkin able to win out. Goes for the reload. That's a pretty decent advantage here for the side of GENG, considering the damage already out onto something. Texture now swinging around from behind. Mind Freak. Tucked away, backing away from that smoke for the time being. As Meteor fighting Forsaken. Swinging out to the side. Munchkin now.
Nice.
Coming up with another one, finishing the job that he started. Comes up with a kill. Meteor, however, getting distracted. The nice little tug of war coming through as Texture falls. Lakia, last one standing by, rushing forward. And he gets it. That half already finished, but either way, he had all the time in the world. Lakia, the last one standing as GENG move up to 9.
It's such a good setup from GENG. Abusing the fact that Cypher, obviously global utility, sets it up in A, but not to delay. Even the toxic screen, it's not meant to delay. It's just meant to make sure that the retake is easier. I mean, they get the free gift of the early kill onto Manyen. But they had the trip set up, the spy cam set up to make sure that Paperrex can't find a good post-plant position. And Munchkin feels good about that. What a read, what a call from the IGL. And a good first kill. Shoves Mind Freak out into showers, and now Paperrex, they can't. They're not going for the force. They want to go for the
boy. They're on around the corner. There's the push in. There's one. There's basically the collab with the judge.
The long-range support from the Guardian as well.
Just looking to shut them out of this one. Tucks away. The Prowler coming through. Munchkin. He'll get himself a second.
Ada anjing loh si Dava. Kenapa nggak di anjing dulu, Cok?
It's GENG now up to double digits, 3 rounds away from becoming the kings of the kickoff.
You play enough games on stage, and even a cracked gamer like Keren is going to be using the judge as well, getting the full Valorant experience. Playing like a cracked aimer, swinging out on those wide swings, sometimes playing like a Rat King, and he'll do it all.
Flawless.
I mean, what do you do as Paperrex? You don't even have many chances here. Just finally the buy round, and you're already down 6 rounds.
Not many chances and no timeouts as well to work with. All of them having to be burned within those first 10 rounds.
Oh no.
Push out, the turn for the flash. 2 kills now, 3 gonna be found. Some good answer back here. Something and Divide find one apiece. Divide now finding himself a second.
Apaan sih?
It's another blink and you miss it round between these two squads. Texture picks up a 3K with the Guardian, and GENG continue to strive towards the throne.
It's just as if that they have switched souls. This is how Paperrex used to play. Absolute disrespect, knowing that you can win every duel. Look at just how confident Texture is. This man just does not lose this week.
It's like he's constantly playing with
Astaga, lihat guys, anjing.
knows every single angle they're going to peek from.
I mean, this could be the start to just one heck of an insane year for Texture.
Prowler in, but snake bite to delay. Paint shells. Where those ones went. Full flash though on a Munchkin. Drop in, Lockyer lurking. Outside guard managing to find one, something with the Guardian. However, able to get Texture, but now Meteor arrives. Forsaken, no HP. Keren.
Standing. One enemy.
We're gonna shut it down. 7 health remaining. The rookie versus the fan. The rookie stands tall. The odds were stacked against him. Forsaken needed that one. GENG now at series point.
Monyet kemana sih dia? Monyet lompat doang, cuy, selalu gitu guys.
Insane. I mean, obviously the year has just started, sure, but with the performances they've had throughout so many maps, having to play through so many matches, all going the full distance. I don't think we can say that this is just a kickoff thing. I think they are building towards an absolute monstrous year. And if they get the 3 championship points right off the bat, going to Masters of Madrid at a higher seed.
One step forward, 1 step back. Things equalized. Forsaken gone. It's a lot of firepower taken away from the team.
Oh yeah, monster on the loose.
Thrash will lead the charge. Texture hanging back, trying to avoid detection. Orbital strike sent in from Keren, just delaying. Moniet up in front of it. Being decayed down lower and lower. Lamps the target here as Texture tries to make his way out the safety. He barely does. Flash from Lakia, the drag across, finds one. Munchkin swinging the corner, finds another. Mind freaking Moniet. Fight back. Now it's just down to Moniet and something. The TP is going to be used. Keren, the classic in hand. Surely not like this! Gosh. He finds one!
What in the world?
3 HP separating the 2 remaining players. A paint shell in the hands of Moniet. The boombot here for Texture.
Planted.
The plant comes down. Texture playing impatiently. But we can see Moniet tucking and swinging around through the elbow. And so far, Texture not getting a sense of this at all. But now he will turn his sights over. He spots him! He's got it done! 13-4, the players already on their feet. Texture will get the defuse as the rest start the celebrations. GENG, they have controlled Chaos Incarnate. They have put a leash on Anarchy. And they are the kings of the Pacific Kickoff.
Every single player on this team looking for redemption, and they help lead Keren, the rookie, to a royal road in the VCT Pacific. This is a tournament run to go down in the history of VCT.
An unbelievable start to the season from GENG, from a team that struggled so much in the opening debut season of VCT Pacific. The 4-0 start into the cataclysmic fall to obscurity. They came into this season with many a question mark surrounding the roster, the decision making, the decision to pick up a player
Aduh guys,
who had never even had the opportunity to prove himself in any capacity with Karen.
Mana pialanya, woy? Nggak
Now
ada
he
ini
himself,
makanya.
this young gun, this rookie, in his debut on any stage, is a royal roader. Fist bumps about between the two squads. Obviously, for Paperrex, we still will be seeing more of them. They will be going over to Masters Madrid alongside GENG as their cohorts from VCT Pacific. But with a lot more pressure and a lot more doubt cast on them, likely than ever before. Absolutely astounding here from GENG.
Nggak ada pialanya guys,
An
gitu doang.
incredibly well-deserved win.
Kita tunggu di Madrid ya guys.
As the home crowd continues to go electric for them. But that will just about do it for myself here. It's been an absolute pleasure to guide you guys through these 4 maps. And I will get ready to hand it over to my co-caster, William, who's getting ready to take to the stage and talk to these players about this absolutely incredible feat
Nice try, guys.
that they have
Nice
managed
try
to
apa?
pull
Nice
off.
throw.
Because this was
Nice try, nice try.
not only just confident, but absolutely
Nice try, nice try. Nice try. Apa guys, masih ada Madrid guys. Madrid tanggal 14 Maret berarti masih ada 2 minggu ya guys ya.
Yo,
2 minggu buat latihan guys.
See you on Madrid ya guys ya.
Iya, see you on Madrid guys.
Ayo PRX Madrid tolong menyala lah ya guys ya. Please, please. Oke guys. Aku yang stream dulu ya Bang.
Ya, aku yang stream juga guys. Thank you guys ya, thank you Mit.
Thank you Bang Tio.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys, sampai jumpa di next live streaming guys. Kecewa guys, kecewa. Tapi tetap dukung guys, jangan lupa ntar di Madrid masih ada pertarungan hebat guys di Madrid nanti guys. So jangan lupa kita ketemu lagi di Madrid guys ya. So thank you.